repeatably, verifiably, and credibly. If we only stick to that, that's problematic because then you can't go into things that are unprovable and you can't surmise and theory craft things. And you're indicating that we need to be able to surmise and theory craft things. Why do you make that claim?
Correct.
Why do you make that claim? Why do we need to be able to go into pretend land? Why?
You have to have names.
Why don't
Because
we just
it
not
guides
go into pretend land?
exploration. It guides exploration so we can find more real stuff.
So pretend land guides exploration.
If
Even
the
though
theory
there's
is
no
crafted
reality
well
in it,
and
and you
based
can't
in
prove
some
it in
level
any
of
way.
reality,
Yeah. I really can't pick up a rock because they're misnamed too. It's just a concept, the word rock. Therefore,
It's
I'm
a
not
guide
really
as
like
picking
you guys
up
are
a
taking
rock.
it too.
find more
You guys
real
are taking
stuff.
it a little too far. We don't
No,
believe
no.
space-time's bending when they say we understand where you're coming from, but
It doesn't
you're
matter
going
what
too
you
far
call
with
rock.
it.
The rock will still exist.
You're going too far with it, though.
No.
Nobody here believes space-time's
Yeah, you're
bending when they
trying to
say
make
gravity.
it an esoteric event. When I pick up a rock and drop
You
it,
can
or
describe
Neil
it as
deGrasse
esoteric as you
drops the
want.
microphone, it's
You
all
have nothing to
this
prove that oxygen
magic
exists. If
man
you
called
did, you would show it.
gravity, this persona that's responsible for everything.
This
You
is
know
really
it's not.
easily
I know
solved,
it's not.
guys. This is really easily solved. Any of the things that you think we're denying, prove them to us right here, right now,
Acceleration is
and the
not
whole
hard to
thing will be
prove.
solved.
Acceleration
that?
is not hard to prove, dude. That really happens. Why are you
Well, it
denying
depends
that?
on the shape and the center of mass of the falling body.
Okay, then prove it.
If it's a sheet of paper,
Like
how
it's like
fast and how hard is it going to fall?
it's like
has
running.
weight, it has
Running
mass.
is real. I wouldn't say that running is not real, but I can't show you running. I can show you the activity of running. But if I show you somebody participating in the activity of running, it could be a bobcat. It could be a person. It could be a penguin.
And what would
there's
you show me?
no
What would you show
matter.
me?
So
What
with
would you
that
show
run,
me?
I would show you an activity. But I wouldn't show you something with a physical essence. So right
would you
there,
point
it's
to?
real, but it
What would you
doesn't have
point to?
a physical dimension in that regard. It's a real activity, but it's not real in that I can show you running. This thing that I picked up is running.
you
That's
can't
where
show me
it
running.
fails.
You can't show me running?
I can show you the activity, yes.
Okay, so I can observe running.
Yes.
So it's real because I can observe it.
But it wouldn't have an essence in and of itself where I can pick up running and give it to you
I don't know
physically.
why you're putting that, and I never put
People
that on
moving
it.
faster
If you
than
can
walking
observe it, then
speed. Running
it's
is
real.
a fake word. I mean, you can't
So
see
why-
people running. You can't
What-
film them running because the word is
If we
just
can
like,
observe it, then it's
like
real. Why do you
atoms. It's
deny acceleration?
Because you're not
we can't
actually
use
observing
words for anything.
We can
acceleration
observe
as
it.
defined. You're observing motion.
Oh
As the
my God.
motion gets quicker,
You
it's
observe a
accelerating.
physical object. You're doing exactly what the bowlers do when they see the sun move and say they see the earth spin. They're saying B equals A. You see a rock fall. Now you're saying I see acceleration.
That's straw
Hold
manning.
on,
That
hold
has
on, hold
nothing
on.
to
Don't
do with
interrupt
the
me, please,
issue.
please. Jimbo, don't interrupt and then just go on. So I'm just, it'll be under in 15 seconds. You're not seeing acceleration because acceleration is B. You're witnessing A, which is the rock. And the rock can't be acceleration. The rock can only be the rock. So you
Why
witness
can't
a
the
rock.
rock be accelerating?
Yeah,
The
this
rock-
is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, there's
I don't know
also
how you could
tests
deny
to what you count in the observation.
You're
Why
just
can't
saying
the rock be
because
accelerating?
that's what
right the
bowlers
hand,
do.
but the right the hand has a notion of observation that only takes the thing in its essence, like the rock. That's it. Other people have a notion of observation that may include a little bit of the rock in its activity. So even this is problematic, but it's good that we can talk about it because we can hash out the differences in what we consider part of the observation.
Hold up.
No, we
Okay,
need to
Untamed
establish what's
Flame.
real.
Untamed Flame. Why is the rock not accelerating?
The rock is not. The rock is in motion. Now you can call it whatever you want to call it. That doesn't make what you call it real. The rock is moving. Now even moving is just words. That doesn't make moving real. The rock is real. The air it displaced is real.
But if the rock is made up of
Okay,
a bunch of
so if
things
it's
that
moving-
interact to make the rock, then you're going to be at the same position again with a bunch of things whose activity is defining the essence of the particular that you're talking about, the rock. So you're going to be in a deadly fallacy where really you're looking at a bunch of things that are interacting to give you that rock that don't even have an essence in and of themselves necessarily. Are you ready to make that philosophical fallacy?
Hold up, Lemon. Hold up.
You
Lemon.
started that entire statement with if, so we can throw it out because
Okay,
I'm going to assume that you are not.
Hold up.
Don't interrupt me.
That is as open as possible
Don't
so that
censor
we
me
can
with your
prosecute
talk.
science.
Okay, great. Now
All
let
right.
me speak. Now hold on. Let me respond to that. When you said if the rock is made up of all these different little things, that's great. If you want to believe that, that's good, but that's not reality. We don't see the rock made up of all the little things that you're pondering it might be made up of. So your ponderings are not in any way relevant to reality.
Okay, Untamed Fame. So you say that we see the rock move, right? So if acceleration is defined as the rock moving, in time, with the passage of time, what's wrong with that?
Okay,
Like moving quicker
listen,
when time passes.
Listen, okay, stop talking here. Nothing's wrong with that. The problem comes when you start saying acceleration is real, time is real. And I'm going, no, real refers to the existence in reality, like the physical object, the rock, and the air that it displaced. Acceleration is not real. Acceleration is a conceptual term. It could have been any term, anything. We could have called it frisbee. The rock frisbees to the ground, doesn't matter. We're describing the physical rock displacing physical air and changing coordinates and moving to a new location.
Okay, how would you define time?
Okay, is time real? Can you hold it? That's what I'm saying. Time is
How would you define time?
Time is the tracking of motion.
Okay. Not necessarily, right? Because you could have something not moving and still there's passage of time, right?
Well, how would you know time was passed? If everything stopped moving in your model, if you believe in atoms, if everything stopped moving, not an atom moving, nothing, how would you know time was passing and how would you track it?
Well, no, that's a good point, but it's not simply.
So, and
you know
how
time
they
exists.
how they keep track of time?
You asked him for his definition. Come on.
Yeah, and what's a second? A second is nothing but a cesium atom going back and forth 87,000 times. So it's not motion. You will always, time is motion. That's why it says, man, that took you a long time because it's a lot of distance that needs to be covered.
Hold up. Hold up. 1 second.
Time would still exist.
Lemon, 1 second. 1 second. So if I'm just thinking, like I'm there and I'm thinking, I'm just observing stuff, but nothing is moving. Is there no passage of time?
No. Well, show me.
Really? So if I'm sitting there, nothing's moving. I'm meditating and I just observe nothing moving.
So
time isn't passing?
Time. So you're not observing. You're telling. Hold on. Are you
so
telling me
your definition for time is lacking?
I'm speaking. I was fucking talking, dude. Right. Jeez. I'm asking you. Are you observing time?
Yes.
Okay.
You're observing the passing of. That's what I'm saying. Your definition for
don't tell me what I'm doing.
Movement to be absolutely necessary is wanting. I find it wanting.
You told me you observed time.
I observed passing, passing of magnitudes, Okay,
so what does the passing of time look like since you've seen it?
It doesn't have to look like anything because I can observe
then how
it.
Did you know you observed it?
Do you not trust your senses?
Tell me what sense observed it.
What, for instance, my eyes. Okay, I could just be looking at something, but not know the time.
Okay, so what does time? Since your eyes observed it, what does time look like?
Again, nothing has to be moving.
I'm not asking you about anything moving. You said you used your eyes to observe time. Now I'm asking, if I said I used my eyes to observe a dog and you asked me what the dog looked like, I could tell you.
I didn't say if time is a physical thing, now did I?
No, you said you observed it.
Passing.
You
I observed the passing of something.
What if you observe the passage of time?
Decay is a good one.
I don't care. You're going to say it means something, so you didn't observe it.
What do you mean?
Did you observe time passing?
No, I observed the passing of.
Okay, so
if you want to define it, that's what I'm saying. Your definition for time is wrong.
You're telling me you observed the passage of time. I'm just asking you what it looked like.
It didn't look like anything, bro. It's just my eyes were open and I'm existing, so I know that time is passing.
Anything means
so
the fact that I
exist.
that's not useful.
How do you know you observed it If you can't even tell me what you observed or if you observed anything.
I'm telling you,
problem
I'm
with your
aware of
definition
my
and its
existence.
implication is that you have to see something moving to have time. For you to see that something is not moving, that still requires the passage of time because you need to observe it at time A,
You're just
not
telling
moving
me
all the way to time B,
No,
and
no,
not
no.
moving to see that it's not moving. So that's even that definition is problematic without a passage of events with or without moving to account for the fact that this thing is not moving in this entire time.
All I need to observe an object is me and the object. We don't need anything else. Just those two.
Look, Untamed
Anything else?
Fame.
Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done, Lemon. Please, I know you're ready to jump in.
That's not Lemon, bro.
If you try and invoke anything other than the object and the observer, okay, you're manifesting conceptual ideas as reality.
Okay, so listen, I agree with you that for the majority of, when time is passing, that we observe movement.
Okay, well, so hold on.
What?
Well, how do you know
So,
time is
well,
passing?
let me
if
finish.
you
Let me
can't
finish.
see it?
Let me finish. So for the huge majority of time passing, we observe movement, right? But if everything's moving and then I stop and everything nothing's moving, right? Or if I'm moving and I stop and I continue to exist as I did before, I continue to observe as I did before, but I'm not there's no movement. That doesn't mean time stopped.
Okay, here, I maybe
It's
I
not
can help.
mutually exclusive.
Maybe I can help with this. Let's take your example of meditating, right? Okay, you sit down in a room, you close your eyes, and you begin meditating. We'll say you did this right after you woke up, all right? You just decided you're going to go ahead and meditate for a while. You sit down, you breathe deep, you start meditating, your eyes are closed, okay? You're not paying. Let's say you have a nice room that's padded, you don't have any senses that are available to you to anything outside this room. You're just sitting there meditating,
Yeah, you're gonna
right?
say something about breathing.
And okay, so all you're doing is sitting there in this room meditating. Then at some point you stop meditating and you walk outside. Okay? How do you know time passed?
Because I continue to exist.
Okay, that's
what I'm saying.
not a good
I'm a
enough
realist,
answer.
right? No, hold up.
What you're
So
saying
we're
is
going-
that your existence is tied inextricably to time when you don't have any way of proving that.
the proof is our senses, right? So like I said, the majority of the time that we're existing, there's movement, right? But just because if we stop the movement and we continue to exist in the same fashion, then all of that experience from our entire lives, if you're a realist, if you observe and adhere to a direct realism, tells you that the passage is still going.
Okay,
Just
so
because you
time is
stopped,
just
just because you held your breath,
Let me ask one question.
just because you held your breath doesn't mean that time stopped.
This is how we can find out if time is existence existence or is existence time?
Is existence existence?
Or
Yes,
is
existence is
existence time?
existence.
No, hold on. There was a second part because you're telling me existence is time. So I need to know, is existence equal to existence or does existence equal time?
Okay, when I said existence, I meant conscience.
Just ask if existence is time. The first one's a tautology.
Wait, hold on.
I'm
What do you
just
say?
I'm asking if A equals A or if A equals B. And I know
gave
what
an
you're going to
answer. What
tell
was the
me.
answer?
And this is just
I told him
is
when I said
existence or is existence time?
I was conscious because I stopped and I was conscious, right?
Okay.
So
So you
I'm not.
stopped and you were
time or is
conscious.
conscious?
So you know time passed.
Yes, I know time passed because I still continue to observe, right? Whatever I was touching,
So
I continue
continuing
to
to
touch.
observe
My
equals
senses-
time.
My senses told me that things are still happening. I'm still
Can a
conscious
cow
of the
observe?
things going around.
So observation
Can
is
a
time.
dog observe?
Okay, listen, stop. Hold on.
Hold on, let
we're
him
using
answer
my
this.
example,
Can a
right?
dog observe?
You're saying you just got done with your meditation. You walk outside and you're saying you know time passed because you're still observing things. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that. Okay, so in our entire lives, with all of our experiences, even if we stop, we know that things continue, right? So maybe it's built up on this movement aspect. But to say time is movement is incorrect because even if everything stops, we can rely on our past knowledge. And we continue to observe.
I was going
and we know
somewhere
that
with the example.
that time is still passing.
I was going somewhere with the example. When you're done with the meditation, and we didn't set a time for how long it was. You just got up, you just started meditating, you got done at some point and walked outside. How do you know if time has passed or not while you were meditating?
because of all our well of personal experience that taught us that time is still continues to pass even if we stop.
Okay, so it's not based on anything that you can see when you're done meditating.
No, I mean that could be supplemental, but let's say everything else is the same in the room, you still know that time passed because of all of the personal experience, all the empiricism that you've conducted or observed your entire life.
So personal experience equals time.
If you want to straw man it or dumb it down
This
to
is-
that
this is
nutshell,
all-
go right ahead.
Well, I'm
If you're not
this is
understanding
all
what I'm
still
saying,
over
bro,
Listen, this is
if
a
you're not
current
understanding what I'm
explanation.
saying, that's on you.
Yo,
It's
Let
not
me
a
dumb it
straw
down.
man
What
when
is
it-
time to a dog?
this is all over if things can go the same speed through air or they can go faster or slower.
Jeremy,
is
Why-
time
like,
to
why-
a dog?
wait at the
Well,
kids'
well,
table
let's
for
stick with the
everyone.
time thing because I think it's good that we continue discussing
Yes,
this. What
stick
he's
with the
saying
time thing
doesn't
because
make good
acceleration
sense.
isn't real.
But Jeremy, he's saying acceleration isn't real because you're measuring it in time, and time isn't
They're
real. So that's
fucking
why acceleration
reality
isn't real.
deniers,
Time is
bro.
just the passage of events. It's a concept to cover the passage of events. That's all.
No, it's
Can you hold
not.
time?
It's a
Not necessarily.
concept. It's a man-made illusion. Time is
A
not real.
concept to cover the very real passage of events.
Listen,
a
guys,
concept to
correct.
cover
obviously-
something very real, the passage of events.
No, it's
People
not.
who have spent time thinking about it logically can easily understand that time is not a real thing. It's something that we use as a concept to keep track of other things. Okay,
Exactly.
Keep
just
track
like
of
math.
the
Math is
passage.
not real. It's a concept that we use to establish or to explain other things. Okay,
Percent, let me
keeping
try.
time
Percent,
is
Percent, let me
the
try,
passage, bro. Passage is real.
listen.
No, it's not.
you have no
do
proof
things
of that
all
whatsoever.
move the same speed through air, or do some things go faster or slower?
What's a
Define
year?
faster or slower. Are
What's a
those
year? Is it a
objective
year?
terms or
The time it
subjective
takes the
Define
Earth to
faster
go
or
Jeremy?
around the
slower,
sun?
bro. Come on, dude. What kind
Okay,
of game are
listen.
you playing?
Faster and slower. I explained this in the chat the other day. Faster and slower are not objective terms. They're subjective. They either get their definition from your own personal definition or from being compared to other things. Therefore, they are not objective. Therefore, they are not real.
That's
Hey, if I go-
delusional.
if I
You guys
view
are wrong
somebody-
on that one.
No, that you're
If
wrong,
I
bro.
view-
You mean
yeah, they're
comparative. They're
delusional.
comparative
Wrong.
words, but they
There
could be
is
objective.
faster
If I
and
have-
there
if
is
I have
slower.
your-
I don't care what you guys say.
They can't be
You
objective.
can
They have
observe
to get their meaning from something
acceleration
else.
and you can
Reality
observe
deniers.
deceleration. Call it whatever
Straight
the
up,
hell you
reality
want.
deniers.
You guys
Yeah,
are
to call
wrong.
it subjective is wrong. You mean contextual? You mean
No, it can be subjective. It doesn't have to be. You can
You got
say
this little
whenever you
script
see
from
someone
right
go
to hand,
by,
and this
you can
shit
say,
is
"Wow, that's
delusional."
moving fast." Okay,
You got
that's
your
subjective.
listen.
It's not necessarily moving faster than anything else. Okay, you
Dude,
don't
got
know.
this-
It's subjectively moving fast or quick. All right.
All right.
Or
you got
it
this
can
script.
obtain its definition from other things that you're comparing it to. You're comparing two things, and one is moving faster, and you say that's moving faster. Now, it's not subjective in that case. It is comparative in that case. In no cases at all whatsoever is it ever simply objectively true.
When I
Why
can
not?
see one
yes,
person
it
running
is.
down the
When
street.
it's a comparative, it could be objective, bro.
Yo, if
you're
I
not-
see a guy walking down
like
the
the
street
same
and there's a
thing.
guy that runs past him, there's a guy walking down the street and a guy runs past him, it's objective that one of the people was moving faster than the other one. No?
Yeah.
No.
And if I push
No.
you and I push you
Who
and
said
you move
no?
faster, aren't you moving faster?
No,
Or
see,
if I tug you as you're moving, aren't you going slower?
you're trying to subjectively describe objective reality.
Well, you guys are overdoing
What
this
the
one.
fuck?
No,
They are.
this
That's
is-
My
what
this
friends,
is-
I'm
you're
saying.
overdoing this one, bro.
Objective.
Why this is so
We-
important is, hold on, because the ballers will build their entire world out of just words. Okay, their entire world is just words. So hold on. So when you observe through your senses the man displacing air, that's the only empirical observation, the man displacing air, and you try and manifest more from that, you're building a religion.
Who's
Listen, we
talking
agree. The
about
ballers,
displacing
the
air?
So,
Globers
like
take
Jeremy said, that something is moving because if you put out your foot to trip the person who is running, it will have a totally different effect than if you put your foot out by the person who is still. It will have no effect on them because there is no motion there.
right to hand. We understand what you mean. The Globers do take it too far. You're taking it too far in the opposite direction, though, bro. You got
No, you're just telling me. You're just
It's
not making a
crazy.
rebuttal. You're not making a rebuttal to anything I
You're-
say. Just hold on.
You're not providing him a reason why it's too far. You're not giving him anything tangible to work with that would explain
I'll
or prove
provide
that
you
it
a
is too
reason.
far.
You sound
Your opinion
ridiculous
is that
when you
it's too
say
far,
that,
and that's
man.
Okay, but
fine.
You
why?
give them,
You're not saying
you
why.
give them
You're
something to
being a
make fun of
baller.
you with, bro.
Ballers just say you're ridiculous.
I'm not worried about
You
them
don't
making fun of
understand.
me.
How
They can
can
go
you
ahead and make fun
rebuttal
of me.
faster and slower isn't real?
You
Okay,
can't
so
rebut
rebut
faster
that.
and slower, man. Drop
Did
that,
you
bro.
observe? Hold on. Okay, so I'll ask you a question, SC. Did you observe a man or did you observe faster and slower?
I observed the man. He was moving faster. I punched him in the head.
Okay.
And then he
So
went a
you
little bit
observed.
faster. Right the hand.
So you
Come on,
observed
man.
moving too.
Or I tripped
hold on.
him and I made him go slower, bro.
Okay, so you observed moving then too, right? So you observe the man, you observe moving, and you observe faster.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so you observed all three. Okay, so what did moving look like as opposed to acceleration? Or no, hold on. What was the difference between observing him move and observing him move faster?
You know the answer to that, bro.
No, you told me, dumbass, that you saw three different fucking things, and then when I pressed you, you like a baller go, you know the answer to that. Yeah, I do.
If
You
there's-
observed
Okay,
three
I'm not.
things.
You don't
Hold on,
know
I'm not
what
doing
the
it.
answer
Don't
is
censor me. Don't
100
censor me.
miles an
No,
hour
let me
past
look how
Eugenian
triggered. Look at them all
or 50
triggered.
miles
Look
an
at them.
hour past
Look at them all
Eugenian?
triggered. I
You don't
triggered
know
them
that.
all.
You don't know that.
Triggered you all. You're
The
all
correct
fucking triggered
answer
right now. Let me
is you
speak.
did not
Let me
observe
speak.
two different things.
Mr. Genius.
Why are you
over.
interrupting me, Effie? Why are you interrupting me? Why are you
Okay,
interrupting me?
who's talking?
Everybody just jumped in. I got four fucking words and you all jumped in like little fucking
Give
peckers.
like 3
No,
or 4
No,
I
points.
sit down and
answered
listen
you.
to
Don't
it.
pecker
Sit down
me,
and
dude.
fuck.
I
I'm
answered
not
you
done talking.
directly.
I'm not. You're just interrupting me because you don't want me to shit on your fucking garbage argument. Now
Go
shut
ahead
the
and
fuck
Okay,
do
up.
then go
it.
ahead
Shut
and
up
make
and
3
let me
more points.
shut up and let me finish. Just shut the fuck up and let me finish. I was talking and every single fucking one of you
Then go
interrupted.
ahead and make 3
You
more
interrupt. You're
points.
interrupting me again.
I was answering you.
I'm not going to stop speaking until either we all get fucking muted or you shut the fuck up and let me finish what I have
No,
to say.
fuck
And if
you,
can't
asshole.
listen
You're not
to-
gonna tell
if
me to
you
shut the
you
fuck
have a
up.
problem.
You asked
Right
me a
now,
question,
nobody
I
here
answered you.
has allowed
Fuck
me to
you.
speak. Just
Just
shut up
make
and
your
let me
fuck
speak.
3
you.
more points
All
and
be
we'll
over.
be done
Fuck
with
you,
it.
dickhead.
If
Hurry
once
up.
you shut up and let me finish my
No, you
thought,
shut the
if you
fuck
all
up.
just
Be
I was
polite and I'll
speaking.
let you
I
finish.
had
Ask
the
me
mic.
nicely.
I had the mic, and you all interrupted me.
Ask me
Every
nicely
single
and I'll let
fucking one
you
of you,
finish.
shut the fuck up.
No,
Just
you
shut
the
your
fuck
mouth.
up,
Just
asshole.
learn to shut up.
to my
No, you
argument,
look
Put
bro.
the ego
fucking
down.
shut the
Put
fuck
the
up,
ego
you
down,
fucking
and just
asshole.
let me finish.
No,
Put your
you
ego
shut the
away.
fuck up.
You don't have
talk
to be a
me
big
like
tough
that,
guy.
big face.
You don't need to be a big tough guy. I'll
Fuck
put it
you,
away.
bitch.
Just
Calling
shut
us
up.
ballers. Go
Just
crawl in
shut
your
up.
fucking hole,
Just shut
dickhead.
up and let me finish.
Fuck
Just
you.
shut up and let
Shut the
SC.
fuck
Okay,
up.
Stop.
let's get
Just
the
let me
conversation
finish.
back online.
Just let me finish.
What
Right
are
the
you guys
hand
Just
will
let me
arguing
finish.
finish.
about?
All
No,
you
you're
have
not
to
gonna
do is
fucking
just
finish
shut your
unless you
mouth
ask
and let
nicely,
me
fuck
Guys,
face.
come on. I'm about to
Just let
just
me finish.
leave.
What are you guys
Like, this is
arguing
a
No,
shit
fuck
show.
you.
You just won't even let me talk.
SC,
You're
Fuck
just
you.
talking so that I
What the
can't.
fuck do you think you
I was
are?
SC
speaking.
Montreal.
I
Is there
got
no
four
mod?
words out, and
Fuck
look
face.
at the room.
SC Montreal.
Look at the
Is there
room.
really
Look,
no
listen
mods
to
in here right
yourself.
Right
now?
hand.
Listen to
What-
yourselves.
what-
I'm.
can
I.
I just-
I had the
I'm new
mic.
coming into this.
Not
No,
giving up the
I
mic.
had it. I
I'm
was
not giving up the
answering
mic.
you.
I'm
And
not giving
all
up the
you
mic
Right the
fucking
until
hand
either
has
we
to
all
have
get
the
muted.
last word.
Can
Just
I-
give him the
or
last
shut the
word so
fuck
we
up
can
and let
move
me say
on with
my
this
piece. You're
conversation.
gonna let.
Can I
You're
ask
going to
what
let
the
me say my
argument
Go
piece.
the
was?
I'm
fuck.
going
Go,
to finish
dickhead.
what I
Right
have
the
to
hand.
say.
Finish up. Go
Going to
ahead.
finish what I have
SC,
to
what-
say. Like if you're
right the
not, you're
hand.
not just going to
Right the hand.
overtalk me to the point where I don't
Right
get to
the
say my
hand.
piece. This,
Question for
this,
you.
no.
I'm
It's not
new
going. I'm
to
not
your
allowed.
argument.
No.
What is your claim?
I
Hey,
have the
man,
mic.
yo, you're literally
I'm going
ruining
to
the
finish.
voice
I don't
chat.
care what you have to say. I'm finishing my
ruining the
sentence.
voice
What is
chat
your
right
claim?
now.
You're
Are you
all
like a
ruining
little
it. You're
baby
not
playing?
letting me speak. No, you
You're
do
like a
not get
little
to just
baby, dude.
I
You're
want to know
interrupt.
what
ruining
the
the voice
argument
You
chat
is.
don't
right
get
now.
to just interrupt
new
what you
to
don't
it.
like hearing. I have the
Bro,
mic.
It's over.
go
You
the
guys,
ego,
This is why
man.
everybody else listens. You cannot listen. That's not
I
my
just
problem.
muted him
You all,
because this conversation is not
you
continuing.
have to stop talking.
If you guys
it
want to
was my
listen to
turn
that,
to
that's fine,
talk.
but I
You
just
have to
muted him.
You can't just.
I can't, because if
You
he's on
can't
the
just
show,
keep
it'll be a
talking
big
past people, bro.
clusterfuck.
You
I
have to
can't
let
mute
people
him.
get a chance.
later, man.
Right the hand.
You
You're
have
I
to
had-
go.
Go ahead.
Just let me speak. Just let let me speak.
Seriously.
Why can,
Right the
this
hand,
and this?
if you're gonna
Let
speak-
me.
if you're
Don't
gonna speak-
interrupt.
Hold
I
on,
don't
just let me
need
get this
people.
out.
No, I don't need
I would
people
like to get this
telling
out.
me. I don't need help.
I'm
Okay, I
hearing
don't
your
need my
argument.
hand.
No one even
I
remembers
just
what we
need
were
you to
talking
shut
about.
up.
You
At this
sound
Who's ever
like you need
talking?
help.
I just need you to
listen,
stop
right the
talking.
hand.
All I
Nobody
need you to
knows
do
what
is
you're
stop talking.
about.
If everybody would just
Right the
stop
hand.
talking.
Nobody
No,
knows what you're
Travis, I
talking
don't
about.
need you. I
Right
don't need
the
your
hand.
help. I don't need your help.
Nobody
I don't need anybody's
knows
help.
what
I
you're-
don't need it. No.
Nobody
I
knows
just
what you're
don't need.
talking
All
about.
you have to do is just stop talking. Just stop
Exactly.
talking. I'll
Nobody
get it out,
knows
and then we
what you're
just
talking
Let a
about.
fucking
talking.
genius
Just
tell us
let
that
me
there's no
talk.
such thing as
Just
acceleration
fucking
or
let me
or
talk.
So listen,
Just
deceleration.
let me
Let
talk.
the fucking genius tell us that.
Please, I am asking you all
What's your-
nicely to
what's
just
your-
shut the fuck up,
what's
please.
your
Travis,
claim?
I don't need your
Not
help.
enough.
Travis, I don't need your help. Travis, I don't need your
It's not
fucking help.
Travis.
I don't need your
Travis.
help. I don't need anybody's help.
Before
I just
you
shut up for
continue,
15 seconds.
What is your
Stop
claim?
talk. Just
It's
stop.
really
talk.
reasonable
You have to just stop
to ask
talking.
you
You have to stop
from
talking.
the beginning.
No,
what is
stop
your
talking.
claim and
Stop
make your point.
talking. Travis,
that a
you're
fair
just
request?
talking.
Is that a
Talking.
fair request?
Stop. No, just stop talking. Just
Yo,
stop
Untamed
talking.
Fame, you haven't even
Just
responded to my
stop
argument.
talking, Travis. Why
It
are you
should
broke?
be
Just I'm
very
trying to
easy
get it out.
request
I'm
to ask
trying to
you
get it out, and
to
you're just
state your
talking.
claim.
Travis,
After you
just
state
shut
your
up.
claim, what
Just
is
no,
your
you need to
argument?
stop talking. You
State a
just need to
claim
stop talking. No, you're
and make
talking
your
over
argument.
me. You're
State a
just
claim
talking over me, bro. You're
and make
just
an
talking
argument.
over me. That's all you're doing. You're just talking while I'm
State a
talking.
Yo,
claim.
Untamed
But
Fame,
just talk.
why
But
is
just
our
talk.
entire lifetime
Okay,
experiences
look, this
of
is what you
observing
guys
passage
This is how you
not
guys have
enough
to
to say
interact.
passage exists?
I'm still waiting for my moment to talk without interruption.
You
That's
hear
what
what
I'm
the
just
request
waiting for.
was,
I'm
right?
still, I'm just,
Holy shit,
all I'm
man.
waiting for. I'm
Did
just
you
waiting for the people
listen
to
to the
stop. I'm just
request?
waiting for you to
That's
stop
all I
talking.
asked.
I'm
What
waiting
is
for
You're
you to
just gonna
stop
ruin the
talking.
chat
I'm
until
still
until he
waiting.
can
I'm waiting
monologue.
for you to
Dude,
stop
shut up,
talking.
bro.
I need silence, or else you're not. There's just people
He'll
talking.
You're
ruin
such
the
a
chat
hypocrite.
unless
You
you
be
let him
silent.
talk. Just
Jeremy's
ruin the chat
talking.
like a
We need
child.
everybody to stop talking.
The
like
audience
a
is
child.
controlling
Calm it
your
down.
position.
We're waiting for
Why don't you
Travis.
shut
No,
up?
no, Travis. Nobody needs you. You have your own little
Not
program. Go
Travis.
do your trucker
Nobody-
thing.
I'm not
Go do your
Travis.
truck. Go do Flat Earth karaoke if you want
Y'all
to
are
talk.
gonna stop talking. I can
I'm
control
just
the
waiting
conversation
still.
and get the last
I'm
word when
still-
I say. I'm not going to
I'm
let this
just wait- I'm
conversation
waiting
keep
for you to
going
stop
until I
talking.
control the
I'm
flow of the
just
conversation,
waiting.
and I am done talking when I am ready to be done talking.
No, I was talking. I was
Exactly.
talking. I was
He doesn't have
addressing
a
SE.
claim. He doesn't have
I
a
was
position.
addressing
All
SE.
he's doing
I
is
was trying
just
to address SE, and all you're
filibustering
doing
the
is interrupting. You're
situation.
just interrupting me
I'm trying to make
nonstop
sure
because you
you
don't want me to talk
position
about my
yourself
claim.
from a clear
Okay,
point of
yeah,
view.
no, you're
so that it's
Travis. You weren't even in this
concise
conversation. You're just butting
and
in now
you
because
know
your
Dude,
boy SE,
Untamed
your little
Fame, you're
Masonic
so
truck buddy, is
immature,
getting wrecked.
bro. You're so
So
immature.
I'm
Seriously,
still
this is
waiting.
ridiculous. I mean, we can all mute him.
Bro, it's been 10 minutes.
Unless I get out
You've
3 or
been
4
interrupting
points and
straight for 10 minutes.
monologue and lecture to death
Well, no,
and get
you
the last point.
interrupted.
I am
No,
too
you all interrupted me.
narcissistic to do anything
Nah,
else but
all
talk to
interrupted.
myself ultimately.
I was speaking, and then I got interrupted. And I'm
No,
just
put him
waiting.
down.
what it is,
I put
No,
him
I'm just
down to
waiting
zero.
for.
arguments.
I'm waiting for
Nobody
silence.
knows your
You
argument.
got to bring it down. You
0%.
guys
I
are
can't
so
even hear him
triggered.
anymore.
What
You guys are
He's
all.
ruining the chat.
Why am I
It's
triggering
fucking
you right
ridiculous.
now? What is? You
I am
guys
too
are being
narcissistic
horrendous.
to talk to anybody
You
else
don't- yeah,
other
I
than
know.
myself.
Just
I
let
am
me
too
speak.
narcissistic.
Just let me speak. Just all
When
you
I'm
have to do is
talking to
not.
you, I'm
Okay,
actually
here
talking
we
to
go.
myself.
Okay,
Wait,
now
percentage,
I'm
you
waiting for
see-
you guys
you see
because
what-
I'm trying to wait for you to stop
Percentage, you
talking.
see what happened?
I'm waiting for. I'm waiting.
I
for
had
you
to
guys
take it on a
stop
different.
talking. You just keep
I
going.
had to take it on a
That's the
different
problem.
track
I'm
because
just trying to. You just don't.
to show
all
you
you're
like
doing is
how
talking.
hard they were
You just
denying
keep
reality.
talking and
It's
talking and
insane.
talking so
you
that
know what I
nobody can
noticed
hear anything.
Is
And then
that
it's
there's
just
actually a big push for
you just don't even care.
disingenuous
This is
behavior.
how you just talk through people.
And the
until,
disingenuousness is trying to
I guess I
destroy
have to
every
being
beginning
flat
of
earth
physics
data.
or understanding of it. Is what you're doing. You're trying to destroy the actual pattern-based.
This is crazy, bro. All people are doing, they're just.
And then what you're trying
they
to
don't
do
want to
is bring
have
in
a certain
moot
conversation.
point.
Like there's a conversation
have
that just
no
doesn't
point.
want to be
It's
had.
moot.
Yeah,
What
The one
I
that I'm
noticed is
trying
that
to have. All
overall,
you're doing is okay, finally, so people
overall
stop
message
talking.
is trying to
So or
disregard
flat Earth
previous
data is just fucking
foundation
going
of
on and on because
information.
he doesn't shut the fuck up. So
You're
SE
trying
said that he
to
saw the man
bring up
running,
a moot
he saw
point. Your
motion,
point doesn't
and he
exist
saw
in reality
faster.
at
And then when I
all.
asked him to
You're trying to
describe
talk about
the two
something that's
different things besides the
observed
man,
and
he went back
pattern-based.
to the man.
And
And
then
that's
we're
why
trying
it's a
to make
bad
sense
idea.
of that pattern that
Okay,
we
dude,
observed.
I saw him differently as respect to whatever was behind him. I can tell the difference as he was moving. If he was moving faster or slower. For example, if I see a Ferrari passing by me at 100 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour, genius, I can tell the freaking difference. Do you get that?
Okay, I'm asking you what you saw in that you knew the difference between faster motion, the Ferrari slower. What did you see?
I felt it. I heard it. I sensed it. The speed
You could see it.
was fast.
Okay,
yeah.
so you saw the
many,
car.
many
Okay.
senses.
Okay, so you saw the car.
Yeah. I heard the car. I
agree.
saw the car.
Okay, you saw the car. Now, did you see acceleration? And if you did it happen to look exactly like the car?
You're unbelievable, dude.
Oh, did I get you? Did I get you, SD?
No, you didn't get me, bro.
You
didn't
No,
get me.
you're on some retard shit. You ain't getting
I'm
them.
trying not to
no
insult you,
style.
bro. I'm trying not to insult you. That's why I said you're unbelievable.
You tell me. Okay, so what did the acceleration?
Okay, hold on. Okay, you asked me a question. Can I ask you a question? Or are you scared?
Going to answer the one I
Are you
asked you?
scared?
He's
Are
scared.
you scared of me asking you a question?
Bro, I'm not saying go ahead. If you wanted to avoid my question, fine. I'll answer yours.
Hey, I answered 100 of your questions, bro. You can't
Well,
answer
go
one
ahead.
of
Yeah,
mine?
you didn't answer the one that mattered, but go. I'll answer yours.
Go ahead. Tell me, and then I'll
Bro,
answer.
we were talking about whether faster and slower is comparative or subjective. And then you tried to bring in acceleration.
When you observe faster, did faster or acceleration look exactly like the car?
No.
Faster does not mean acceleration,
no.
bro.
What did it look
When
like?
I saw the car going faster and when I saw the car going slower, I was able to distinguish the difference using my senses.
How?
What do you mean, how?
What did you see? What did you observe? What did you sense that told you this is
faster
different?
movement.
You saw the car. I'm saying you saw the car. You saw now what piece these other pieces of the puzzle. So far, all I got is you observe the car and you're trying to
Untamed Fame, do you think faster means acceleration?
To move your body in a different way.
I'm just trying to find out what he saw. I saw the car.
Let me ask you a question.
Because you guys were talking about faster and slower, and then you put in the word acceleration.
You had to move your head in.
I have a question for Esty.
It's fair. Let me ask him a question, and then you guys can answer.
Hold on, Esty. Let me ask you. You guys been going on. You guys been going on for forever. Listen, do you when you observed the car, did you notice? What did you notice? You noticed change.
Floor is yours,
right?
man.
Well, of course I noticed change.
Okay. Yeah. So if we're going to observe this pattern, because it's a pattern we observe all the time, everywhere we go, we see these patterns, which is objects change motion or objects move, but we see this change. This change has to be, if you're going to communicate what this change is, you're going to have to give it boundaries. You're going to have to put it in a box. You're going to have to measure it. You're going to have to give something to it. So why is Right the Hand arguing a point about acceleration when it's just the rate of change of something?
I'll tell you why, because he has a beef with the dropping and gravity thing. He combines those two together.
Because acceleration is not real. The object is real.
It's just
acceleration is the description of its motion.
It's just a change. It's just a change in an object's movement. That's all it is.
I agree with you, Right the Hand, that the object is real, but the activities change when something's moving slow versus when something's moving fast. I have to move my head side to side to observe the car with my eyes. It's the same car, but I have to move my head side to side faster if the car is moving at a greater rate of speed. That would all be put under the banner umbrella of a general term called observation. We may be making observation too limited to the visual stuff brought to your eye, as opposed to the whole scope of activities. You turning your head side to side, standing in place, all of that under the banner of quote unquote observation.
If I
Let me ask you a question,
if I describe the motion of the rock as displacing air, and the more air it displaced, the quote unquote, right, quote unquote, faster it went, right? Because if a rock moves, the faster a rock moves, the more air it's displacing. Okay, you cannot argue with that. That's actually happening. So now, what
if the rock is falling in water, bro?
Hold on. I'm not done. Come on,
lawyer.
Come on, bro. Now the air and the rock are real. The amount of air, there's a volume of air that got displaced. That's real. Now, when you describe that conceptually with acceleration and motion, those are not real.
Sure they are. If I was to
volume is real, bro,
throw you a rock at your head at 1 mile an hour or 100 miles an hour,
is real.
which would you prefer, Right?
Did you say the cubic volume is real?
Hold on.
The rock is real.
Hold on. The cubic volume is real, bro?
The air is real.
Yeah, but you said the cubic volume is real.
No, I said the air. If you have
change is
hold on,
real.
listen.
Hold
on, you
real.
Question you're at. I know you're excited. I think you thought, bro, and I know you think you got a gotcha.
Let me have my piece, bro. You've had enough. We're just observing rate of change in something. Why does it matter whether it's called acceleration? It's just an adjective.
I don't care what you call it. It's not what you call it isn't real.
It's just a rate of change in an object.
Okay,
so if it wasn't real, I can throw a baseball at you at 100 miles an hour as opposed to 1 mile an hour.
Okay, do you understand?
Right,
change is real.
Do you understand the difference?
I can throw a baseball at you at 100 miles an hour and you stand there as opposed to 1 mile an hour.
Do you understand the difference?
Are you afraid of that question?
Okay, do you understand the difference?
Do you understand? Answer the question I asked you.
Now. Okay, I'm going to answer you. I'll answer. I'll answer if you'll stop interrupting. I'm going to answer, but you're interrupting because you're afraid I'll answer. Maybe you're afraid I'll answer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe you're afraid I'll answer. So when you say you're going to throw a baseball Okay, you're just talking when I'm talking because he's afraid I'll answer. When you say you're going to throw a baseball at my head, now you're going to move an object, right? You're moving that object. Now, when you anything else is your conceptual description. Okay, so the rock, real. The air it's moving through, real. Your idea about describing that as acceleration, not real.
Okay,
Is
so
the rate of change an illusionary thing?
let me finish with
or
him,
is the
man,
rate of
guys. Come on,
change-
what's wrong with you
is the
guys,
rate of
man?
change
One at a time,
measurable?
man.
I'm not asking you, SC Montreal. I'm asking right the hand.
Yeah,
Rate
but I'm
of
not
change-
finished with him, dude.
Is the rate of change a real thing? Do we observe it in real time? And can we measure it?
Are you going to tell me that rate of change looks exactly like a rock?
I'm going to tell you that any object that you have applied energy to will have a rate of change.
Oh, now
Okay,
you're going to
especially if
conceptualize
if it's
energy.
moving
What is
between 2
energy?
points.
What is energy? What is energy?
Now you're going to what? Now you're going to reverse the
Well, no,
question on me?
you brought this word up.
listen,
You brought this word up.
the
You
rate
told
of
me you're putting.
change-
And hold on.
the rate of change
You
is what
said
you're
you
talking
hold
about.
on,
Can
hold
we
on,
observe the
hold
rate
on.
of change of something?
Data, hold on. You said you're putting energy into a rock. What does that look like?
So can we
Exactly.
measure the rate
Conceptual
of change?
term.
Can we observe
You don't know
the
what
rate of
energy
change?
is. You're just saying it, like they say
Yeah,
gravity.
we can observe the rate of change, whether you like it or not.
You don't
We can
observe. You
measure
observe.
the rate
And
of
does
change,
the rate
whether
of change
we
look
can
exactly
measure
like
the
the
rate
rock?
of change. We can
So are
also
you measuring
compare
the rate of
the
change?
rate of
Do you
change
measure rate
between
of change
things.
of the rock?
Between two objects, between 10 objects, we can measure the
Dude,
rate
why
of
didn't
change.
you
So
let SC finish with him, bro?
Yeah,
He-
please,
SC
man.
wasn't
You
done
cut
with
in
him.
there
Come on,
rudely.
man.
So, right the hand. Which would you prefer? Me throwing you a baseball at your head at 1 mile an hour or at 100 miles an hour?
Asking me which I prefer doesn't make acceleration real. You're not making an argument for why you believe acceleration is real. Now, I'm going to rebut your what if with my actual argument. The baseball and the air that it moves through to get to me is real. What you conceptually describe that process as in your head or in your words is not real, because real is something that is reserved for physical, tangible objects so that people like you and ballers don't make their concepts like the ball earth real.
So it has
That's
to
the
be
most
tangible to
ridiculous
be
thing
real.
I've ever heard you say, bro.
That
And
is,
thank
it
you
has
for
to
not
be
having an
tangible to be
intelligent
real.
rebuttal and just saying it's ridiculous.
It's
So,
ridiculous.
it has to be
It's
Untamed
tangible.
Fame, you
Okay,
said
well,
the
then, yeah.
cubic
Okay,
volume
the
of
rate-
air.
The audience can hear.
You
The
said
audience
so
can
you
hear
wouldn't
your
so you
intelligent
wouldn't mind if I
rebuttal
throw a
of
ball at you at 100 miles an hour. Then is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what you're saying?
and your argument comes back to I throw a ball at you and not an intelligent
rate
So
talk
you're
of
about
skirting the
change
idea.
is
question.
a
You're behaving
tangible
like a
thing.
baller now. You're not
Yo,
answering the
Untamed
question.
Fame,
answered your
Untamed
question.
Fame. When you were
I
talking
answered
about the
your
rock,
You're a
when you were
baller, bro.
talking about the rock and the air, you said the cubic volume. So is cubic volume real?
No, cubic volume is a
So why did you
conceptual.
say it then?
Hold on, let me finish. Cubic volume is a conceptual term to describe a physical amount of air. Does that make sense to you? Say
Okay,
yes
so
or
what's
no.
wrong?
And if no,
What's wrong
please
with saying
let me know.
acceleration is a
No,
conceptual term?
did what I
to
say
describe
make
it?
sense? Did
Yeah,
you
it did.
understand anything I just said?
So
Okay, so then can you repeat back? Can
answer
you
my
repeat it
follow-up
back? Because I
question?
feel like you just. Okay,
You
but
just
I
have
feel
a
like you
moot
didn't
point,
understand what I
bro.
said.
You just
You
have a
said
moot
you
point.
said you used
The
it as a
rate of
conceptual
change
term
is
to
a
describe the
tangible,
movement of
measurable
the
result.
rock in the air.
In
Now my
fact,
question
rate of
is,
change.
No, that's
why
not what I
can't you
said.
call
That's not.
that?
Okay,
All
see, you didn't
tangible
understand what I
devices
said.
moving
I
fast.
said,
Wow.
remember you asked me about cubic volume, right? That was your question.
Because you
Right?
said cubic
No.
volume. You said the
Yeah,
cubic
so,
volume is
okay.
real.
Now you said we're not talking motion. We're not talking motion because now so you're lost. This is why you didn't understand what I said. So when I said you asked me about cubic volume and I said cubic volume is a conceptual idea to describe a physical amount of air. Now do you get that?
Yeah, I got it the first time, genius.
Okay.
Now my question to
So,
you,
okay. So if I have
is
one,
why
okay,
can't
hold on.
acceleration
I
be a
want to make sure you
conceptual
get it.
term?
I want to make sure you get it. So if I have 1
is.
cubic feet of air and 2 cubic feet of air, is the cubic feet real or is only the air real?
Don't ask dumb questions, bro.
No, well, if you would answer, then I would know it's not a dumb question to a dumb person.
I already told you. I understood the first time when you said conceptual. So you don't have to.
Okay, so what in that instance, what would be conceptual and what would be real?
Obviously, the air would be real, but when you said it the first time, cubic volume, you made it seem like the cubic volume was real because you were talking about.
But
avoiding
if you
all
understood
conceptual
what
things
real meant,
and talking
if you
about real
understood what
things, and
real
then
meant, you wouldn't have to.
invoked
Why?
cubic
Okay,
volume.
this is the craziest thing. Why is everybody asking me what is real? Do you guys not know what things are real?
It's
Like if you touch a table,
non-illusionary.
hold on, you don't know that a table's real.
Non-illusionary.
Why do you have
That's
to
not
ask
the
me if
definition of
things are
real.
real? Maybe because maybe because you're so fucking lost in your reality that you can't even tell real from conceptual.
Is rate of
The
change.
thing is, a lot of this is concepts. Even real has a bit of a conceptual basis to it. You can think of these concepts as being bags that you can fill with stuff while still staying within the bag. The concept of acceleration covers a lot of things that you can put inside that bag. The concept of physical has a lot of stuff that you can put inside that bag. If that bag is nearly full and you can't really put much else in it, we tend to just call it a real object that you can't really abstract or put anything else into the concept. Like, physical, that's a pretty full bag. But something like acceleration is a bit emptier. So maybe we need to look at how full or empty this conceptual bag is, see what the heck it is we're even arguing about.
The rate of change is not allowed to have a descriptor called acceleration based on what? Gravity? Come on, man. We can observe tangible objects moving in space. We can measure that.
I guess the tangible objects, I do, and I agree with you. The only problem that I have with your definition is it doesn't deal with interactions. It doesn't deal with interactions that come together to make something very real, like an activity like running. We consider an activity like running, even though it's a concept, we consider it referring to something very real that we can show.
Referring to something real, so not real itself.
Yes, but there is a real element in there in that bag. It's half empty.
Referring
you could
to
fill some other stuff in that concept of running,
real.
yes. But
so
referring to something very real.
Okay,
yes.
So just so we're clear, I'm going to state it again. Referring to something real, not real itself.
Yeah,
and
just
that's
like
the point.
Referring
to something real, not real itself. Acceleration is referring to something real that is not real itself. Congratulations,
just like the rock.
You just
the word rock refers to a real rock. Yes.
Yes. Acceleration refers to something that is happening in reality. It is real, but acceleration itself is not real.
Yes, it's a description.
There you go.
Yes, a 5-year-old child could understand that.
That's all.
So why are you arguing with
a lot of times people know what you mean. They know what you mean in the description. They don't need to get this freaking specific. Like a person on the street would know what you mean
for a good long time for something that you apparently agree with 100%. Seems really weird.
Yeah, I hope Brandon's recording this. I'm gonna fucking.
With that observation, we saw how limited this definition was.
Super aggressive over something that you agree with 100%.
Real. Well, we were talking about how limited observations were since they're concepts and not real. But when we finally, package with some real stuff,
yeah, which part of my Ferrari observation wasn't clear to you, right? The hand
making observation in that observation. The bag made sense. It was full of the person, it was full of their activity, and it was a mix to give you a real mix observation to show how fast something is moving and give us some intelligibility again.
Well, I drew a picture. Right the hand. Do you like my picture?
Where is fast?
Well, and this observe through the senses is how we get our information, okay? And then to say, oh, I know something is real, but I didn't observe it through the senses, or I observed something through the senses, but I'm going to make something else real. That's baller territory.
That's what I was telling you about the Ferrari, bro. I observed it. I was able to observe the difference between 100 miles an hour and 50 miles an hour, bro. It's an observation. I'm not telling you it's real.
But you're going to tell me that you observe, then you didn't observe it if it's not real.
Yes, it is. Because if I throw a ball in your head at 1 mile an hour, and if I throw it at 100 miles an hour, you're going to observe that. You're going to feel that observation. Timidly.
Bro, I'm going to feel the object.
Yes.
Okay, but our bag
at a greater speed as opposed to a smaller speed, right the hand. You cannot go against
that.
The thing
is, right the hand.
That's physics, man.
Bag,
you're going against physics, right the hand.
But
come on,
but our concept bag is bigger than yours and allows a bit more intelligibility because we cover not just the activity of the eyes, we cover the going side to side of the head to see this car zooming past, which would be part of the observation also. And so it's a bigger bag, bigger concept, ultimately more intelligibility if we loosen up this rigid definition.
Yes, right the hand. I'll battle with you against time. Right now, I'll fight beside you and call everybody an idiot if they believe that time is real in that. Yeah. But
Time
this is
is
a
just
different
like
ballgame, bro.
acceleration. Time is just like acceleration. A
No, it's
conceptual
not,
term.
bro.
Yes.
No, it's not.
So you
Yes,
can.
it is.
So, hey,
hold on. When
right
you
Okay,
touch
the hand.
time,
if we
hold on,
already
hold on, hold
established
on.
that you agree with what he's saying,
Hold on.
we
Yeah,
already
right the
we
hand.
just went
was
over
it
this.
not
You
5
guys
minutes
agree
ago
with what
you
he's
said
saying. You just
speed?
won't
Hold on.
say it the way he says it.
Listen, we have you guys agree that we have patterns in the sky, right? Like there's a pretty consistent patterns. They
Yes.
have their okay. So we can look at that pattern and develop time from that pattern. Okay? Just like how we develop seasons, right? From a sundial. Right? So it's all pattern based. Everything that we do is pattern based. So there's already a clock put forth to us that tells us the seasons. Okay? All we're trying to do is understand that natural observation period. You want to fucking waste your time talking about descriptors, whether descriptors are real or not. It's a communication language that we use to describe car accidents between acceleration and deceleration. The point of impact that has fucking when two objects collide, there's a conservation of momentum, and you can determine that based on the composition of the vehicle, whatever's applied. So these descriptors are to represent usually real events, usually for
Well,
studying
this
frame structures.
I think you might be
injuries.
identifying an incorrect place where the problem enters in. The problem doesn't
No,
enter in somebody
look,
describing
can we
what they
control
see.
the
That's
pattern
not where
of
the
this?
problem is.
Can we control the pattern of the sun, moon, and stars? No, we cannot. But we know there's
No.
a pattern. So from that pattern, we can deduce a 10 or a 12-hour cycle, depending on what religion you are. Okay, you can divide the day in 10 out. You can divide
But
the
the
day
problem
in 10
isn't
hours.
with somebody describing what they see. That's not where the problem enters in.
The pattern based.
And
Pattern
the
based.
problem
pattern
enters
based.
in when
We see-
somebody attempts to clarify or claim as real something that isn't, and then do things like, well, if you say gravity isn't real, you're denying reality and you don't think things fall. Well, see, what they've done is they've taken a word and they've equalized it. They've made it equal reality when actually that's not the way that they were using it. When they say gravity makes things fall, they're wrong. Gravity isn't real. But what I'm not doing is I'm not denying the reality of things fall when you drop them. Okay? That's where the problem enters in. Is they're saying, well, gravity is real, and if you deny gravity, well, then you're denying reality, you're a science denier and all that. And it's the same thing with acceleration. It's not a math. It's not the problem doesn't come in with you describing a thing that you see. It's whenever you decide that all of the baggage that comes along with that is automatically also reality without you having to prove it. That's not okay.
it's a mixed bag. Even with time, we're talking about how events pass.
If you're trying to change the syntax of this world and how we measure things, good on you. But when it comes to what we could be discussing, I think this is sort of a moot conversation.
And if you want to use all the baggage that comes along with all the words that they decide to use, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to waste my time. If they start with the word gravity, I'm going to say no, start somewhere else. And that's just the way it is. I'm not going to use their word that includes all of their baggage associated with that word.
But you have to understand something. The major flaw right away is what they've decided for the observation cause of gravity. Is it the upward acceleration of the Earth, or is it the downward acceleration due to gravity, like the mass attracting mass? So that there in itself is an argument that needs to be broken open constantly and discussed, because it has to be. You can't choose two types of interpretations. Either the ground
you don't
is
have to
moving
choose
up.
any interpretation. That's part of the problem.
That's my point.
Neither
But that's what
interpretation
you
is
do-
needed.
That's what you address.
Things fall when you drop them. Some things, for some reason, don't fall when you drop them. That's it. That's all there is. That's all we need.
That's nonsense, though.
Yo,
At the end of the
James,
day,
How is
James,
that
you
nonsense? So you're
Okay,
saying they don't fall and some things do?
I'm saying that if you're wanting to quantify gravity as a word that encompasses spheres, and you need the word gravity because without gravity you wouldn't have any spheres, then you have a major attachment to what the word gravity means and what actually can be tested to be proven, right? That's the issue.
No kidding.
But the argument of whether the Earth is attracting the objects or the Earth is moving through space upward is a major a thing that needs to be continuously brought to full attention, because while you don't need those explanations, you still, in any kind of operational job where you're like making aircraft, or you're going to have to understand these standard physics of your job. Just like building anything,
right? But now you're making an argument for advancement, an argument for success, an argument for.
No,
I mean, none of those are real
moral
arguments that matter.
It comes down to a moral problem and how we apply these.
Any job that you think relies on understanding the mechanics of gravity or whatever it is that you were just talking about, none of those jobs matter in real life. They don't matter at all, even a little bit.
You guys are turning this into a philosophical argument, man. Get to the bare bones. That's what you should always do.
Yeah, bare bones is it doesn't matter what your explanation is. That's the bare bones of it, and that's what reality. It doesn't matter what story.
I would say it would be relative to occupation.
It does not matter.
Okay, so if we're looking at a system where there's no insurance agents or people who what do you call them? People coming in for accidents, what are they called? Adjusters. They come in and they study the framework of the build, the whatever it is. Whatever adjuster is as part of the insurance is usually an engineer, comes in and analyzes the data, analyzes the information from the police report, whatever the issue is. If you're saying that, okay, we have to negate that kind of occupation in the future because that won't be a relative position, insurance and engineers and things like that, then that's a whole other societal conversation that is not, to me, is fucking nonsense.
No, I'm not saying that we have to negate anything. I didn't say anything of the sort. I'm saying it doesn't matter. So, people can continue to do it if they want to, but it doesn't matter.
But if the conversation really is, it's just like this at the end of the day. The conversation between flat or globe will always come towards the horizon. The horizon will be the end-all conversations and how it works on a flat earth versus a globe. That will be the epitome of the fucking argument till the end of the day. It's how the horizon's perceived. The gravitation is already exposed in modern physics to be a problem at the highest levels, okay, where it doesn't work, where they have to come up with dark fluid to explain the expansion and contraction issue. They need a fucking thick, dense fluid. That's whatever. Nonsense.
Now you're talking.
I agree. If you want to spend your time discussing those things, that's fine. You can do that. I am under no obligation to engage in such conversations as to discuss the validity or invalidity of gravity.
Do you understand my point? Whereas these are the two conversations that will destroy either one's paradigms. Okay, for the globe, that's their weapon, gravity, mass attracting mass, or bending of space time. Or now they got one other one that's talking about the fabric being like dark liquid, and then something else.
They don't have anything. They have their
word. Okay, I understand. Listen, it's their religion.
It's no more of a weapon than them saying unicorns do it.
You're right, guys.
Anybody can claim anything. We aren't obligated to engage someone just because they make a claim.
And not talk about the bare bones, bro.
Because
why give them something to laugh at you at, bro?
Because acceleration is just like gravity. It's a description of what you do see.
Yeah, but right the hand, gravity we can easily make fun of. We can ridicule acceleration and deceleration.
Gravity isn't real. If gravity isn't real because it's a description of what we see, then guess what, Flapjack? Acceleration isn't real.
We're not arguing that.
Wow.
We're not arguing that though.
SD is.
No. My argument is to focus on acceleration is absurd. That's really truly my argument. I see it moot point. Gravity, on the other hand, that is what should be always discussed because
agreed.
Two paradigms.
No, you should never discuss gravity. When you discuss gravity, you make it real.
Gravity only exists. To discuss gravity than there is to discuss unicorns.
Gravity only exists when you talk about it and make it real.
Equation with one observer and then try to calculate multiple observers. Listen, if we get to the level where we can do that, because you can debunk the Lorentz transforms equations and you can debunk Einstein's equation. Einstein uses Euclidean for most. Listen,
what are you doing here?
Einstein uses
why would you get to that point?
Einstein uses Euclidean with a fucking fourth vector with Riemannian.
No, it's all words.
He's trying to combine Euclidean because every straight path in space is on the hypotenuse. So it's all. Listen, this is
he doesn't get that. He makes it real.
No,
you're making it real.
If you don't use their words, how are you going to ridicule them? If you do it your way, they're going to laugh at you, bro.
Listen,
good laugh. I don't make their world for me. He's just said, Flat Earth Data just said we have to talk about gravity. I don't talk
You
about
can get
gravity.
to
You
the
know why? Because
level
it's not
where
real.
you don't understand the
I don't
argument in
talk about
physics
things
then
that
and
aren't
why it
real.
didn't
Yeah,
work
but
for
right, Tahan, if
Einstein.
you don't play in
don't
their
need to
arena,
understand it.
you can't play. If you're playing
If
hockey
you
and they're
want to
playing
make
baseball, it ain't working, bro.
bro, if you're
But that's
when
their
you talk
problem. They're
about their
playing the wrong
ball,
game.
No, again,
When
again,
they're
what's
ready to
happening
play the
Oh, I
right
got a
game,
question
they
for
can come
Untamed
play the
Fame.
right game.
is right the hand is directing a conversation towards acceleration and negating the conversation to gravity, which gravity has more
no, I'm not.
implications.
I'm getting it
I
away
don't
from
think he
Gravity has
did.
acceleration
more
and
implications
gravity and
towards
getting
the.
it towards
Listen,
the
do you
actual
guys
object.
do you
I'm
guys
getting us
disagree?
away from the
Do you guys
conceptual.
disagree
I'm getting us
or
away.
Yo,
agree?
Untamed,
Flat.
Hear
Wait.
me out.
Hang on.
I still haven't heard your
I'm getting
argument
us
for
away from the
passage of
conceptual
time.
ideas.
Okay, I still haven't heard your argument as to whether the passage of time is real or not.
No, bro.
No,
When
it's
we
not real. It's a
How is it not
man-made
real?
thing. That's
No, I'm not
100%
talking
guaranteed.
about measuring it. I'm not talking about measuring. I'm not talking.
You don't
talking about
measure
this thing on,
time.
like, you know,
You
integral.
can't measure time. You measure
Time does
motion.
not
I'm not
exist.
talking about measuring, bro. I'm not talking
Well,
about measuring. I'm
if
saying
you
if
can't
itself is
measure
a
it,
concept. But
if
the
you
thing
can't
is,
measure it, how do you
whether or
measure
not
it?
the concept approaches an activity that is happening in reality, are these objects actually accelerating, going faster per unit time as they drop? That's all that they're trying to talk about. That's it.
he knows that, and he's still denying it. So my question for Untamed Fame is: if throughout our whole lives we observe passage with and without movement, when we're conscious and even when we're unconscious by discovering things have changed, you know, that passage existed, then why is said passage called time not real?
Because you don't observe that said passage. When I ask you what the passage looks like, you're going to tell me it looks like the objects. So I'm going to say, well, you didn't observe the object. You didn't observe the passage of this thing you're trying to make real because you didn't
No, we
observe
did,
it.
though,
You observed,
because-
hold on. You observed the cup. And you sitting looking at a cup doesn't make something real except you and the cup you're looking at.
Okay, so let's say
Okay, the
hold
problem
on,
with that is
let me
your
address-
science is going to
so
be
let's say
limited.
Lemon, hold up. So let's say there's a fly buzzing around, right? I'm not moving. No one's moving except there's this fly buzzing around this cup, right? I'm sitting in my chair. So sure, maybe I'm hearing something. Well, we'll keep it simple. Let's say I'm not even hearing anything. Okay, I'm not even hearing the fly buzz. Okay, the fly leaves my field of view. I'm not moving. I feel myself sitting in my chair. Nothing is moving. The fact that I'm conscious and I'm being in that moment, and my entire life tells me that these sort of experiences, that passage still continues to exist. Why would you not build up on that experience?
Okay, so what you're doing is I experience reality too. I call that experiencing reality. Now you're trying to make something else real. You're trying to make. Hold on, bro. Come on. You're trying to make time real because you experience reality. Now I could say I think there's a God because look, I'm experiencing reality. And you would go, that's ridiculous. You're just experiencing reality.
This is a
And
weird
then you're going to
area,
go and
bro.
do the oh, I wasn't done.
No,
And then
it's
you're going to go,
actually
okay, just go
perfectly
anyway.
valid.
You're going to go and do the exact same thing and say, well, look, I experienced my reality, therefore. Once you say therefore,
I'm not saying that, bro. You're saying that passage exists in reality, right?
no, I didn't. You said
No,
that.
there's no
I said I
passage.
experience reality.
So
This is the end of science because we can't talk about activities in an intelligible way. We can only talk about particular objects that are real. So there goes the end of science. There goes the end of theorizing if you take this to an extreme.
I'm not scared of the end of science. I think science will continue just fine, even with this mindset. If you don't want to discuss science with us anymore because you're fearful of it ending, you're welcome to leave. I think science will continue
the
just fine
activities
without us.
aren't real, but they're trying to conceptualize something, an actual activity that actually occurs with a bag of concepts that might not be full, but allows you to conceptualize it and deal with it in somewhat of a real way. It may not be perfect, but at least it allows intelligible conversation so we can talk about it.
Okay. Untamed Fame. Does passage between events exist? Is it real?
No, because there's no pass. When you say passage between events, you're making it seem like staring at a cup can be broken down into multiple different little events and not just one.
No, I'm talking about generally now. If like the fly when it was flying, and then when it left through the window, is there passage? Is there change in those events?
No,
in
yeah,
life?
there's change. There's change in the motion. There's change in the vector of the fly and the window and the air and all that stuff. but there's no.
There's no passage
No, well, what would be that you would have to show me the path. I could show you the fly. I could show you the movement. I can't show you God or the passage or anything else.
But can the fly be in multiple areas at once?
No, that's the entire right. Well, and that idea gets into something I don't want to go, but the whole reference frames and having, because I don't believe in reference frames. There's just one coordinate system. So when you say, can something be in more places at once? I'm saying no, because that's called location.
Okay, great. So the fly was in one area at one point, you know, and then it was moving and it went to the next area, right?
It changed
So
coordinates.
from one to the next, how is that not passage to you? How is change not passage?
That's motion, because that's motion.
Yeah, motion. Okay.
Yeah,
and I'm saying,
okay, you're trying to make time real. Okay. I just told you time. Hold on.
So you exist. So you agree that there's passage in motion.
Let me speak.
You agree that there's passage in motion, correct?
There's measurement.
Bro, listen.
I'm not talking about measuring it. I'm just talking about like being aware of it. There's passage in motion. Agree or disagree?
But you're making I'm the one that said motion.
I know, and I'm trying to get the same page. I'm trying to get on the same page with you. Is there passage in motion?
Let me speak so we can be on the same page. Let me just.
All right, go ahead.
I was the one that said time is actually motion because
I know,
without the
and I'm
motion.
addressing
Hold
that.
on, come on, man, just stop talking. I listen when you talk. So when you just went to say because you were saying the passage of time, right? But then when we broke it down to these coordinate systems, things moving around, there is no time and passage. It's only the motion.
Okay, so there isn't passage in motion.
You talk about motion. What's moving? What is moving for the motion of with time? What's moving?
Is there passage in motion or not?
When you say passage in motion, you're being redundant. There's motion. You don't need passage in motion. You already have the term motion to describe what's happening. You don't need to say motion. That's what you're doing. Passage is movement. So you're saying passage, movement, through movement.
The movement of what? Especially when an object is at rest and not moving. The movement of what?
Yeah. The movement of what? Exactly.
You're talking about motion for time, but you're not saying what's moving. Incoherent.
The object moves. Exactly.
The object moves. All right.
Motion of objects.
You observe it. You observe it. You're like existing, right? You're conscious. And you're observing the object moving, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when the object is gone, and you continue to observe, you continue to just observe the environment, but there's no movement. You continue to feel yourself sitting in this chair. You continue to observe the cup, right? How is there? Why do you think passage like stops at that point?
But you didn't passage of what?
Passage between events, between your conscious observation of feeling the chair.
The passage was your claim.
Nothing is moving. So how is there time?
Your explanation of passage. Passage is
Hold
still
on.
your claim.
Right the hand. Nothing is moving. So where's your time? Go.
Well, I don't need to make
That's
time
real.
Bro, you're feeling the chair.
You are intellectually dishonest and full of crap. So
guys,
let's go with
you're
some
the one
open
claiming
concepts that allow intelligibility, allow us to think and prosecute science without getting lost in too much pointless philosophy. Go.
You just took your argument and asked him to justify it. You asked him why there's time when there's no movement. That's your argument, not his. You argue that there's time when there's no movement.
Deal with that, except by saying that there's no time. That's incoherent. Time continues to pass with or without motion.
To defend it.
We're at the top of the heap, Bob. We're at the top of the heap.
Oh my goodness.
It's incoherent.
There's no such thing as time, guys. Get it through your thick skull.
Science.
Here, I'm gonna make a statement. You are not going to be able to logically refute it.
With your senses.
This is very simple. You literally cannot prove the passage of time without something somewhere moving. You cannot do it.
But
period.
That changes the question to proving the passage of time versus whether time still passes. That is a straw man.
Hey,
that is an equivocation. We do not need to observe time pass for it to pass.
You can't say it passes if you can't prove it. If you can't prove it,
time is still passing whether or not we observe it.
Things aren't unless proven are.
So Lemon says that time is happening there
He
for
didn't say
you.
that you need time.
What is time
You
to
need
an
motion to
animal,
utilize
guys?
passage of
Answer
time. He
that
said there is
question
no
if you
passage of
can.
time.
I dare any one of you to answer that question. What is time to a dog?
The animal does not have the intellect to observe the passage of time as far as we can tell, yet time still passes for the animal. More incoherency. This definition doesn't work.
Lemon, you're too smart for that,
You don't
bro. Come
observe
on.
the passage.
Let me ask you the
Time
question.
to a dog is
Have
the
you
moment
guys-
between
have you
meals
guys
and
heard of-
going up for
Have
walks.
you guys heard of telomeres?
I can
You know what
agree when you
telomeres are?
guys say, you know, show me a gas molecule or time's not real, but when you deny acceleration, that's like some observable
It's a
shit.
moot conversation. Do you guys know
Not
what
denying
telomeres
the
are?
physical thing taking place,
Your
just saying
cells
that the
of
baggage
measuring
that comes
time,
along with the
system of
word isn't
minutes,
necessarily
seconds,
valid.
Milliseconds, that's
cells of
that's
your
not real.
body
I'm with you 100%. But when you say passage isn't
measured.
real, you're on crack, bro.
Movement? No one said movement wasn't real.
Okay, so nothing's moving, and I'm still.
You can measure your cell.
In my chair. How's there not passage there? If
And
I'm
then your
observing stuff with my
cell
senses, how is there not passage?
can tell you how many
How is there not movement when nothing's
reproductive
moving?
qualities.
No,
it
I
has.
said how is there not passage when I'm observing things with my senses?
Passage of
when I'm feeling
what?
the chair that just passage, because we know our whole life.
Passage of what?
Stimulus
Listen,
to your
passage
senses
isn't
so
a
that you
thing.
can observe it.
Is passage
the whole
even
time.
point to what is
whatever to your
passage?
senses.
Lemon, hold up.
Passage of
so the
events.
our whole lives, we have experiences where there's passage between movements, between events, between whatever, you know? Whether we
Passage is not a
whether it's
noun,
moving or if we
dude.
stop. We
Passage
still
is a verb.
observe things with our senses. So if nothing's moving, how do we know that like how can you claim that passage that's always existed, that's never stopped? Stop.
Listen, you can't
Movement
prove
is not time. Time is
anything
not
about
movement.
this passage you're talking about without showing something changing or moving. Okay, you can't do it. So you're
I agree
taking
with
what
you,
you
but the thing is-
assume to be true and saying
moving?
it
What's moving?
continues to be
No,
true.
what's moving when I'm sitting in my chair and nothing's moving?
Yeah, nothing's moving.
So what's moving then?
Nothing's moving.
So there's no time. No, there's no passage. That's according to you, right?
You just said there's nothing moving, so nothing's
Yeah,
moving.
there's nothing moving, so there's no time passing.
Now you're bringing other words into it. You said nothing's moving.
But now you're
So
not
there's nothing
working
moving,
out
there's
your
nothing moving.
ideas to the logical conclusion, and you're being very slippery.
I'm sitting in my
full
chair
well,
conscious.
by your definition, no movement, no time. Please work out your ideas to their logical conclusion so we can have an intellectual conversation.
So
that question.
passage, the act or process of moving through, under, over, or past something on the way from one place to another. If you
No, I
say
said
you're
time
sitting there, nothing is moving, that means there's no passage because nothing's moving.
I said time passage, right? Like the passage of time.
Okay.
So if I'm
So
sitting in
now
my
you're
chair,
saying a
nothing
thing
is moving.
is
Nothing is
moving.
moving, but I
So
feel my
point to
yeah,
the
I
thing
know.
moving,
Nothing
and
is
then we
moving,
can
bro.
discuss its movement.
Nothing is moving. I'm sitting in my chair. I'm conscious. I'm like observing.
Okay.
I'm feeling my butt in my chair. Is time passing? Yes or no?
Is time moving?
Is time passing?
Just stop,
okay?
dude.
I
Is
just
time
read.
passing or
I just
not?
read you
Quit being so
passage.
dishonest. Is time passing or not?
Can we
Passage. Let's
can
see
we-
here.
can
The
we-
act or process of moving through, under,
Not gonna
over, past
answer. This
something
is a
on the way
dishonest
from one
conversation.
place
I'm
to
out.
another.
You guys are just,
So
you're
is
full of it,
time
dude. I'm out.
moving?
can
Is
we
that
all
your
agree?
question? Is time
Can
moving
we
when
all
You
nothing's
guys
agree?
are
moving?
gonna stop with this nonsense, man. I'm gonna be
Can
out
we
here too. This
can
is
we
just
all
garbage
agree real
talk.
quick? Can we all
Garbage.
agree real quick? Maybe Red the Hand or anybody else here that we're missing the word moment, replacing it with movement. What about
No,
the moment?
we're not missing the word
in
moment.
time,
We don't need
okay?
it.
The moment. No. This is what the ballers are doing, Bob. Right? They're taking the passage of time, the passage of moments, right, and equating that into what they call time.
The
Where
arrow
we-
of time.
The arrow of
Sure.
time, yes. The passage of time. Time passing in a regular movement, like a clock, continuously going, or the clocks that go tick.
Right.
tick, tick.
However, time
Every-
to
That's
everybody
all
else,
bullshit.
time
That's all
to
crap.
everybody and everything
There is
else is
change.
just a moment. It's a
Yeah, I think,
Everything in
I
your life, there
think we
is
can all
change.
agree that the system of keeping time is like a concept. That's man-made.
Here.
That's
right?
the
It's
concept.
This
yes.
should, this I mean this clears it up pretty well.
passage from one
thing that
place
you're
to the next.
describing
Change.
The
not
measurement is a
exist,
concept.
okay? The thing
You guys think of time as aging, right? Is that what you guys think of time as aging?
Yo,
telomeres,
you've been debating Globers on
do you
space
guys know
time
what
too long,
telomeres
guys.
are? Do you guys know what telomeres are? So telomeres are part of your cell, and now they have the technology because of we live in a pattern-based system that we're just trying to measure. We're just having descriptors of fantasy, time-bending, space warping, fabric twisting stories to tell each other more stories. But we actually have telomeres.
Don't you take all those measurements
actually
in
have
moments,
telomeres in our
moments of
cells.
time,
We
right?
actually have
Moments,
telomeres in our cells that can
slices
determine how
of
long we're going to live
time,
now.
right?
We have enough
You gu-
data.
You guys been
that has
debating
developed
Globers on
pattern-based-
space time way too long. Like, I don't know if they got you scared to use words or something.
I don't know. It
That
just seems
w-
moot in these debates. If you talk about what they've measured through descriptors, they have evidence because of the pattern. So if they keep using the pattern, they'll develop more strong evidence, right? That's what all this stuff is for. When you're talking about your cells, so telomeres in our cells age as we get older, and every cell in your body will actually have a pre-programmed time bomb.
Let me ask the
already have
ballers.
the
Let me ask the
they already
ballers
have
real
hold
quick.
on, Patient
Let
Zero.
me ask
I want to
the-
ask this guy a question. The one that's been talking with us, his name is just percentage signs, like over and over
Sounds
again.
like flat
Okay.
Earth data, but yeah. go
If
ahead.
let's say I ask you about feeling motion, okay, like feeling movement, all right, and I tell you if you're in a car that's going 800 miles an hour, but it's on such a perfectly level, even, cleared out.
So
There's
you're
no
talking about
bumps.
an if.
There's
You're
nothing
talking
wrong
about an if.
with
Come
the
on, man.
pathway.
It's nothing
okay?
demonstrable.
And
So why don't you
shut
talk
up,
about
flat Earth
something
data.
demonstrable?
Shut up.
Talk
Shut
about
up.
something
Shut up.
demonstrable.
Shut up. Shut
It's
up.
a waste of
Shut
time
up.
again.
Okay.
No, it's a
And you're
waste of
going
time
like
again.
800 miles
Use
an
a
hour.
demonstration.
Stop over talking
feel-
them, Data.
Would
Come
you
on.
feel the motion?
I feel the motion.
So,
Would
so
you
Bob,
feel the
let's
motion?
Bob,
It's
let's
closed,
just say,
it's
let's
all-
just say,
all the
let's
windows
just
are
say I
closed.
take a picture, right?
Perfect.
Let's
If
say
it's
I
going
take a picture.
right, everything's
It's a-
closed.
it's
You're
a
in the
moment-
enclosed
A
capsule of the
picture is a
vehicle,
moment
and
in
it's going
time,
at constant speed. There's literally no adjustment whatsoever in the speed, and there's no bumps, nothing. Would you feel the motion?
I would not feel the motion, but I would feel passage.
No, don't worry about passage or anything like that. You think you would feel the motion?
I would not feel the motion.
You would not feel the motion. Okay.
I would observe. I could observe motion if the windows are clear.
Now, do you think the question that I just asked you was legitimate?
No, it's like a perfect hypothetical that wouldn't ever present itself. If that's
Say I
okay.
take a picture
So
from.
listen, you understand the concept then that the scenario I just described to you is not reality. It has never been reality, and as far as we know, it will never ever be reality. Okay.
Such
So
as
your
a picture
question
of Earth from
about
space,
someone
where
sitting
can
and
you observe
nothing
motion,
moving
right?
is not reality. Never has been reality, and
No,
as
that's
far
not
as we
the
know,
same,
it never
bro,
will
because
be
you're
reality. Therefore, our answer or considerations
no.
about
That's a
mean
false
nothing.
analogy, bro. That's a false analogy because you're talking about moving at a
It's not.
speed of 800 miles an hour. I'm talking about just sitting there.
Listen,
It's much more.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
than
matter.
It does
You cannot identify a single time in human history when nothing has moved.
We got to move on. I think Data
Really?
was
So
right.
if I'm in an
You're not
empty
And
gonna
I
get anywhere with
challenge
these
you to
people.
do it.
Percentage.
If I'm the only life like the organism, the only life. I forget what word I'm looking for.
You're not, though, are you?
Let's say
That's not
I'm the
reality,
only
is it?
that's living in this room, okay? And I'm trying to be perfect. I've been training at it to be perfectly still. Like
Life is
How do you
different
know
than
that?
time, isn't
How do you
it?
know you're the
That's
only
right.
living organism in the room?
I said, if bro,
If. Okay, so
If
you're not
the only-
describing reality yet. We're still
No,
not on the
hold on.
point of reality.
if you can't observe the organism, does it count as being there?
Life is different than time.
Yes, if things exist, they exist.
So microscopic organisms that we can't observe, that we can't see move, you still count them
It
as
has nothing to do
time?
with time. Whether
If
time
they
exists or
exist,
not,
they exist.
the organism will
you're
grow
saying-
and exist.
You're saying
exactly.
passage is movement, and we have to be able to observe that movement to know that there's passage. But if we can't observe this microscopic organism, then how can you claim that that's that's movement?
I didn't make any sort of claim as that. I didn't say anything even remotely close. I said if
That's
it
right.
exists, it exists.
Yeah, but we need to be
You
able to
made
observe
a claim that there was no
passage,
living thing in that room but
Hold
you,
up, hold up.
and you
We
have
need
no
to be
way
able
to prove
observe
that.
it. We need
I
to be
like how it went from
Percentage.
stars to living
In fact,
organisms.
I
That's
don't even
pretty
need to make
Percentage.
that
This will
argument.
get
Can
nowhere,
you
I
prove
promise, bro.
that there was
Oh.
no thing in that room that moves that isn't alive?
Doesn't matter
Do
if
you
we
have tabs on every single speck of dust in that room with you, and you know for sure it's not moving even a little? What's that?
does it matter if we can't observe it?
Well, you
This
said there's
will
no
get- this
movement.
will-
So either you're right or you're wrong. Either there is movement or you just don't see the movement.
There's no observable movement. How about that? Where the only observable life form, as far as
No
we can observe.
observable movement is not the same as no movement.
I know. That's why I'm making it clear now. So you would stop with the semantics. So
Okay.
I'm the only observable life form in this room, right? That I
Okay.
can observe.
All
And
right.
I've been training to be perfectly still. We're not going at 800 miles an hour. I'm going at
Okay.
nothing.
Right.
I'm just sitting there, and I've been training at it, and I'm not moving at all, and I don't hear anything or whatever. But I still continue to feel like what's called. I can still continue to feel the chair that I'm in, and I'm still conscious, and I still continue to be just like I have been my entire life when there was movement and when there wasn't. And that my entire life I've
Well, how would you know if there was though? You said
change between things. Because maybe I did observe it in the past, but that doesn't mean that.
I thought you were just sitting in your chair, just oblivious to movement, right?
I'm sitting in my chair. Yes, there's no movement. So is there passage of
There's no
time?
movement.
If my entire life there was but passage,
You're perfectly still.
yes,
You're perfectly still.
Yes.
perfectly still.
Yes.
You're perfectly still.
exactly.
Yes.
I want you to think about what you're saying. You're perfectly still. There's no
Your
movement.
heart's beating, bro. This will get
You
you
can't.
nowhere.
It's not possible. You're describing non-reality.
That's where I
You will
can't
get
tell
nowhere
how
with this.
Bro, hold on. Let me just. My point is not that time is motion or anything like that. The thing is that when you're trying to quantify, when you're trying to measure or quantify time, you have to use motion. So basically, you're trying to make time real through the measurement of motion.
Bro, you buried the
Sorry.
lead. We agree with that. Like we said, how many times that like measuring, keeping time, that system is all a convention. It's all conceptual.
You can't
So
prove
why are
time
you arguing
exists
about
outside of that
time?
measurement.
You think passage doesn't exist, bro?
Because it doesn't.
The movement.
Because
They
you
don't
can't.
think
You're
things
not
can go
quantifying the
faster.
passage of time. You're quantifying the motion of an object, and quantifying the
Right.
motion of an object does not therefore make the passage of time real. That's not how things
They
work.
see
Passage is
one
real.
guy walking down the
Time's just
street
a
and
word
they
for
see
it.
another guy running by him. They don't know faster or slower. They just say, duh, guy's moving, object moving, like cavemen.
You know what's funny about the hand is in their moment of
succession
time
of
they like
moments
to
of
use
these
right now. They
movements.
like the moment of hand real quick. The moment of time right there. They like to use the past to describe the present, and then they like to use the future projection of how to describe your future time. Right? That's in this moment of time right now that we live in. There is no passing. There's no nothing. It's just
There is.
moment. That's it.
Yeah, but there's succession of these moments. There's even if this fly is
No, it's
one
not.
moment.
It's
fly is
just a
flying around.
moment.
If this fly is flying
just
around,
a
you
mo-
still
Do you
see
think
it.
the past
It's
is real?
called the word for a reason. Moment.
Do you think the
Right
past
now.
is real? Percentage sign?
Do I think what's real?
The past?
It really happened.
Yeah.
Do you think the past is real? It exists in
Did.
reality.
No, it's not a real tangible thing.
Do you think
They
the
have a
future is
Just
real?
They have a
That
fucked up
already
definition of the word real. Percentage.
I think they have an issue with the word past too. Like if there's succession between moments, right? Between this fly moving around, it's in one
Define
area
moment.
and then it's
What is a
another area,
moment?
and successively in different areas. How is
Moment
that
sounds awfully like a subjective word. What's a moment?
fine? Let's say succession in the movement of this fly.
Okay. All right. Now we got movement.
Moments
I know
are
what
not
movement
is.
succession. Moments
Okay.
are
And
not
that
progression.
term, that succession,
No, they're not.
that passage of these movements is what we term
Moments.
time.
Okay, you can
mean
you can
the movement of
calculate
the
you
movements
can
is time?
calculate progression of moments.
Do you realize
Past is
that
really
what
movement.
He just said we call
This is
the
past.
motion of those
More
objects
than one
time.
definition for time.
Did you hear what he just said? He said we call the motion of those objects time. Congratulations.
No, it's a succession, genius.
Yeah, that's my entire. You're making my point for
No,
me.
no, you said there's no
Fine.
succession.
You
There is
don't
no
have, hold on. My point. My point is that you don't have time. You think you're holding time. You're not. You just opened
He
this
doesn't
box.
think that's
You
a
thought you had a
straw
box.
man.
Hold on.
Wow,
You,
nice
Straw man.
you thought you had a box. Come on. You thought, Jeremy, come on. You thought you had a box, and inside that box was time. And then you
Nice
opened it and you
straw
saw an
man.
object moving. And you were like, oh, shit. I don't have time.
Your whole
I have an
argument
object
is just
moving. And then I interpret that as
Just
time.
semantics.
grasping at straws at this point.
Yeah. Let's
Hey,
just
you're
move
grasping
on.
at
Flat Earth
straws.
data
You're
was
Versus-
right.
grasping straws.
10 minutes
Got
ago,
to.
Flat
His
Earth data
argument-
wanted to move
What a
on,
waste.
You
and I
can't
shut him
show
down.
time. You can only
But
show
I should have let him
movement.
go.
If there's
Yeah, he's
multiple,
trying to make,
there's
he's
two
trying to
definitions
turn the motion of an
of
object into
which is
time.
like the
Show us time
conceptual
without motion,
system.
and then
Can we
we'll
agree?
discuss
Can we
time
agree
without
that
motion.
it's?
Conceptual
Can we agree?
time is the
Session,
Can we
concept.
agree on one
moments,
thing here?
movements,
Can
whatever.
we agree on one thing? That all
So,
of these
somebody
observations,
just
all
said,
those
"Show me
observations
time
we
without
do
motion."
are pattern-based.
Show me motion
Can we
without
agree?
time.
Can we agree that all these
Ah.
objects are all these things we observe are patterns? Everything we observe, right, has a
Yeah,
pattern
I'll
to
agree
it.
with that.
Yes.
I can't
Right?
show you that,
Okay.
patience. I don't know that they can exist without each other.
So if you have all these observations that are pattern based and you want to communicate them, you're going to use time, you're going to use rate of change, you're going to use acceleration, right?
Words, bro.
Why are you wanting to go down this path of talking about semantics or talking about the syntax of our human language when it comes to descriptors?
Why
Are
do
we
you want to
looking-
accept
are we
that
looking for
space-time is
truth?
real?
We're not. That's not the
No
point.
one
The
What's
here
point
that?
thinks
is,
space
You
time
don't
is
accept
real.
space-time?
you don't understand the
Trauma.
argument.
I don't
So
think there's
are you
anyone in
saying-
this
are you
room
implying
that
that the
accepts
word
space
time
time.
might come along with baggage that you don't want to
So-
accept?
Patterns. No, we go to the root. How is it devised? It's devised
Okay,
on
so
patterns.
basically you want to use the
Devised
word
on
time, but not in the
patterns.
way
So
that they
listen,
use
I'm
the
not-
word
I'm not
time.
trying to argue
That
with you.
sounds a lot like somebody I know.
I'm not
I
trying
think
to
We
his
want to
argue
name
with
might
use
be
you.
at the
time as
bottom
the
of the list here.
convention that all
I'm
humans
not trying
agree
to
on.
argue with you. I'm trying to get my point out. The point is that we use descriptors for patterns that we observe. Seasons
Sure.
is something we observe. Seasons,
Sure.
oddly enough, happen within a period of time from one another, relatively
Mhm.
week early, week two, pretty consistently. So we develop word called seasons.
Yeah,
Does
well,
it make-
seasons
does it
don't
make
observe seasons.
listen?
You
Is
observe the
seasons
earth.
real? Is seasons real?
Conceptual term to describe the earth.
It's a word we all use now
Yeah.
is it real?
Well, so did you observe it when
Is
you
it
said you
real?
observed season? You
Is
told
the
me you
word
observed
listen,
seasons.
I'm
So
asking you. Don't
hold
turn it
on,
on me.
FED,
Don't turn it on
FED.
me.
Did you
I'm asking
observe
you.
the season?
Is
This
it
guy he
real?
just talked. Did you?
Is it real? I'm
No,
asking you.
the seasons are not real. Seasons
how
are a
do we-
conceptual
how
term.
do we
We gotta
convey-
Let
move
me
on, bro.
finish. Come on.
How do we convey?
We gotta move on
How
from
do we
this. This is
convey our message?
stupid.
Because we've been studying seasons. We discovered this pattern. How do I convey to my tribe that at this period of time, you have to look for this sign or this change? How do you convey that?
We're not talking about
Make up
how
a
you
word
convey
for
it.
it
We're
like
talking
we did.
about.
There you go.
We're
So what
talking
the
about
fuck
those-
are you guys
Hold
talking
on,
about? We
Let me
needed words,
finish. Don't just
descriptors.
ask
If you
me.
wanna
Don't
talk
ask
about
me a
changing
question
the
and then just
syntax
monologue,
or the
bro.
semantics,
Bro. If you ask me a question,
talk about something
if you're asking me a
that
question, let
actually
me
will
answer it.
benefit
Okay, let me
people.
answer it, bro. Calm down. Data, calm down. You're asking me a question. The quantification of the observation of Earth is what you're calling seasons. Seasons are not real. We didn't observe seasons. We observed the Earth. Now, when we observe the Earth, we can come to conclusions about how something should happen and patterns and all that. But
I've already said all this.
And we
You're
can
just
agree on what to
reconfirming
call it if we
what I
want
said.
to,
So
like
if we can
seasons.
agree on that, we needed to use these descriptors. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
because you're saying the descriptors are
You
real
already
when they're not.
No, I am not.
The Earth
You
is
guys
real.
are conflating.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Now seasons are not real.
Listen,
Right
this
the
is
hand.
what I
Don't
mean.
become cliche, bro.
This is
Flat
what I
Earth
mean.
data just
Don't
Flat
become
Earth data
cliche
just
right the hand.
Bro, he just
Please,
got done
man.
asking. He
This is
just
what
got
I
done
mean.
saying, see, we've established that seasons aren't real and you're observing the Earth. And here comes SC. So now seasons aren't real? Yes,
point
Right
Data,
the
this
hand.
is why.
You're
This is
becoming,
exactly
you're becoming
why.
cliche,
Because
bro.
you got people like him.
Aristarchus.
Because you got people. Yeah, you got people like SC saying that seasons are real, and then Flat Earth Data is going to come and go, why are you having this long, drawn-out discussion about why seasons are real or not? Because there's people that think seasons are real, and it's not a conceptual term to
So,
describe the
the
Earth and
word is an adjective.
snow or rain.
The event is
So
real.
let's argue about
The
seasons
event,
now, right the
the
hand.
event
Come
is
on.
real. Right the hand. The event
You're
is
becoming
real.
Say they
cliche,
were
bro.
real.
The event is real.
Untitled Fame,
Are they a
the word
reflection? Right the
seasons
hand. Are they a
as a
reflection?
descriptor, but the event is real. So
Yes,
what you're
the
trying
event
to
is real.
say,
Yeah, or the event happens.
that's right. So what the fuck are you guys talking about? Acceleration is an event that is real.
SC
It's
just
just a
told you what they're talking
descriptor.
about.
Acceleration
We have
claiming
is
words.
an event
We have
these
words
that
to
is
describe
real.
They are
that thing.
actually real, not just real in
The
concept,
event
or not just
of
the thing being
acceleration is
described.
real because it's to a tangible object. We can observe it. It's not illusionary. It's tangible. So the event is very real. That's why we give it descriptors. That's why we fucking measure it.
Tangible means you
I
can
don't
touch it.
understand your guys' point in direction of trying to converse semantics or the syntax of our fucking language if you plan on not using anything like acceleration,
It's
deceleration
because
in the
they-
future.
Very good point. Flatters down.
Don't let me. It's because
For the
they've.
same reason that I'll say I'm not going to discuss gravity, or gravity isn't real. It's the exact same argument.
But you'd
I'm
rather
not
discuss
going
this
to
shit.
accept your
But you'd
baggage.
rather
That's
discuss
why.
this shit. You
Okay,
have
bro,
to be a
so
time
is
waster.
succession in
I'm not
movement
forcing you to
real?
discuss it. You can just say, okay, you don't accept that word, and then move on. You don't ever have to talk to me again. I'm not forcing you to talk to me about it.
Okay, time is movement, right?
Nobody's
Time is
talking
change
about
in
forcing
movement.
nobody. It's
right?
about actually having a conversation. The events are real. The descriptors are what describe the event that is real.
Okay, hold up.
You want to get lost in the semantics and the syntax?
Time is change in
you're gonna
movement,
get called
right?
out for it as bullshit.
Right? Untamed Fame?
No,
Time is change in movement?
When you say time, you're talking about a measurement of
No, I'm not talking
movement.
about measurement. I'm just
No,
talking
yeah,
about change
well,
in movement.
but hold on. This is what when
You are, even if you don't know that.
Yeah, when you in the model, conceptually, whatever the time that everybody's talking about, when they say time, what they
About that.
really
I'm not
mean.
talking about the concept, like the construction, the system of minutes, hours, days. I'm not talking
then
about
what?
that.
Then what are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about just succession between
time.
motion, right? You said time is movement. So I'm saying, change in movement is time,
No,
right?
I didn't say
No, we
time
didn't.
is move. No,
You
no,
didn't say
listen. Time cannot be movement because then time is not time. It's fucking movement.
Okay.
Do you not understand?
Right. No,
Hold on.
say time and movement
Wait,
are the
listen.
same
Don't
thing.
interrupt, bro. I listen to you. Just at least listen to me.
bro,
This
and
is
I'm
the biggest
responding.
fucking. What I know, but just if time is time, then it cannot be movement. I said time
Unless they're the same thing.
Well, then don't use two different words for the same thing. Just call it motion.
But humor me, for the sake of argument, humor me. So
No, I
time
don't
and
do
movement
that.
are the
I'm
same.
not going to say
Time
that A
movement
and
is
B
not,
for.
right?
No, you can't have that. You can't have both, bro. No. Time is
Time is
time,
not
and
movement.
movement is movement. You
Time.
can't have
Time
both.
is time, and movement is movement.
Synonyms don't exist now? If time is movement, then
They're not.
what's wrong with
It's not.
Is a
Time
bike
isn't
a
movement.
chicken?
He said
If you think
movement
time is
Is
movement,
a
you're
chicken a
wrong.
bike?
he said time doesn't exist, it's actually just movement. So time, as
he
we
didn't.
know it,
He
by
didn't
the
say that.
No,
No, he didn't.
What?
I said when you
didn't say
time. Listen again. I didn't say time is movement. I'm saying time is used as a measurement of the motion of an object.
Again, we're not talking about the measurement of it. We're not measuring shit, okay?
Well, then
That's what it
then time doesn't exist. Then you are not talking about time because
Time
hold on.
exists
When
because
you
you actually
refer, hold on, listen. When you refer to time, you were talking about seconds, minutes, hours. Those are
Yo, there's more than
measurement.
one
Hang on,
definition,
bro. Let me just get this out. Can you try and just shut your mouth for 10 seconds?
No, man, because you're gonna say
Yeah, well, but okay, but just listen.
We're not
Okay,
talking about
well, I
concept.
know. Now
We're
you're
not
just gonna fucking talk to
system of
talk. You're
time
just gonna
thinking.
talk to talk, bro. You can't have conversation like
trying to
this.
strum
But
it.
I know, but just
trying to strum it.
listen. But just I listen, then you talk, and then
Go
I
ahead.
talk and you listen. It doesn't go talk. If I'm not, why should I have to listen if you're not gonna listen? So you can't have time be something that it's not. Okay. So if you have the motion of the object, you can't have it being time.
Okay, so as you're saying, time doesn't exist. There's just the motion of the object, right? There's these successive, motions, right?
It's what you could calling it successive would be breaking it out. It's one
not
continuous motion.
Yeah. You're saying time doesn't exist. It's just passage of of an object, right?
Time would be measuring an object when you say time. That's what a second would be, the back and forth.
I understand that's your definition, but you have to understand there's more than one definition for time. There's the system of timekeeping, like the measurement that you're talking about, that construct, which we all agree is a concept. And then there's this passage thing. Now, this passage thing is the one that we have this is where the crux is, because you're saying that this time definition doesn't exist for you. It's actually just passage of objects moving, right? The passage of an object.
Well, because you'll never show me. Well, you'll never show me the passage of time.
The passage of the object, this moving like object, is that real?
The object is real. The object changed coordinates. Yes. When the object hold on. Okay. When the object changes coordinates, a fourth thing time doesn't get manifested.
I understand, bro. I understand. Okay, so but for the sake of for elucidating the concept, for the sake of communication and dialectic, wouldn't it could you agree to use that definition, of which you already said was real, passage of objects, as time?
No.
Why? To move the conversation forward. People know that that you're talking about the other definition, not the construct, not the timekeeping.
I think you misunderstand. His argument is that time itself is the construct. It isn't split out into two different things. One's a construct, and then one is the time itself. Time itself is a concept. There's no dividing
he said
into two different things.
Of it. I'm saying, instead of just saying passage of the object, just for the sake of being on the same page when you're trying to push your message, why not? Can you agree to use the word time with that definition of passage in that of object?
There is no passage. How about moment? Just say moment. Moment is
Time,
good.
and you
Moment is good.
time.
If he says
and
the
you
word
said
time and you understand what he's saying, why do you care what his definition is?
Because we want to be able to actually communicate, right? We don't want to
if
be
you understand what he's saying, then you don't need him to define it a different way.
Okay, so you just heard me say that is the definition of time. Passage of an object is the definition of time. So if you can use that definition, then we won't have any miscommunication. It'll be fine.
He said
just
that?
Make clear your definition, and that as you can engage in discourse, and then you'll have productive discourse instead of.
He said that movement of an object is time.
He said that is the definition of time. At least that's.
I didn't hear him say that. Could you repeat that if you said that?
No, I didn't. I said time.
I didn't think you said that. In fact, I think that we've repeatedly
What did you say then?
over and over again. You absolutely did not say that.
Yo, if this is being recorded, then you could just play it back. But
so
what did you
I'm
say?
not saying time is not anything. So if you're getting from me that time is something, you're not listening to the words I'm saying. Because if you were to say that something is something, then it would either have to be itself and it would be real, or it's not. So time is not anything. When you say the word time, what you actually are referring to, and what everybody in the world is referring to, is the quantified measurement of the motion of an object for standardized purposes.
So you're saying it's impossible for you to make your definitions clear as you engage in discourse?
I think his definition is perfectly clear. I don't know what your problem is.
Because people always use this, that definition for time, passage of whatever, right? So
no, they don't. Nobody uses that, dude. You're the one using that.
Yes,
Other people, when you say time, they think seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, decades, millennia. No one thinks a passage of motion.
Once upon a time. Really? They never use it in that context? Come on, man. Get a grip.
That usually means 100 years ago. They're talking about years, seconds ago. When they say time, they're talking about minutes, seconds, hours, decades. That's what time is. Without that, you don't have time. You remove minutes, seconds, hours, you remove time.
You don't have to say it by those measurements, bro. You can still talk about time as in general. The passage, you could call it the passage of objects.
There is no time without those measurements.
Agreeing on the term. So you could move the conversation forward.
There's no time.
But I see you're unwilling to do that.
You can't separate it out. There is no time. Is not a thing by itself.
What if you define time as the passage of objects?
Of something.
Then is time real? If you define it as the passage of objects, is time real?
No, the motion of the object.
Really? In your head, is it suddenly real?
I'm saying you define the passage of objects as time. Is passage of objects real?
The motion comes first. Time comes second.
If you decide the word time means something that it doesn't mean, is it suddenly real? No.
if you're in agreement with the person you're engaging in discourse with, that time is the passage of objects, and you've already
I'm not in
you
agreement.
agreed
So
that
right
passage
there,
of objects
if that's what you're
real.
basing it on, I don't agree. So your argument
didn't
is
mean
invalid.
you
I
specifically. You're
disagree
being butthurt right now.
vehemently.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm saying you generally, in terms of like, if one agrees with the person that
I'm
they're
not going to
engaging with,
speculate on a
that
hypothetical
passage
of
is an
if you
object,
pretend
so use
this,
the word
will this
time as a
pretend thing
placeholder
happen?
for that.
Time is a concept
you-
based on motion. Can we all agree on that?
Jesus, man.
If we all agreed that time was a stick in the mud, then time would be a stick in the mud. Whoop-de-doo. That means nothing.
It does mean
Sure,
something.
we're
It
talking,
promotes
but we're talking to a
positive
panel full of stick in
discourse
the mud.
and moves the
right, Bob?
conversation forward, bro.
Why? Because we can all agree to call something that it isn't. We can all agree to change the word that means
Hold up,
this
you just
thing.
said you guys
Just
said
because
that
we can
passage
change a
of
word doesn't mean we've
objects is time.
advanced anything. That doesn't mean that we've gone anywhere or done anything positive. We could all agree to call red green and green red. That doesn't
No,
mean
it's not
we've
the same, bro,
advanced
because
anything.
we're correcting the definition according to you guys. You guys are saying that passage of that time is simply passage of objects.
No, we
So
aren't.
if motion,
In fact, we're
if
saying
motion
very-
didn't
very
exist,
much
if-
so.
Oh, you guys
It's
claim that they
not
incorrectly used the word time.
over
They
and over.
incorrectly
You
used the word
keep
time for
saying
passage
it
of
as if
objects.
we're saying it, and we keep telling you that's absolutely not what we're saying. You're wrong. You're incorrect. You're
Bro.
not saying true things about what we've said.
and
they
I'm
not
jumping on the
use the
sideline.
word
So if
time
motion did not
passage of
exist, if motion did not exist, would
Time is
exist,
not
right?
anything.
I know. So you're
If
saying
at
they
any
use the word
point you get to the
incorrectly, right?
conclusion that we are stating that time is a thing, you're incorrectly stating what we
Bro.
stated. Time
are
is not
so
anything.
I don't know. You're a lost cause, man. I can't even help you.
I'm not looking for your help, dude. I
Yeah,
don't think I would
clearly.
want your help on this subject, even if it was available.
You're saying there's
It
no
sounds like you're pretty messed up
correcting
on
the
it.
definition, and when we're having discourse, there's no sense in correcting their incorrect definition.
Okay,
of time.
okay. You're deflecting here. You're talking about trying to help somebody. Don't go there.
I'm trying to help.
I
Well,
don't
then
need
why'd you
help.
say it? Just
I
stop
understand
saying
that time
shit.
isn't a real thing. You're the one who needs help. You seem to think that pretend things, we can just bring them into
Easy,
reality by
Bob.
thinking about
Easy,
them.
Bob. We're not here on a psychiatric fucking table, right? Let him figure it out for himself. Carry your argument. It was a great argument. Just keep it going.
The thing is that this does more damage than good to the conversation.
I'm not
To
worried about that.
argument.
It only does more
Because-
damage if other
on the
people
surface
don't
level, I
understand the
understand what you
argument.
guys are trying to say, but on the surface level, it just seems like you guys are like, denying reality.
That's fine. If
Just
that's
saying,
all they
listen,
get
your
to it is
definition
the surface.
Time is wrong. Your definition of time is wrong. For time, you need movement, so time is the passage of movement. And
I'm
then you
not
continue
going
the
to have
conversation.
bad conversations just for
Like-
good looks. If you're into that, you can go ahead and do that.
What do you mean for good looks? It's to
You
raise
said
awareness.
that it's a bad look on the surface level. I don't care. If they think it looks bad because they don't understand it, that's their problem. I'm not going to have bad conversations just because it would look better for other people.
Here's the
They
question.
can
Why do
either
you
get on my level
flat
or
Earth?
move on.
Why do you talk about the flat Earth?
What's that?
Why do you talk about it?
Why do I talk about flat Earth?
Yeah.
Deflection.
Why do I
No,
talk
no,
about
let's-
anything? Somebody
I
brings
thought we're
up
going
something,
on
either asks me questions or
time.
makes a statement.
I
Why do we
thought
talk
we were
about
gonna
things?
come to an ending
Because
of
we
time.
talk about things.
So you
Let's go-
yourself have no
let's-
initiative in terms of the conversation. You just only
let's-
ever respond when someone asks you about it.
Let's get the gentleman here to give
I
an
am not
ending
trying to
time
convince
right here.
somebody else. If that's what you're wondering,
Are you
I
not
don't
trying
think
to
that's
spread the truth?
about flat Earth.
Yes.
No, absolutely not.
What are you trying to spread the truth about?
Bob,
Truth.
why are you discording? Stop it. Just put him back on the end of time. Let's do it.
No, that's all right.
It's because, bro, so many people, everybody is making their world with these words. They're gonna say gas pressure without a container, right? And then they're gonna show you breathing in, breathing out, and then the tank, right? And then say, oh well, breathe in and breathe out. Therefore, there's this stuff that bounces around and is in a scuba tank, and we call it gas pressure. And gas pressure is real, right? And did you just right there? Look how they just made something real. They manifested these bouncing things because they breathe. You can blow up a balloon, and that's how it's done. And this is why it's so important to differentiate between what's real and what's not real, and what's a conceptual description. Gas pressure is a conceptual description. for breathing in and blowing up a balloon. It's not real in the sense that there's little things back there.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, these balls,
unobservable. It's unobservable.
yeah, if you gotta ask if it's real, like it's not. The fact that you're going, oh, atoms, or is our atoms real, bro? No, that's the whole reason, because it's not.
It's not hard to think one way and think the other, right? So you can have two concepts in your mind, right? So I think atoms. Yeah, I watch my periodic table of elements, right? Right the hand, I know all that shit, right? And then I hear what you say, and it's not too hard for someone just to slightly shift and say, well, you know what? I really don't know. I don't know.
I think that's the only honest answer, right? Anything else is you're just asserting.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody tells you, yeah.
Oh, patient 0, did you see the picture I drew?
No. Should I go check it? Where's it at? General?
I was sharing it on my screen. Here, actually, yeah, I'll just post it to general. I'll put it in there.
Hit me up. Hit me up, motherfucker. Here we go. Got a bunch of Chads. What the fuck is Chad? He's a good guy, right? He's our guy? Grace is aware you've been heard? Okay. He's good.
Okay, I put it in general.
Okay, there it is. Where is fast? Okay. Hold on, let me zoom in. Can't find time. How, draw, accelerate. That's so cute, man. That's exactly the thing, though.
I know.
I'll show you where fast is. If I was to throw a baseball in your head at 100 miles an hour, like I was telling Right the Hand before, and I was to throw one at 1 mile an hour, would you know the difference?
Are you saying that I would feel fast?
Well, you sure as hell would.
No, I would feel pain.
A lot of pain.
And I would feel maybe more pain from one and less pain from the other. I wouldn't feel fast.
Why? Because one was
you
going
wouldn't
faster,
even feel
right?
pain. You wouldn't even feel pain. What you would feel was a mass hitting another mass.
Harder than the other mass. Faster and harder than the other mass.
Wait, is it harder or is it faster?
Both.
Does not matter.
Both.
It's harder because I threw it faster.
So what you'd actually feel is pressure. More pressure or less pressure.
So
and
now
if
you're
I threw
adding
it
another
slower,
thing
Bob,
that you
you would
supposedly
feel
see in
less
reality. You see
pain.
harder and you see faster?
You know, you guys are going down a really slippery slope here, man.
Maybe throw shit
I'm
on
not
it.
worried.
You guys are becoming comical.
People say stuff like that. I'm not worried about it.
You should be worried because you sound very, very dumb. Very dumb.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't care if I sound dumb.
Why? What is
Because
dumb about
here's the thing. Going down this road,
they're saying
there's literally nothing they
Aaron,
can do to prove me wrong.
that acceleration is not a thing. It's like
I'd rather sound stupid than be wrong.
Acceleration is not a thing, Aaron.
It's not a thing. A thing is a thing.
Can't tell the difference.
Acceleration is a conceptual idea to describe a thing. A thing is a thing.
Describe a thing.
Okay, and so acceleration is not a thing then, right? Acceleration
It's a description of an event happening. Unlike time, time is not real, but acceleration is a description of something really happening. That's what you guys don't get.
Time is a description of something really happening.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Acceleration, acceleration is a fictitious force.
Time
Remember
is like the ultimate description. It's a description of everything happening.
No, you describe time as
That's exactly what
I tell
it
you,
is.
time is not real.
It's an inertial force.
It is literally the description of everything taking place at once around the world. That's what time is we're saying
no, that's
it's
fine to
happening.
you. That's what you think time is. I tell
That's
you
what
time
time
is
is.
not real.
Oh, hey,
And I tell
if
you,
you
go
got
and ask
something
your
else-
dog what time is.
It doesn't matter.
No, it sure
The dog
does.
doesn't understand the
Why
concept
do I have
of
to
time.
ask what
If I
Bob's
take a
time
dog
is?
and whip
See,
it,
if you
it's gonna
know what
understand if
time
I
is,
whip
tell
it at
us.
50 miles an hour or if I whip it at 100 miles. It's gonna know the difference. But it
Yeah.
won't know nothing about time.
So
See the
is
difference
speed
there?
difference? Is
If you
fast
guys
different?
don't get that time to go to school, man.
I don't want to go to school. They probably taught you in school, and you don't seem to
No, I
understand
didn't
that
go.
things
I
that are
am a high
concepts
school
are not
dropout,
reality.
but yet I understand what
easy,
acceleration
easy.
is, and I understand what time isn't, which you guys are fighting for no absolute
You
no
understand
reason.
what? That you
For no
can
reason.
pull
Easy,
things
Bob.
out of your mind into reality? Is that what you understand? Because
If
that's what it
somebody
sounds like
has
you
to explain
understand.
to you what acceleration is,
No, I don't need
then
you to.
you
I
have a
understand
problem.
what you claim acceleration is. I
You have a
reject your
problem,
word
bro.
acceleration.
You have a big
Just
problem.
like you could explain to me what gravity is, allegedly, but I'll reject your word gravity.
Gravity is
What?
acceleration. Gravity is
What?
acceleration. Gravity is acceleration. You
Yeah,
see a rock.
I mean, that's how they
gravity
describe
around.
gravity is acceleration, downward, right? 9.82 meters per second acceleration.
You see,
Congratulations,
that's
you
what
believe in
guys have a
gravity,
problem with.
It's
apparently,
not a
Ranty.
You
force.
equate
It's just an
acceleration with
acceleration.
gravity. I don't. I make fun of gravity a different way. This is how I
Yeah.
would talk to a baller about gravity. I would say that the following.
So that's
Since the
fine. If you
beginning
want
of
to hold
time-
on to little bits of the ball that they taught you, that's your problem. I don't want to hang on to any
Bob,
of it.
I'd like to
Who's
hear
hanging
SE
on, dude?
get his
You're
argument
You
out
are,
a little bit,
apparently.
Bob.
I
You
am
think you can take
ridiculing
things
them
that aren't
with
real
your-
and pull them into reality. That's what they do.
Bob,
They take
when
things
you're
that
I'd
aren't
like to
done,
real
hear
and pull them
know,
SE's
into
right?
reality.
argument, but
Try
you keep
to.
talking over him. Come on, Bob.
Can I talk now? Okay.
Please
I'm
do,
not stopping you.
Gravity, what they think of as gravity, you can make fun of them very simply. Because there's no denying from the beginning of time, when a man has picked up a rock and it fell on their head, they know you got to move out of the way, right? That's what they think gravity is. Now, you can take that and take their bat and switch it and smack them over the head and tell them, which gravity are you referring to? Are you referring to Einsteinian gravity? Two objects that tracking each other, which we don't see? Or are you referring to the other gravity, which is the bending of the fabric of space-time? You can go that route instead of talking
Yeah,
about
I choose a better
acceleration.
route. I choose a better route. I don't
What?
engage in any of that at all. I say if you can't prove gravity, then it's not real. Conversation over.
Oh wow! Now that is philosophical, bro. You should write a book.
I don't need to.
Bro,
Why would I write a book?
Ballers are making. They don't understand that they do the exact same thing that I'm saying that we shouldn't do. When they every time a baller engages the flat Earth, they make it real. They legitimize it. It's the whole reason why we can't, like, the words are very important, right? Like, things are not quote unquote accelerating. Things move. Now you can call it acceleration, that's fine. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but that doesn't make that. Oh man, it's just that's a
Yeah,
concept.
but why pick that fight?
Yeah.
Why are
Let
you
me give
picking
it.
that fight?
Let me
don't
give
get
a
it.
quick example. I see. Real quick example of exactly what
Shouldn't
Red
be a
Dan was
fight.
talking about there, right? So after 9/11, right, there were no terrorists, or we know that maybe there were terrorists or not, but as long as that word got into our fucking vernacular, right, and we spread it to everyone else, the whole country was infested with terrorists, right? I remember that, right? My friend came over and he's like, dude, there's fucking terrorists out there. You know, it's just that once it gets in your fucking mind, dude, and it spreads, it's you can't shut it off. It's so fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, but we're gonna change every word now. Is that what we're gonna do from now on?
Nah, what we're saying though is
Nah,
what
we
Red
don't need to
Hand was
change it.
saying is once it gets into your vernacular, right? You're gonna use it like acceleration, gravity, line, straight, point, sphere, flat, whatever it is.
Energy, photons, atoms.
I didn't offer up a word to change gravity to. I just said gravity's not real. I don't need to offer you an alternative or tell you to change the word. You can
I
use the
never
word gravity
said there
if you
had to
want.
be an
I'm just
alternative.
telling you,
Neither did
I'm
Red
not going to
Hand.
engage
We
with
never
that.
said
If
there
you
had to
want
be
to
an
engage with
alternative.
gravity, go ahead.
He never
Yeah,
said
but you
there had to
can't
be
be
an
in a
alternative.
debate and just say gravity's not real and leave it at that, bro.
I absolutely can.
Why
So
not?
stop using
they're
the
gonna
G
claim that
word
it's
then.
But
real,
then don't
they
even
gotta
come
prove
in
that
and
it's
talk
real.
using
then.
it.
Well, why are you here then, man?
Try your hardest. Stop using it.
Here, motorcycles are not real. End the story.
Exactly.
Right behind your whole existence.
Okay.
doesn't exist. It's over.
I'm not going to argue that. I don't care.
Motorcycles are not real.
That's fine.
Bro,
That's
Ted just tell you
perfectly
you can't stand on a ball. That's it. Conversation over. That's what I tell people. I'm like, yo, you ever try
Now you're
standing on a
talking.
ball?
Now you're
It's about-
talking, bro.
That's it.
Fucking
That's to me. I'm like,
Jeremy,
that's
So it
the
comes down
argument.
to, is it important enough for you to prove it or not? If you can
Yeah,
prove
but-
to me that time is a thing or that gravity is a thing, then go ahead. If you can't, then it's not real. End of story.
Doesn't
Let me
work
ask
like
you
that.
this, Bob. Let me ask you this, Bob. When did you have this idea that time is not a thing? About what time did you have this idea?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know when that first came up. It was way before like flat Earth and all that stuff. Like that was just a thing. I think we discussed that in our congregation and stuff like that. I think way before.
What
any of
were
this more
you
recent-
discussing? What were you discussing? Something. I mean, share with us a little bit.
Well,
just
okay.
a little
The
bit.
concept that time is
About the
like,
time that you
not
thought
absolute.
that time wasn't a thing.
The idea that it's not an absolute or whatever, like that comes along with the concept of like an eternal being like God, who always was, is, and always will be. Like if
Okay,
you
so you
accept
went-
that that's
okay.
the case, then you have to accept that time isn't absolute. Like it can't be because he
You,
always
you
was,
went
is,
you
always
went
will be.
outer personal, exactly. Yeah. So only God has time.
Well, no,
maybe.
he doesn't have time. Time is for us. Only we need time. He doesn't need time.
Okay, how
That's
do we
simply a
measure
construct
time?
for us.
How
We
do
don't
we
need
measure
time. Why do we need time?
Well, maybe need isn't
All
the
we
right
need is
word.
the motion of the stars, right? With the uniform motion of the.
It's a tool. Yes,
the
that might
things
be a
above
better
our
way to
heads,
put it. It's
that's
a
it.
tool for
I
us.
would
It's
I
not
would actually
necessarily a
like to
need.
I would actually like to preempt that and say that God made man first and then time, right? Then the
No, that's not
lights.
correct. Well, I mean, if you believe what the Bible says, then no, he made time first.
If we go to the roots of
No,
time,
he
right,
made
the hand
light.
had a point
He
with
made the
movement.
light and the
Check
dark.
this out,
He made
guys.
light.
Light and the dark
He
was the
made
first
light
day.
first. He
Check
made
this
light
out.
first. Okay.
The,
Light,
how
not
man
time,
first started
but light.
recording time, right?
But
Was
the light and the
day and
dark
night
were
was
the
the
first day.
movement
That's
of the
time.
sun across the sky. That's how we first came to the realization, right? Then the moon for the months. Then the time that it takes the planet to go around the sun is a year. So it's all based in motion and movement, whether we like it or
You think
not.
the planets go around the sun?
No. I'm giving you the story of how it happened. I don't believe any of it. I'm just telling you the story of how we
How they
started
claim it
recording
happened?
time. And it's indisputable what I just said.
I don't know if you're saying that's what they claim or if you're claiming that, because that's absolutely
That's what
disputable.
that's how did man first discover a day? What was a day? When they said high noon, right? What did they mean? I'll meet you at
Oh,
high noon.
I think
at
the man was
saloon,
created
right?
with that already inside of them. I think they already
That
had the
meant
knowledge.
12 o'clock, right? High noon? You understand what I'm saying, right? It was based on the movement on the
I
sun
understand
across
what you're
the
saying.
sky.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's
he's
how
just
we
saying
develop
he's
the
saying
concept of
early.
time.
He's saying early man, like Adam, probably knew, right? He probably knew.
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
think
figure
that
it out.
Adam and
He
Eve were
just knew.
created fully knowledgeable of how time works, how animals work, all of that.
And
Let me
we-
ask
we-
you this,
I'm
Bob.
telling
I
you,
don't
bro.
think
I'm
we're all
telling you
watered
it's
down.
man-made.
Let me ask you
We're
this, Bob.
watered down idiots now. We don't even know how to plant a fucking
Did
seed.
Adam have a watch, or did he have a clock or anything, or when were
Exactly.
clocks?
He didn't need them. He didn't
Exactly.
need them.
Wait,
He had
that's right, Aaron.
stars, the moon, the sun, the tools that God gave him to tell time.
Which
He
was
didn't
the
need any of the
sun.
other stuff.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. The first notion that man had about time was the sun.
Right. Okay. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it was a first notion. I think he was created with full knowledge entirely of how time worked. I don't think it was a starting
You're going
idea and then
biblical.
built
Okay, I'm not
upon.
gonna go against your religious beliefs.
Well, I see. It was more like this. He was a man was fully knowledgeable how nature works, not only the sun. So he wasn't looking to the sun. He was looking to the plants, to the food, to the ground, to things that for survival, right? So, yeah, the sun had a big deal doing it, but he was actually looking more towards the earth. I believe. Right?
Well, okay. I mean, if you read the scriptures, it says that the greater light, the sun, the lesser light, the moon, and the stars, they were put there for us to be able to tell time, the seasons, things like that. Like that's why they're there. So I mean, it's the sun and the moon and the stars. It's not just one of them or just the earth. Like he put the stuff in the sky for us to be able to tell time. He makes that clear.
Think
That's
of
cool.
a
So-
concept of a farmer, right? Very important for him to know when to plant crops, right? So in the early days, the concept that we have as time, right? They looked up in the sky and they saw a certain star. Oh, okay, we know now this is the time to plant our crops. You understand?
Yeah.
That's how these
Right.
concepts came about. Yeah, it's
So
it's very
Montreal,
simple.
you're on the
Well, I mean-
concept. You're on the concept, Montreal, that time does exist, and Right the Hand is saying that time is conceptual. And
No, we're on the same page with right the hand.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's the acceleration thing that we had a fight with.
Yeah, okay.
Well, acceleration needs time in it, just so you know.
The way we measure it, yeah. But
Yeah,
you don't
well,
need time, like I told you, the example
if
I
you're
told you,
measuring with
standing
something
there
that
and the
isn't
car
real,
passes by,
if you're
You don't know
measuring
the
with something
difference.
that isn't real, how are you getting something as a result that is real?
Yeah,
I
you see
told
that
you,
problem.
that goes on your wheelhouse, Bob Dole. You say I use my senses all the time. That's your game, right? So I use my senses. I
Right,
stand
but
at a
okay, you're
street,
using
Ferrari
time, a
passes
thing
by,
you
a
agree
citizen-
isn't real, right? You agree that time isn't real, and you're saying you use that to measure something and somehow come out the other
No.
end with something that is real.
No.
That doesn't make sense.
No, you're misunderstanding me, bro. I'm using my senses. I never said anything about time. I
That's what
witnessed two events.
acceleration involves time. It
We're
has
talking
to. That's what
physics,
acceleration
bro.
is, right?
Something that is real, an object that I can see in front of me that occupies space.
You
That is
observed
a Ferrari.
You observed an object in motion. You didn't observe acceleration. Acceleration would be the distance traveled over a set time,
So that
and time is not real, so you
that might be
can't
the
compare
problem.
distance to something that's not real. When you
Look,
would compare the
technically-
motion,
They might not
Technically, you're right,
understand the
but I'm
baggage that
telling
comes
you, I
along
can
with it, so
observe
they
the
don't know why
difference
we're rejecting
between-
it.
I can observe the difference between acceleration. I can tell you the difference between 100 miles an hour or 150 miles an hour. So I'm observing different speeds, right? Now, time, I can't observe time, right? All I can do is observe what they call the passage of time, like the sun moving, but I can't observe time itself. I'm saying,
you can't.
so it's a moot
Well-
point to argue. I mean, you can argue it there, right?
Because
The
I
hand,
don't-
but why, man? You have better
Because I
bones
don't
to
think
pick.
you can observe the change in speed. You observe the motion, and then when you say speed, you're going to say you observed the time, because speed is linked miles per hour. These are inextricably linked. Okay, this is my whole point, was that when you say acceleration, you bring into it this formula that is used to quantify it. And that formula involves using time, which is a concept, thereby delegitimizing the entire formula, in my
I can
personal
agree with
opinion.
that. If you put it in that term, I can go with that.
Yeah, so light is also like minutes per minutes squared. Like, how do you go minutes per minutes? You know, okay, so light speed. Just bear with me, right?
But right the hand. My thing is pick a better fight, bro. I mean, you're gonna
No,
get
no,
both
no.
people
Right the
arguing.
hand
You're
is
gonna get
right on
ballers
track.
arguing with you,
He's
and you're
right
gonna
on
get
track.
flat earthers arguing with you.
He's right on track though. He's
Even
right on
though
track
he's
with that.
technically right.
Of
It's
course,
not a,
I
you know,
know,
pick
but
a better battle, bro. You know, that's all I'm
well, then
saying.
hold on. This battle wins thus the war. Because if I'm technically right
No,
on this,
bro. No,
you
you're
can
gonna
then
go
start
round
applying
and
it-
round and just start argue about
No,
motion
you
and
apply it-
spend an hour on nothing, bro.
But that's
No,
their
okay, but
fault,
here,
not
the
his
hour-
fault.
Yeah, the hour was you disagreeing. Now, if we came to the agreement in a minute, we can now use this for gravity. You do it the same way, and you just there it is. It's gone. Just like we got rid of time. This is
You
why I'm
can't
so
give them
harping
an
on
inch
this
because
thing.
they'll take
Once
a
you do
globe.
it- Bingo, bro.
I
Nice.
see what you guys are saying, but
Well
You
said,
can't
Bob.
give them
it's
a-
Well
gonna-
said.
You can't
it's like
wait.
you're
You
taking
can't
the
give them an
uphill
inch per
instead of
mile.
the freeway. You know.
Yeah. They'll take 8.
And
Give 'em an
that's the
inch,
truth, dude.
Give 'em an
And
inch,
right
they'll
the
take
hands,
an inch
right
per
the hand,
mile
and
squared.
us. We've been watching this happen, right? Through Nathan's, through Jose's, through Adele's, you know, through whatever shows we watch, right? You just every single time it's the same fucking argument, right? Always
Well,
the
and they're
same.
giving them too much slack. I mean, they
Dude,
came in here tonight
dude,
and said, "Well, what about
dude,
atoms and,
right, the
and
hand is
oxygen?"
right.
Just
Just
like,
cut them off right at the fucking top, dude.
right.
So we
Show
have,
me atoms. Show me oxygen. Then we can talk about
Tell
what they
me-
do and how they work and how they interact with other things. If you
Show
can't
me
show
it's
them to me,
real.
then no, we're going
show
to
me
discuss
it's real,
something
and I'll
real.
fucking be on board. Exactly. Show me it's real.
No
I'll be on
pretend
board.
land.
Show me it's real. I'll be on board. Go for it.
You want to
Go.
discuss atoms? Then we're going to discuss unicorns. Like, I mean, let's waste all of our time, right?
Exactly. Cut the motherfuckers off. Now, if this isn't the platform, like SE's saying, for newcomer flat earthers, well, then it's not the platform, right? But this platform has already been designated and supported, right? We're here. Show me gravity. If you can't do it, get the fuck out.
That's why the argument's so, and that's why, like, you got to be a stickler. Like, once you start, because next thing you know, you'll be debating them in their little thing.
Yep, that's right. Get the fuck out.
You're not gonna have a conversation, though, guys. You're just not gonna have a
It's not a
conversation. with them.
conversation
Okay,
worth having if you have to start it on a false premise like that.
No, if you don't let them beg the question, you will not have a conversation with them. It's as simple as that. I realized that long ago.
I thought we were
If
here
you
for
want to talk with them, you have to play in their arena.
Who wants to have an endless conversation? That's what they want. They want you to talk about their ball so it can be real.
SE, I thought we were here for the truth, right? We're here for the truth. We're all here to get to one fucking, at least
We are here for the truth, yeah, but we're
singular
discussing
point.
debate
Exactly, right?
strategies.
Where then we can take our mind and go other directions with our mind because now we know the fucking truth, right?
Yeah, but listen, man. Okay. If right the hand, and
if
I
you're
agree
here
with
for a
most
show,
of the thing he says.
SE,
If he starts off with words and explaining, and we end
for
up fighting
show,
each other for an hour, we're getting nowhere.
If you're here for a show, we can always degrade ourselves back in and go back into shows and talk about fucking bullshit, right? But we already know we've fucking got to a point, right? That's awesome. I think it's awesome. SE saying that, well, no flat earthers, nobody can come in here, nobody can talk about it. Well, yeah, thank you. I love it. We got to a point.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess we scared them all away, yeah.
Get to a point, man. You hang out with the right people, you get to a point. Like you and Right the Hand and Bob and Ranty and Brandon and Travis and G-Wiz. Just all Rumpus, all of them, right? You get to a point where you're just like, somebody had to say it, and Right the Hand did.
He's right.
Shit ain't fucking real.
They can come around and tell you, look, I can measure acceleration, get into a car, and they can tell you, look, a NASCAR driver, go talk to a NASCAR driver and tell him that a car doesn't go faster or slower, or that he can't tell the difference in acceleration. You see, it's a point that it's not a necessary war. It's like the Germans attacked Moscow, Stalingrad instead of Moscow. They lost the war.
It's not necessary until it's necessary.
We're not here to argue NASCAR drivers, right?
If you don't demand that they back up their initial position, then they can go basically wherever they want. Pretty sure.
They got 18 outs, 18 of them, right? Just we can go out. If you ask the simple question, what is gravity, right? Boom, they can go 18 different ways. But if you take away the word gravity, Right the Hand saying, just take away the word, they got nothing, dude. They got nothing. And they can't do it. Say, stop using the word gravity because you don't know what that fucking word means anyways.
I love when they use the word gravity. I get a little woody when I hear them use the word gravity.
What are the physical effects of the word that you think you're calling gravity? What are the physical effects of that? Tell me about it, right? And they still have nothing.
Bro, you can ridicule them on their own game all day long. Pick a topic, gravity, Coriolis, whatever you want. You can gas pressure. You can play in their arena and ridicule them all day long.
Yeah, but we're not here for ridicule, right?
Well, that's all that's left because these guys, the top guys, I mean, if you're trying to convince them of anything, forget about it. It ain't
What do
gonna
you mean
happen.
top guys? What do you mean top guys?
Bob, the not so much science guy, George Nutsack, all these guys.
I'm not here to take down any of these folks, right? They're gonna have their position. They will always hold that position. The only reason they hold that position is because you or me may go back and question them about this shit, right? That they have all the answers for, and we can never, ever, ever put a screwdriver into their fucking mix. You can't do it, right? Right the hand now is saying, like, let's get away from that shit. Fuck them.
I'm not disagreeing with right the hands approach, but you know, you hear how you ever hear Bev talk?
And Bev doesn't go on high profile channels, does he? Not
Yeah,
at all.
sure he does.
Well, he has, but
You ever hear him talk flat and this and that, and the way he explains stuff? He plays with their own words. I'm just saying, like, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just putting it out there.
Sure.
No, he'll redefine level. He'll tell them level's not curved around the earth, right? He says, no, that's not what it is. Level is horizontal plane established by 2 points. Now, he can do that because that's the truth. When you talk about level and horizontal and geometry, he has the truth. You cannot argue with him, just like I do. When I say that these things are conceptual ideas to describe reality, that's the truth just as much as a line is the shortest distance between 2 points. So me and him are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Agreed. But when you say acceleration is not a thing, it's not as clear cut as a straight line is not curved. You give them weight. It's like you're exposing your flank. You understand?
Essie, why would
you have your
use
hands
that
down
analogy?
when you do that right
Why
hand?
would
That's
you
what I'm trying to
use
tell you,
that
bro.
analogy as
I'm
a
trying to
straight line that's
strengthen
not
your
curved?
argument, bro.
But I have it's the truth. It doesn't need
Right.
any help.
It doesn't need to be strengthened.
They'll
It
break
just
their
needs
hand.
someone else to understand. If they don't understand, that's on them.
Yeah, you're right.
Because all you got to do is play just like I did. I said, well, time is what? Time is a conceptual idea. And how are you using an empirical measurement where part of that is a conceptual idea? Bam, done. Got it. There we go. And now, we have the truth.
You know what's fucked up?
That is as empirical as the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So once you put a conceptual notion into your measurement system, it's not a measurement system anymore. It's a conceptual idea. So and that's it.
With time,
So
agreed,
that
but
dismantles
with acceleration, not so much. It's not as clear cut.
Space-time, right, Nessie? It dismantles space-time. What?
How many
right
times
there
have you heard
just
me
said.
ridicule them on space-time fabric and this, that?
I know.
Start ridiculing them on acceleration.
yeah, but it's
you're going to be even stronger, bro. I'm telling you, when you'll get to bro. I'm like the people in this room right now, me, Aaron, the real Bob Doll, bro. This is the best. Like when you put us against any bowler, we're not going to go into the argument. They're going to sit there for 10 minutes and it'll be like Brandon when he was like, "What's a star?" They use these words. Okay, what is it? Tell me, show me. Don't just don't start arguing. When I hear people arguing the ISS, I'm like, okay, I see that. Yeah, prove it's falling around the earth.
So what is it?
Well, we see it overhead. Now we see it over our head. Yeah, I'll give you that. Now prove it goes under my feet. Well, okay, there's the argument done.
I agree with that, but not with acceleration, bro. No, that one is not. I'm gonna keep telling you this, bro.
Acceleration is a fictitious force.
It's
We'll
not.
get
It's not that it's fictitious. It's that it's hard to
It's
argue
an inertial force.
You're gonna waste your time trying to argue for hours against something that people will not catch right away.
Acceleration does not happen unnaturally.
I'm in my car. I press the gas. I see me going from 20 to 60. If I'm a baller, I'm gonna tell you that all day. The car is accelerating. You can't tell me it's not accelerating.
Naturally.
It doesn't matter.
Naturally.
I press the gas. The car is accelerating.
But you have all these other factors.
The car is decelerating.
You have all these other factors. You have all these other factors involved to create that force. It's
telling
not a
you guys it's
natural
lost
force.
cause.
Acceleration is
Pick
not a
another
natural
fight.
force. Okay.
I can argue it against you guys easily, very easily, make you look dumb unnecessarily.
You would only make us look dumb to dumb people, not to smart people, because smart people
Yeah, but that's the
understand that you have to
majority of the
include time,
people.
and time isn't real, and so you can't end up with a real thing.
Exactly. You
Acceleration.
destroyed this argument.
Acceleration.
Destroyed it. We have
Acceleration
to know
is
your weak
not
spot.
a natural.
I'm not worried about
force.
looking
It's
dumb
not
to a ball.
natural.
Baller's
It's not
dumb.
natural.
Like,
Acceleration is not natural. It's not real.
But it can be demonstrated.
Only by manpower.
It
right?
doesn't matter. I can demonstrate it to you and make you look silly. Drop it.
no, you
Talk
can't.
about time. Talk
You
about
can
gravity.
demonstrate
Talk
it.
about
It doesn't make
anything
anything
else.
look silly to an intelligent person that's
Demonstrate
being logical.
acceleration unless time was real, and time is not real, so you don't have the empirical thing of time to therefore compare the distance to. How
I
do you
don't need
compare
time. I
distance?
could use a
Well,
speedometer.
without time, you don't have
It's a man-made
acceleration.
tool.
I can
That's
use a
baller
speedometer.
talk, buddy.
Let
That's
me
baller
ask you.
talk.
Is miles
Let
per
me ask-
hour.
Let me
Right.
ask Essie.
That's
Essie,
time.
if you didn't have a car, would you feel acceleration?
Yes. I can run faster. I can run slower.
Well, but
And I
you
feel
were.
when I run faster, I
Okay,
feel the
okay. As a
acceleration.
man, yeah, sure. As a man, you're.
And when I
creating that-
decelerate, I feel the deceleration. Give it up, guys. Come on, man.
Okay.
Nothing to give up.
On a.
You were just arguing with patient, not us.
Are you telling me that you feel time over distance?
No, I feel acceleration.
Well, what is? Hold on.
Acceleration.
See, this is your problem. This is your problem, SC. Acceleration is time over distance.
No, time is not real. That's
Well,
what
then
you're
neither is
God,
acceleration, my friend.
getting. Time is
Welcome
not real.
to acceleration isn't real, buddy.
No.
How do you?
Yeah,
then how do
yeah.
you
I can
You just went through the steps of it.
experience acceleration. You cannot
Acceleration
experience
is
time.
distance in time.
No,
Acceleration
that's in
is
your
distance in time.
That's in your brain.
Acceleration. Acceleration
You're
is
going by their
distance.
description. I'm telling you, time
Well,
doesn't
then what is acceleration? Don't tell
Okay,
me
so
feeling.
you have a
Then you're
different
talking
version
about
of
love.
acceleration than everybody else. That's fine. It's pretend acceleration, a different kind.
Pseudo acceleration.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. If you're doing it as
Hey,
a
go
man,
ahead and
yes,
Google
we can
acceleration, what the
create
definition
anything
is.
we fucking want,
We
right?
can wait.
I can create acceleration by moving my arm around, in a circle, right? SC? I can create acceleration. Okay, I feel the up, down. I feel it. Okay. What we're talking about is the inertial force of acceleration, which is based upon the whole fucking globe model, right? We have to have fucking acceleration and pull back to us and all this fucking shit, right? That's where we're gonna stop the point. Okay. Yes, if you run down the street and you stop and you do a headbutt, yes, there was some massive acceleration there, right? But that's not what we're talking about, right?
So if you're running and you hit a brick wall and you decelerate, you don't feel that? That's not real?
I thought we were talking about acceleration, not deceleration.
Well, they're the
Acceleration
one and the
in
same,
physics
guys.
is
Come
the
on.
rate of change of velocity per unit of time.
No, time does not exist.
Listen, that's what acceleration is. If you
No,
deny
that's what it
that,
is
then
to
you
you.
what
That's
you're
what
saying
you're
is
doing now to
acceleration
me
is
what
acceleration.
you're claiming I was doing to you. You're
No,
using
I'm
their
not saying
word.
it's real. You are.
No.
I
No,
would.
I'm
I would.
saying
Okay,
I
so
would
that
you
just say.
agree acceleration isn't
feel
real.
acceleration, but you
I would
cannot
say-
describe and feel time. Those are
I
two
would
different
say. I would
things.
say. SC,
Time is
that
part of acceleration. I just
No,
read you
that's
the
your
definition in
description
physics.
I would say. I would
just
say
read
that
you the
SC just hit
definition.
SC just hit a
Now,
brick
if you
wall.
want to say
I
you're
mean, why-
talking
why
about
not?
a different
SC
acceleration
just
than
hit
everybody
a
else,
brick
then
wall.
fine, I can
I
accept
mean,
that.
what's wrong with that? SC just hit a goddamn brick wall. Fuck him. He's the one that ran into it. Good for him, right?
Fuck you, Aaron.
Do we have to put a label on it? Do we
Listen,
have
man,
to put
you're
an
saying
acceleration
step
on it? Do
A,
we have to
step
put a
B,
time
step
on it?
C,
Do we
step
have to put all
17.
this fucking
Like you're
labels
going
on
somewhere
it?
completely
No, we
off
don't.
the path.
No, we don't. We don't have to do that. Exactly.
Just so you know.
you went headfirst into a brick wall. That's the reality.
Listen, dude, you want to think of time as real, that's your fucking prerogative. Okay?
Nope. Nobody's doing that but you.
Time is not fucking real.
So then how do you use it to
you're
measure?
acting like it is.
End of story. Now, if you guys don't understand what acceleration is, I'm in my car, I press the fucking gas from 20, I go to 60. You don't
Acceleration,
understand
let me read it
The
again.
three of you are
The
a bunch
rate of
fucking idiots.
change of velocity per unit of time. The rate of change of velocity per unit of time. The rate of change of velocity per unit of time.
Let me ask you
the
this.
change of speed. So let's figure out how to talk about the change in speed and movement.
Let me
Let's talk about what it's defined as, because that's what we're rejecting.
Let
How
me
about
ask
that?
SE real quick. Is acceleration a natural thing or something that maybe man creates? So, when you press the throttle pedal on your car, are you creating a certain sort of acceleration? Are you?
Whenever a cheetah runs and turns around, that's acceleration. If you're talking about stuff with the nature, yeah.
What would you call it?
Moving.
Moving, yeah. Moving faster and moving slower. You don't fucking get that?
So you don't get that in order to determine faster and slower, you would use time, which is conceptual?
No. Time is not real, dude. Put it through your
So then how do you, I
That's
know.
right.
so
It's not
time
real,
is not
and
real.
you're still using it.
So how do you
Gotta
use
use
it to determine, how do you use time, which isn't real, to determine acceleration, which is distance over time, which isn't real?
Time. I'm
Well,
in
then
my
you can't
car,
have
I press the
acceleration.
gas, I feel
Then you're not
acceleration.
talking about acceleration.
Well, then
End
it's
of
not
story.
acceleration.
Should I read the
You're
definition
not
again?
talking about acceleration. You gotta use a different word.
Of
No,
change
need a different word,
of
bro.
velocity
Yeah, you need a
per
different-
unit of time.
SE's good argument is if I press the gas on my car, right? So he does an action. There's all sorts of other fucking happenings that happen there where the car runs into a brick wall and he goes, oh, I accelerated into that wall. But SE, you have to understand, right? Acceleration, is it a natural thing or something man-made?
What does that have to do with anything, Aaron?
Is
We were discussing
acceleration.
Did we say real or man-made?
Is acceleration, if you want to use that word, man-made or natural? Which one?
It's natural, as Lemon very eloquently just described to you moments ago.
Okay, so give me an example of natural acceleration. Natural.
For God's sakes, I
Something.
just said a
Lemon, go
cheetah
ahead.
changing directions. Why are you asking him? You just asked me and got similar information. Why are you asking him? A cheetah
Don't worry about it,
changing
Lemon Bird.
directions.
You'll be fine. It's okay, Lemon Bird. You'll be fine.
Where's this going?
We're getting to a point here.
Don't paint your knives,
I think we already got to the point. SE has walked through the steps and then rejected the conclusion. I mean, there's nowhere else to go.
No,
Yeah,
you
you
guys are
time.
conflating time with acceleration.
No,
Because
you're not
that's
understanding
what
the
it is.
definition of acceleration. You need
No,
to go
you're
read
using-
what acceleration means. If
guys
you
are
want
not
to talk
getting
about
it.
acceleration, or just accept and tell us right here, you're not talking about acceleration that everyone else is. You're talking about a
What-
different acceleration.
Let me ask you
No,
this,
you're
Bob
talking
and
about
SE.
this.
Bob and SE. I'm gonna fucking cut in right now. What does acceleration
I'm talking about what
mean
people
to
define
you?
as
What does that
acceleration.
mean? That word, when we use that word, what does it mean to you? Is there a physical force behind it that you can describe to me with other fucking words? Can you tell me what that fucking word means? Tell
Yes,
me what it
acceleration
fucking
is the
means.
change of speed.
And speed
Tell me more, but that's bullshit. Tell me more.
What you tell me? No, I answered you. You
Speed
tell
is
me
mile-
what is it, genius? Aaron, what is
It's
acceleration?
distance over time, which is not real. So your entire thing is not real. It's a conceptual idea.
So we're gonna go around in
use
circles,
non-real
right?
concepts
That
to
what we're gonna
describe
do?
something real.
No, it's
Because if we
not a
can't use
circle.
non-real
We've hit a
concepts to
wall.
describe something
You've run
real,
straight into the wall,
no
like you
link.
said.
So are you
There's
guys
no-
saying we
there's no
can't
circle
use
here.
non-real concepts to describe what's real? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly
Sure
what
you
they're
can.
saying.
Absolutely you can if you want to. Go for it. You can use gravity to describe things falling down if you want to. I'm not going to.
What do
I
you
think
mean?
gravity is
G?
bull
You mean
crap, and I think
G,
their
not gravity.
explanation is lacking.
Why are you
You mean-
changing
Does
the
it refer to
subject?
something real?
You mean G
It
in the
refers to something
mathematic
that
equation,
really,
man.
yes,
Yeah.
is real. You pick up an object and
Okay.
it falls.
Oh no,
That's
no,
real.
that's not what gravity.
Okay,
is.
can
Gravity
we go
is
to
an
the center of
equation.
the earth to verify that
Gravity's
things
an
are pulled to the
equation.
center of the earth? or is
I
gravity
don't need
working in
to.
a different way, just like going down without
I
no
don't need to
center?
verify that. That's not my claim. I didn't claim it. If you want to claim that, you need to verify it. Not me.
Stop using their
That's the only part
words.
that's germane to the shape of the Earth,
Stop
whether or not.
using their words. Stop
If
using
that
them.
part
We
is
can
not
fight about
proved,
them
then
all
we're
fucking
dealing
day
with the
long.
theory.
We can fight about them all day fucking day
It's not
long.
even good enough to be a theory. It's
This
surmising
is
at
what we
best,
do.
pretty sure.
This is what we
I don't know
do,
that it
man.
qualifies as
We
a
fucking
theory.
fight about them all fucking day long, dude. Just stop it. Stop fucking fighting about their words. That's it. Just
When you
look
say
out to reality. Look
Let
out
me
to
let me ask
reality.
Concepts refer to reality is all.
Think about this.
Painter said
Think if you
something.
say
Hey,
if
you
if
think
you
that
say
acceleration involves time in its
I have no
calculation?
fucking idea if A equals T or A, equals G.
Patient,
Why
I
would
want to
care
hear
about
the
that?
answer. I want to know
Why
if my
would I
thesis
care?
thinks that time is included in the
Why would
calculation
I
of
care?
acceleration.
Why would I care? Why would I care, Bob?
Because I want to see if this person is just as ignorant of the definition as SE
Okay,
is.
so you want to bring it up just so you can have
Excuse
an
me,
argument.
genius.
That's
Which
it,
term
right?
am I ignorant on?
Acceleration, you think it doesn't involve time, and it's included in the definition of acceleration. Time is
Time, you
literally part of the
moron,
definition of
is a
acceleration.
concept. Time does not exist. So
I know
how
it's a
can it
concept.
be involved
So
in
is
acceleration, you
acceleration.
idiot?
They're
well
both
then what
a
is
concept.
acceleration?
I told you
Acceleration
what
is
acceleration
literally
is. It's very
No, you
fucking
didn't.
simple
You
to
described an
understand.
event. You didn't say what acceleration was.
Yes, I did. You're just
No, you
not
didn't.
fucking listening.
You did
I'm in
not.
my car.
You did
I'm
not
going
define.
20
Okay,
miles an
now you're
hour,
describing an
steady.
event.
Why are you
Still waiting
interrupting
for the
me?
definition.
Why are you interrupting me?
I'm waiting for a definition. You're just
I'm
describing
giving
the
it to
event
you.
again. I don't need to hear your event again. Don't
Yeah,
tell
don't
me
give
your
an
story
example.
again. Give me a
Why are
definition.
you interrupting me? Are you scared?
Give me a definition. I don't want to hear your story.
Define
Change
the
of
word,
motion,
don't give an
asshole.
example.
Define the word. Don't give me your
Change
story.
of motion.
Change of motion?
What
Yeah,
does that
I'm
mean?
going 20 miles an
What does
hour. I
that
press
mean?
the gas and now I'm going 30. That's acceleration.
No, now
idiot.
you're telling the
No,
story
back to
again.
example. Now you went back to an example. What is change
That's
in
not-
motion? You mean something is stopped and then it moved?
No, my car
And
is
a
going
Okay,
reference.
so don't go to the
I
example.
press the
Stop
gas
giving us
and
You also,
Essie,
you also
stop
need
giving
a
us an
reference
example.
point. Where's
Can
the
Stop
stop,
giving us an
start,
example
change
and
direction.
define the word.
You are children.
What
You
is
do not
change?
understand.
Don't give me an
You are
example. Don't
We're
give. Oh, we
children.
don't
Okay,
understand.
child.
He's a baller. He's a
You've
baller.
made
We
up
don't
your
understand.
own version of
Yeah,
acceleration
if
and
you
then
can
started
understand
arguing
the
about it.
difference between going 20 miles an hour and going 60 miles
You're
an hour,
not
you're an
just in
idiot.
pretend land. You're in like a sub-level of pretend land where you have
What's
your
an
own
hour?
pretend land.
Let me
It's different than
ask
theirs.
this.
What's an hour, Essie? What's a mile per
Essie.
hour? What does that mean? Miles per
Let me
hour.
ask Essie. Let me ask Essie. What causes things to go into motion? Just one thing. Just give me say what causes things to go into
Oh,
motion.
we don't need to get into that. We can just finish
Yes,
this
we
line of
do
thought.
because
We
that's
said
the
it's a change of
beginning
speed,
point
right?
of motion. What causes things to go into motion, Essie? What causes that?
Transfer of motion.
No, trains
There are
don't.
different kinds of
Okay.
motion. In a car, what causes it is you press
No,
the gas,
no.
makes the decision
What
to
causes?
down to
Go
the
back. Go
shaft,
back.
It's
Go back.
magic.
right?
What
I'm
caused
not
anything to go into motion? What caused
What's motion?
anything to go into motion? Was it man? Was it your hand? Was it your mind? Was it your leg? Right? Aren't you the first thing to ever fucking cause everything to go into motion? Right? You think trains existed before you? You think buildings existed before you? Cranes and all that shit? Fucking trucks? No.
Do we need a train for that? You need a train to understand
what was the
acceleration.
first?
If
What
you're
was the
running
first
at a
cause?
certain speed and you just go a little faster, you're not accelerating?
What was the first cause of motion?
Forget
ever,
it, man.
Ever.
It's like talking to ballers, man.
It's a
You
very
guys are
simple
hopeless.
answer. It's a very
Forget it.
simple answer, Essie. All you have to do is say man.
I'm gonna start yelling and swearing at you guys.
Man was the very first fucking cause of motion.
Oh, but
My hand.
we're like talking to ballers. You're gonna start yelling and swearing at us, but we're the baller likes. Okay.
Bro,
But bro, if you don't understand acceleration,
Dude,
how
you made up your own
acceleration-
version of acceleration. I understand it just fine. You made up your own version. I don't understand your version because it's nonsense.
Tell me your version, Bob.
My version is what the definition says: the rate of change of velocity per unit of time. Physics.
It's not real.
So
Yeah, I
then
know it's
either
not.
is
Neither is acceleration.
then
Time isn't real.
vis-a-vis.
Acceleration is real. So you agree,
Time is
Exactly,
right?
not
that's
real,
the
so
point.
therefore you cannot measure acceleration with it.
Exactly.
What is the cause of
No
motion?
kidding.
But
is
I
the
don't
So
need
how do you
time.
know?
I
So
don't need
what are
time
you
to realize
measuring?
acceleration. That's what
So
you guys are
how do you know?
forgetting.
How do you
I
know
can
you
feel
measure
it. I'm in my car,
acceleration?
I'm going 20 miles an hour. I press the gas and I'm
20
going.
miles an hour.
Feel
20
acceleration.
miles an hour is a
20 what?
time measurement.
20
That's
what?
me accelerating.
20 what?
20 miles per what?
Okay,
20
guys.
miles
What was
per
that?
what?
Okay, guys.
20
Yeah,
miles
you went
per
20
hour?
miles per
It's
hour
just a
per time
descriptive
unit.
of
Just like I said,
what
20
we
miles
use
per
on the
hour.
speedometer. Call it
What
whatever
is
the
what is what is
Hour.
the initial cause of motion?
Hour.
The
call
initial
it
cause of
whatever you
motion.
want. I
What
can
20
creates
miles
that?
per
change of motion. Now, if
The
you
hour.
guys don't
initial,
like
the
that,
initial
Time.
one, right?
fucking
The
bad.
initial one, okay?
If we
Too
keep
fucking
repeating it,
bad,
maybe
man.
he'll understand it.
Accepting nature.
20 miles
Accepting
per
nature.
hour.
What is
20
the initial
miles
cause of
per
motion?
hour.
Right?
So 20 miles over a
Accepting
set
nature
amount
where
of
apples
time.
fall. You know, where apples
Okay,
fall.
if the
Accepting
miles per
nature.
hour
What is the initial
tickles your
cause of
briefs,
motion?
I'll change
The
the statement.
cause. Let's go back.
I can
Essie,
feel
you love
If
cause.
you're
acceleration in
using
my
You love
body
speed,
cause.
then you're
without.
using time. Time is not real.
All right.
Essie, you're going to the effect, is what you're doing, okay?
Speed
Go
is
back to
You
the
guys are
determined with
cause.
fucking wrong, and
time.
that's all there is to it. Man up.
Yeah. Yes, you
You're
are.
wrong.
Okay.
You need to
Go
man
back
up
to
to
the
admit you were
cause,
wrong.
Essie. What is the
It's right in
initial
front of you.
cause of motion? The initial cause. Who does that? What does that? Is it nature or is it your hand?
I don't know how long Brandon Toy was recording, but I hope it was a really long time.
It's a good show. Absolutely. 100%.
Yep.
So, Essie, the initial cause of anything to move on this
Aaron.
earth, if you were the only
Drop
one
it.
on
I'm not
earth,
gonna go through this again. You guys have your opinion. I have mine. Let's just agree to
Oh, it's
disagree.
not an opinion.
That's it, man.
Ours is
Let's-
absolute infallible logic.
You're absolutely wrong.
Nope.
If you were
Not
the
even a
only
little
one
bit.
on earth, Essie, if you were the only
If we were
one,
wrong,
Adam,
you'd be able to
right
show
there,
it, but you can't.
what would be the cause of any acceleration? What would be the cause? You, right?
We aren't discussing a matter of opinion.
Come right back down to who you are, Essie. You are the fucking cause of everything that your life is, my life is. I'm the cause. You're the cause, Bob. At the hand's the cause. And we do this. It's okay.
I don't know what you're going on about.
There has to be this motion that has just been transferred perpetually, right? Because you can't have something not moving, right? And then something moves. There has to be the moving object that has the motion will transfer the motion to the other object. So all the motion must be this big chain of events. It can't be this like start-stop acceleration thing.
So what do you think we're at the hand of man created, right? And nature was already created,
I'm not going to claim to know exactly how it does work. I can just identify how it doesn't work.
Okay, cool.
I don't know everything.
So at the end, what do you think though? If man was created, right, and nature was already created, so we have nature, we have the garden, we have everything we need, and motion was through our will, and our mind, granted by God, and our free movement, right? That's motion. The very first fucking motion ever was in the Garden of Eden, right?
It all started with God.
Well, actually, it was before the Garden of Eden because it says he was over the face of the waters. That sounds like movement to me, anyway.
We're not talking about higher movement. We're just talking about
okay.
Our movement.
Okay. With that clarification, then I would say, if we're talking about only humans and not animals, then yeah, Garden of Eden, that's where it would have been.
Wasn't the snake there before the man?
That would
mentioned before the man.
That would be the only place that acceleration could occur, right? if man pushed at Eve, right? Pushed Eve. Acceleration.
I don't know. Okay, now you're going off the reservation there.
Now you're getting
I know,
it, Aaron.
I know.
Keep it up.
But you know what I mean, right?
Man,
I mean, that would be the
suddenly you're
first
talking about domestic
acceleration.
abuse at the beginning of time. I don't think so.
The
I
whole
don't
story
know
might
that
be
Adam
domestic
tossed
abuse,
Eve
but
around
we
the
don't
garden.
know.
All right, I'm pretty sure that isn't what was going on.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, though, our arms, our energy, our mind, everything that we do, that we were created with, right, creates the idea of acceleration. Okay, I can build a car, right? I have the will, I have the mind, I have the brain, I have the education, I have the resources that God gave us, right? I can build a fucking car, and then I can turn it and call that acceleration.
There you go. You got acceleration.
But it's fake. That's an inertial force. It's not a real force. SE.
Yeah, but we can still describe it in, unlike time, right?
Yeah, but
this is the whole point, man. I'm trying to make to you guys.
What? That it's not a force, but you can perceive it as one, or you can act as if it is one.
No.
Like the claim about gravity.
No, it is a force. Acceleration is a force. It could be demonstrated.
Acceleration is a force.
Yes. You have to apply a force to accelerate something, right?
What's a force?
Oh, fuck off, man.
It's a force. Strength or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement. Now that's interesting.
Go and join Pete Shea. He has a channel. Go and join Pete Shea. You're gonna find good conversation there.
Oh, I don't need to talk about our starches. I'm doing just fine talking about real things and telling you how your stuff isn't real.
Sure, a car you don't need to apply force to make a car accelerate. It's gonna fucking accelerate on its own.
Hey, man, just as soon as you point to force and show it to me, we can talk about force, man. Just point it out to me.
Okay, dude. Okay.
Yeah,
easy.
okay.
Everybody easy.
Kind of like point to the ball
you guys
with water
are
on
in
its
freaking La La
fins.
Land, man.
And point to gravity. And
let's
point to the other planets
define
that are
what.
rotating
Then
around
let's
the sun.
define it. Then we should define. Why don't we do that?
Don't need to. You know what I'm
Don't
saying.
need to define it exactly. SE, we don't have to define it, but everybody easy. Just everybody go easy, Bob and SE. Everything's okay.
Unless, of course, you're going to try to claim that those things are not concepts, and you're going to try and claim that they're actually existing in reality. Then you'll need to define them, because, I mean, sweet niblets, it's getting even worse. You're going further down the rabbit hole.
Listen, dude, I heard you talk. You talk absolute nonsense. All you do is you try to define terms and catch phrases.
No.
Me, I talk
try to hold
freaking
people
reality.
talking
Now,
about things that are
if
reality,
you do
not
not understand
non-reality.
what acceleration means,
I
you
understand
are a fucking
acceleration
moron.
just fine. You
Bob,
don't.
It's
Bob,
You don't know
simple as
what
that,
let's
dude.
go.
clearly
You
because
are a
you reject the
fucking
fact that it is all
idiot.
the time.
Bob,
Hey, you can call me
let's
names
go.
all you
Let's
want. It
go.
won't make it any
Bob,
more
Bob,
right. You still
Bob,
don't seem to
let's go with
understand that
SE.
speed
Let's
all
go
time.
with SE for a minute. I haven't heard his actual what he just said to you right there.
I've
actually
heard it.
Okay,
Plenty
so
of times.
maybe we can. I want to hear it again because it's good. It's SE. He's not some fucking.
How about I read the definition of acceleration
strangler
again?
out here, right?
The rate of change of
He's actually a
velocity
good
per unit
guy.
time.
He's
Per unit
good
of
guy.
time.
So,
Per
but
unit of time.
I would like
Per
to hear.
Time
unit
does
of
not
time.
fucking exist, you
Yeah,
moron.
that's
You
right.
are
It doesn't
reading
exist.
what you're
It
telling me
doesn't
not to
exist.
do. This is
It
what
does
you're
not
doing.
exist. Time doesn't exist.
So,
Time is
Bob,
part of acceleration, so acceleration doesn't exist. There it is. Time and acceleration are both
what does
not
Okay, guys,
real.
have a good
SE
night,
say?
because I don't want to keep calling you guys names. Let's
Oh, I
leave it
will.
at this. Have a good night, and we'll talk about it another time.
Cheers. It's been rough, SE. I know.
He's gone. And he was absolutely 100% wrong.
I wouldn't say wrong, and I wouldn't laugh
looked-
about it either. Why would you laugh? Don't laugh.
Because it's so absurd. He's not even talking about acceleration like other people are talking. So he's like arguing it and not even actually talking about real acceleration, or not accepting that it involves time.
Sure, I'm the one
Which
that
would be
brought
real
up
acceleration, not
acceleration.
real.
Right, the hand was the one that brought up time, and you're sitting here over there laughing about how you brought everything up.
No.
Come on, Bob.
He didn't bring up time. No, see, they were trying to get him on
What do you mean
not
they? Who's
believing
they?
in acceleration because they were saying it was real and he was saying it isn't real. And then it got into time, and basically they also were arguing that time is real when it obviously isn't real. Now, SE would accept that time isn't real, but he won't accept acceleration isn't real, even though acceleration includes in its definition time.
Okay, and why do you have to laugh at him for that?
Oh, I don't have to. You don't have to laugh necessarily. I mean, there might be certain
but you did, and that's a little bit. That's not good, right? Don't laugh.
Well, I'm not going to.
Oh, SE,
I'm not going to tell you that I'm
went
not going to
silent.
laugh. I'm not going to make that guarantee. If you don't want me to laugh, that's on you.
Those
That's
are
not my
devil
problem.
moves. Don't do devil moves. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah,
And,
I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to laugh. If I laugh, I laugh. That's the way it is.
Okay.
I consider that to be kind of like farting and burping. It's just a thing that happens.
Okay. So you're happy about a win? What do you think is a win?
I don't think that laughing automatically means happy. I think that laughing is something that can come about from, I think it's called a difference of humors. Basically, where something unexpected takes place, it like suddenly shifts from what was. Like,
to create gratification.
Like it creates humor or something like that. So it doesn't have to do with necessarily being happy. It can do with being happy, but it doesn't have to.
So why did you laugh?
Like I said, because it was so absurd. The absurdity of it.
Well, this isn't a comedy show. It's not like there was different jokes going on, right?
That doesn't really have anything to do with what I said. I said the absurdity of it. I didn't say the comedy of it.
Well, what do you mean absurdity? Like just because SE had a different argument and then SE kind of bowed out and you laughed?
No. The absurdity of it. The quality or state of being ridiculous or wildly unreasonable. That. Which is exactly what it was.
Why would you think SE was wildly ridiculous?
For all of the reasons that we pointed out over the course of our conversation. I'm not going to go over all of it again. If you weren't here, you weren't here. That's fine.
Maybe you need to recheck, the people that you're talking to on this channel, whatever, this free channel, okay?
No, I'm not worried about who they are.
Yeah. You should, because Bob, you could be shunned just as easy. Okay?
I'm fine. That's okay.
You could be laughed off this fucking panel.
I'm not worried about it.
Just as
I'm not worried about it.
You laughed SE off this fucking panel.
I'm not worried about it.
So just be very careful who you laugh at when you're laughing.
I'm not going to do that.
When somebody leaves. Okay, well then create your own panel if you want, and come on here next time you want. Okay, Bob.
Now.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. You're the best motherfucker ever. You just bob your head right in here, right? Okay? You bob your head in there, okay? I got a hook. I'll fucking take you out. Don't worry about it.
You got a what?
A fucking fishing hook, Bob.
A fishing hook?
I'll take you right out.
What is that even supposed to mean?
It means I'll fucking cut you off this panel if you make fun of other people on this panel.
Aaron, I'm not scared of you, dude. It's not even your panel. It's Randy's.
That's right. I know. And guess who's listening, right? Guess who's listening? And you don't even support him. You don't even support him, do you? Fucking loser. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Not worried.
Oh, you're not worried? Oh, yeah. You just want a free platform that I support.
You can actually
everybody supports except you, wrap up.
If you want, you can even message him and
tell
him,
panel.
request him
you don't support this panel, do you?
to remove me, and I still won't be worried.
Hey, Bob, do you support this panel? Do you? And in any way, do you give a PayPal,
Nope.
Super chats, anything to
Nope.
Ranty, Brandon, nothing?
Nope, I don't do any of that. No.
Okay, cool. Well then, you're gonna get what you deserve. That's it.
Hey, like I said, I'm not worried. You can go to Ranty directly and specifically request to him that he remove me, and I still won't be worried. Go for it. I challenge you to do that.
No, I never would. Like you just did to SE. I would never do that. Okay. I like you as a panel.
You
member.
can if you want to. Like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. If
But
you
I
want to
like
try
you.
and get me removed, go for it. I'm
Why
not worried.
you
at all.
why you get so hostile?
I'm not being hostile. I'm telling you I'm not worried. You're telling me things that I should be worried about. I'm not worried at all, even a little bit.
So, do you like where you hang out? Do you like
Do you
the
mean
park
online?
you come
Do you
into?
mean
You
here?
like you like the place, the park, the field you come into and you
Oh, I
hang out.
enjoy this.
Do
This
you
is
like
nice.
that?
Whenever
Yeah,
I
you like it a little
here
bit,
for the
don't
show.
you? Yeah. You like
Yeah,
that,
but I'm
don't
not
you?
worried about it.
Okay, cool. So why laugh when other folks leave
I told you it
who
was
are on
absurd.
your side?
The
Why
absurdity.
laugh?
I explained that to you already.
Absurdity, but I didn't get the absurdity. It's not.
Oh, I
There
read.
was
Do you want me to read the
must
definition
not have
again?
been not have been a good joke. Obviously.
No, it wasn't a joke.
Yeah. So what was the reason you were laughing? Because SE said
absurdity.
what? SE said what?
It wasn't just one specific thing. It was his entire set of arguments.
What's
They were
wrong with
absurd.
him? What's wrong with him giving him his opinion just like you're giving your opinion? What's wrong?
What we were
with that?
discussing wasn't a matter of opinion.
What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I just said. It wasn't a matter of opinion.
So when you're talking acceleration, gravity, man, motion, that's not opinion? You think you have all
Gravity
the
and
answers,
acceleration
Bob?
are not a matter of opinion.
You
No,
think
they
you
do not
have all
exist.
the answers, Bob? You have all
Or
the
they're not
answers?
real.
Oh, so you have all the answers, Bob?
Nope.
So
That doesn't change
SC's
the fact that it's not an opinion.
open to chime in and give an opinion, right?
Sure, he can go ahead and chime in. That's fine. It won't make
So
him right though.
why'd you
If
laugh him off?
if he says that gravity exists, he's wrong.
Why'd you laugh him off?
I didn't laugh him off. I actually laughed after he was gone. Pretty sure. So
And what was the reason?
I already told you. The absurdity.
And a difference
keep
of
asking the same
opinion.
questions.
That's
I'm not
it,
sure
right?
why.
A difference of opinion, right? Right, Bob?
Nope. Wasn't a matter of opinion.
Okay, so you and SE had the same opinion, right? You're arguing
Nope.
the same thing.
Wasn't a matter of opinion.
Oh, what is it?
Not a matter of opinion.
It's a matter of Bob's truth. So Bob thinks
Nope.
he's the only arbiter of truth right now.
Nope.
Are you, Bob?
Nope.
Well, you seem to be.
Nope.
Well, gravity is not a thing. How about that? I'll tell you.
Nope. It's not.
Okay, well, gravity is a thing. How about that?
Nope. It's not.
Okay, laugh me off. Laugh me off. Let's go. If you're going to take out one of my friends, you're going to take me out too.
Take out one of your friends. I didn't
That's
take
right,
out
Bob.
anybody.
Yeah, you don't understand your come from, right? The way your stance you take, right? You don't get it, right? You're good. You're good, and you're hardcore. But when you turn your fucking mental state towards us, right? we don't always agree with you, but we have to because your voice is good, right? You sound good. You speak well.
Nope, you don't have to
Everything's
agree with me.
fine.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, then you don't have to laugh at anybody either, right?
I didn't say that I laughed at somebody. That's your words.
Did laugh at SE.
That's your words.
When he said, "I'm gonna
He
have to
wasn't
leave,"
here when I laughed,
and
so
you
how would I have
laughed,
laughed at him?
and you laughed, dude. Don't fucking lie, dude. Bob, be a Christian.
I don't
dude.
lie.
Come on, don't lie. Exactly.
He wasn't here when I laughed. So how would I have laughed at him?
I heard you laugh at SE.
Yeah, he
Heard
wasn't
you.
here though, was he?
heard
I
you.
did laugh, but
That's
it wasn't
okay.
at him.
Dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I won't do it. You did it, not me.
Nope, I didn't.
Okay, so now you're saying you didn't laugh at SE on the way out.
Yeah, that's accurate. I did not laugh at SE.
Mm,
I
okay.
absolutely did not.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. There we go. So we have Bob here, who apparently is got something to say. Apparently, right, Bob.
Are you asking me a question? Or?
Do you have something to say? That's a fucking question, Bob.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Do you have something to say?
About what?
Any topic, just pick it. And I'll laugh at you every time you fucking speak. Just so
Yeah, you'll laugh at me every time I bring it up.
Absolutely. I'm ready and I'm waiting. I'm just gonna fucking laugh at your ass.
Go for it. I don't mind.
Okay. So bring up a topic. Come on. Let's do it.
Any topic at all?
Fucking idiot. Come on. All right, next one. Go.
I didn't pick one yet.
You fucking idiot. Let's go. One more. Just do one more. Let's do it.
Llamas.
Mamas. How about your mama? How about that? That's funny.
I said llamas.
Oh,
Like-
I thought you said mamas.
Kind of like
Yeah, 'cause-
alpacas, but not alpacas.
Yeah, I thought you said mamas because I told
Oh,
your
no.
mama to get.
Llamas.
I told your
Llama.
mama to get off my property last night. I told her that. So llamas, right? You love spitting in people's faces like llamas do? You love spitting?
Isn't that camels?
No, that's llamas. Nope.
Are you sure?
Fucking A. Google it real quick, you fucking dumb motherfucker.
If I remember, I'll Google it after this game.
Yeah, llamas spit. Alpacas spit. Camels don't spit, dude.
Okay, now wait. You don't think camels even spit? Not necessarily even at people, but just at all?
Not like the stereotypical llama.
Pee?
How about
Well,
that?
go downstairs and go pee then. Your mom's in the bathroom, I think. Oh, never mind. She's out. Well, still, you use the bathroom downstairs, bud.
Stop yelling at your kids, bro. What are you doing?
Well, that wasn't even yelling.
You weren't quite yelling yet?
Oh, that wasn't even close. No.
Yeah.
If I yell, you'll know about it.
But you do yell at your kids, yeah.
Oh, sometimes, sure.
I mean, obviously, you just said you weren't yelling yet.
Kobe.
Ask a question. Why, Bob, do you think that your end definition of everything we talked about tonight, with Right to Hand, with SE, with me, with the ballers, everything, that your end is the end all be all? Why is that? Why do you
I
think
don't know
that?
what you mean.
Hmm?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, you ran away with a happy argument. You were just like, haha, I win, right?
Yeah, that I told you that doesn't have to do with being happy necessarily. That was because of the absurdity.
So what do you think
I
about
already
the
explained
argument then? Okay, so excuse the laughter. What do you think about the argument? Did you win?
Win?
Sure.
I probably not because he didn't change his mind. So I don't know that I would call that a win.
What were you looking for when you argue? What are you looking for?
In that particular case, I was hoping he would see that he was wrong and change his mind.
Why would you care what another man thinks? First of all, why not just?
Oh, well, it depends on what you mean. I don't necessarily care as in it's super important. but I would prefer someone be right than
It
wrong.
seemed super important because you're over talking everybody. You're cutting in everywhere. You're getting on fucking SE's
So far
case.
that I would rather people be right rather
so
than
much
wrong.
so much so that when SE actually fucking backed off and said, "You know what, guys, I gotta go out. Right? I'm out." You turned around and laughed.
Well, I didn't turn around.
So you laughed straight into the camera.
There was no camera involved.
You laughed straight into the microphone. Good for you. Right?
Microphone's off to the side of my face, not straight in front of it.
Good for you. You laughed right into it. Right into it. Of course. Okay. So what was the pleasure or content that you got from SE backing off? Right.
I've already explained to you about humor and laughing. If you just
This is
keep
not
asking
funny
the same
though.
question, I'm not going to
It's not funny
answer.
though. It's not funny.
That's fine if you don't think it's funny.
Yeah. So why do you think it's funny?
I didn't say that I think it's funny.
Well, you just said it is funny. It's not funny. It is funny. It's not funny. So
No, I didn't
which
say
one?
that.
Which one is it, bro?
I didn't say it was funny. Humorous.
Okay, so
not necessarily
why
funny.
If it's not funny, why'd you laugh?
I already explained it to you.
Explain one more time, just so I can get this on recording. Come on.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, I see. Now you know I'm recording, so you don't want to fucking say why you laughed when you fucking.
Wait, why would I care if it's Isn't Brandon recording? You could just ask him for it.
I don't ask Brandon for everything. Do you?
No, but you could just, if you want a recording, just ask him.
I'm not worried about what Brandon does. I'm worried about what I do. I'm not worried about what Brandon does.
But if you want a recording, you could just get a recording.
I'm already recording. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so there's no problem then. You'll have a recording.
Okay, so tell me again why you shunned SE off and you turned around and laughed.
I didn't do that. I don't need to tell you why because it didn't happen.
Okay, so you did not laugh when SE said, "I'm out of here, guys." Right?
I did not laugh when he said that. I laughed after he was gone.
Okay, and why'd you laugh after he was gone?
I already explained that to you.
Say it one more time, please.
No.
Why not?
I have explained it like.
You embarrassed? Are you embarrassed? Yeah. Are you embarrassed to say why?
Nope, not even a little bit.
You sound embarrassed.
Well, that's fine. If you think I am, that's okay.
Sure. You sound embarrassed a little bit.
Okay.
So you said you laughed, but you won't tell us why you laughed, right?
Us? Is there someone else here?
You said you laughed, but you won't tell everybody why you laughed, right?
I agree that I laughed. Yep. I agree that I laughed.
So why did you laugh?
I already explained that.
Can you do it one more time, please, Bob?
Nope, I've explained it multiple times.
Oh,
I told you
shit.
if you're going to keep asking the same question,
You're
I'm
an
not
embarrassed motherfucker. Look at you.
I'm not worried about it.
You're a sorry motherfucker. Look at you. You can't even step up to the plate, dude. Look at you, Mr. fucking Christian. I'm fucking so honorable and moral and all this shit, right? And you can't even on a show that you don't even know if I'm recording or not. Can't even.
Nope, I don't know.
Can't even fucking take the Christ stand and say, "Look, I did this because of this." That's it.
That's
you can't
your
even
words,
do
not
that,
mine.
dude. You can't even do that, dude. You think you're
Your
a
words,
fucking
not mine.
you think you're a fucking awesome Christian? Look at you. Look at
your
you
words,
right
not
now.
mine.
Dude, you're almost despicable towards the religion, right? Look
Hey,
at
your
you.
words, not mine.
Yeah. Look at yours, not mine.
Nope.
Okay, so tell me why after SE left, you laughed. Tell me why you laughed. Tell me.
Nope.
Okay, you can't do it, right? Can't do
Your
it.
words, not mine.
But you did laugh after SE left, right? Remember that?
I did laugh after he left, yep.
Okay. Can you tell me why?
I can, but I'm not going to.
Gee whiz, man. Lord Jesus Christ would be all over your fucking ass right now. If you were on your deathbed, I mean, you couldn't even. Why won't you say it? What's wrong with it?
I told you why.
Tell me again. I forgot. Sorry.
Okay, I'll now explain this one last time. If you're going to keep asking the same question over and over again, then I'm not going to answer it.
Tell me. I forgot why you laughed, so I forgot. So I'm not going to ask
Too
the
bad.
question again.
That's not my problem. That's
forgot.
your problem.
Okay.
Try to remember things better if you want to remember things.
So you admitted you laughed, right? You think you're the most moral, Christian, upstanding, patriot, like people in the world, right? You got a good family, good money,
Patriot.
right? You got good money, you got everything looking out for you, right? You believe
Define
you're the
good
only one?
money.
Come on, dude. You think you're the only one?
What do you mean by good money?
You have,
I'm curious.
First of all, I'll bet you have no savings. First of all, you have no savings.
Have what?
Guaranteed. Savings. You have no savings guaranteed. Guy like you, guaranteed. Got no fucking savings. Living off the government, guaranteed.
Okay.
First of all,
Okay.
yeah. Probably have health conditions in your family, which, hey, you know what? Another benefit from the government. So you're going to take handouts from the fucking government for that.
Wait, what's a health condition?
Whatever it is.
Wait, isn't
I'm
good
just-
health technically a health condition? Good condition?
Obamacare, I don't know. Obamacare, go for it, dude. Whatever the fuck you want, right? Even perfect health is a health
Okay, but
condition,
which
isn't it?
part of this is the good money part?
What do you mean?
You said good money, and I wanted you to tell me what good money was, and then you started this. So which part is good money?
Yeah, you make good money, right?
What is that?
Do you have a job?
Yes.
Do you make money?
Yep.
You make the money, all the money, right?
I don't make all the money. Other people make money. They
You
have
make
some
money, but you make your money, right? You make your
But
money,
what
right?
makes it not just money and suddenly good money?
Because it comes home to roost, right? Where you can use that money to exchange it for food, shelter,
Okay, but wouldn't that
clothing,
just
all
mean that
that shit,
everybody
okay?
makes good money?
Not really, because nobody has excess money, right?
Nobody? Nobody has excess money?
Well, not
What are you
many.
even
Not,
saying?
listen, most people don't have excess money.
Do you think that I
Most
have
people
excess
live.
money?
I mean, there's been fucking what do you call them? The polls that go online, right? Most people live from a $500 paycheck. The half of Americans live on a $500 paycheck excess, right? So they have $500 in the bank, and that's it. Okay.
Really?
There's polls. Go look at it. Man.
There's polls.
What do you think a poll is? Standard,
That would
maybe.
depend on which kind you're talking about.
That's right. So, do you have good money? Do you have excess money? Are you okay?
Boy, that depends on what you mean by excess money. I mean, technically, all money is excess money. You don't have to have money.
Could you, if there was $1,000 damage or something, could you pay that? Cash?
Could I? Yes. Would I? Not necessarily.
Why wouldn't you pay it?
Oh, it would depend on what it is. If it was $1,000 damage to, let's say, like my garage, no, I wouldn't bother paying it probably.
Yeah, you just get
I
the
don't care
insurance
that much
claim.
about the garage.
You'd get the insurance claim that you already
we don't have
paid
insurance, I don't think, yet.
$10,000 for. You already
I
paid
don't think we have insurance
$10,000 for
yet.
it. Oh, you
At least
don't
not
have
on,
house
like,
insurance?
no, we just moved in a little while ago. I don't have insurance. We
Oh,
don't
that's
even own
right.
the house.
You live at your mom's house. That's right. That's right. That's right. Nothing wrong with living at the folks. Nothing wrong. Okay.
I know. Why would there be?
There shouldn't be ever, actually, because that's how
I know that.
families unite.
I'm aware of that.
Exactly.
There's
Exactly.
literally nothing wrong with living with your parents your entire life, actually.
Pretty
In fact,
much.
it would probably be better for society if more people did that.
I kind of agree with you on this point. You're exactly right. You know, because
I don't
we
live
all
with
live
my parents, but I do live in a house that
I
they
know, but
bought.
well, the point is though, is we all live through different times, right? So let's just say our parents have a house. They do have land or property or a house or whatever. And then we get shoved out, you know, as kids into this fucking world where inflation goes up, right? You know, it's you got to rent to live, you got to pay to live.
Boo hoo! You
Fuck
gotta
off,
pay
Bandsaw.
to
I'm gonna
live.
fucking kick your
Oh
fucking ass,
fuck!
dude.
Oh, I'm so
I will fucking
sad.
kick your fucking ass
Oh
right in the
no,
square
it's so
teeth.
hard.
Don't give me
I've
that.
got to get a job.
Oh, you
kick
don't
you
even
right-
know what I've
hard to
been
live
dealing
on
with,
my
Bandsaw. You
I'll
don't
kick you.
even know.
Oh, no.
I'll kick you right in the fucking booty hole. Shut
Oh,
your
yeah,
fucking mouth,
yeah.
dude.
Whoa,
Taylor,
that's
kick
awfully.
all my kids
We're getting
out.
nasty over
Kick
here,
all my
Bandsaw. We're
kids
getting
to the
nasty.
curb.
We're
Kick
getting
all
nasty
my
over
kids
here.
to the curb. Fuck them having lived with you for the rest of their lives. Fuck that's a good
Fuck
idea.
off.
Bandsaw, come on, man. Don't be that guy. You
Yeah,
would be
fuck
hey,
live
lucky
with
to
your
have your
parents.
kids live
Fucking
with you, wouldn't you?
How we
Think
going?
about
How we
having
going,
the
guys?
grandkids in the house all the time.
Yeah, nah. But anyway,
but Bandsaw, you gotta
Nah.
understand, it's every fucking
You know, I thought
story you've
about it,
ever been
I was like,
told on the fucking media, right? Like Little House on the Prairie, everybody lives together, right?
Bandsaw,
All
come on
yeah,
fucking
now.
live
fuck
together.
that.
Okay,
You know?
Fuck
listen.
that.
Here, I'll bring
But
it up
what's
here.
wrong
Let's
with
see
that?
here.
There's nothing wrong with it, actually. Which
Oh,
is
why
what
do I keep doing that?
Numbnuts is
That's
saying
annoying.
over here, fucking dick face.
Actually, yeah, there's everything wrong with that.
What do you think?
Yeah, nah, not having my kids live with me forever. Now, if I had a big enough plot of land, if you know what I mean, yeah, kick them out. They can build their fucking own house on my land, but they ain't fucking living with me for their whole lives.
Okay. So you supply the land. Yeah. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
what most families do, actually, right? If you think about all the land plotters that own all the fucking land in Australia and America and shit, they charted out all this fucking land and said, "Hey, build on it." Right?
Here we go, Bandsaw. Proverbs 17:6. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are the fathers. If you had your grandchildren there with you, I mean, it's basically like having a crown there, right? Pretty sure, man. You should be happy to have your grandchildren. Come on.
I love my you love my grandchildren. You know that, Bob.
Right?
I
So
love them.
you should love to have them around all the time, right?
You know the best thing about my grandkids, I can hand them
You get
back.
to send them home.
Yeah, that's right.
You get to, when you're all done loading them up with sugar, you get to hand
exactly.
them right back. Okay, all right.
Hold on, Bob. We should ask Bandsaw, how you doing? What have you been doing? What's up? Right?
You get all the fun of
formal
making
and
a child smile without
know,
having to deal with the consequences.
So Bandsaw, what have you been up to? What's going on?
What have I been up to, man? You know what I had to do? I had to go out in this fucking world and I had to fucking work to earn some fucking money to pay some fucking taxes to the fucking government that I fucking hate.
Dude, damn it.
Would
What'd you get?
calm down?
What was your benefit? What'd you get?
I actually had an ice cream today.
When you sat at the fucking
That was kind of
what do you
nice.
call it,
I
the
had ice
Vegas machine, and you spun the wheel, right? You pull the lever and you spun the wheel and it goes ding ding ding
Mama
ding
said
ding.
I could have a
What'd you get,
popsicle after
Bandsaw?
I went to the
What'd you
dentist.
get? What'd you get?
I just got home, thank goodness.
Just got home, thank God. There we go.
Yeah, just got
Was
home.
that, thank goodness that you only just got home, or thank goodness that you're finally home?
Yeah, thank goodness I'm finally home, Bob.
Oh, okay. What time is it there? Like 2 or 3?
Oh, it's 2. But I started early today, so started at 5 a.m.
Oh my goodness, sweet nibbler! What are you even doing with your life, man?
He was
you
trying to
old?
go out
That's right,
into the
man.
system. That's what he was
That's it,
doing.
man. Well, you know what happened? You know what happened? My parents fucking kicked me out, and so I can't live with them anymore. So I had to go fucking do work.
Go fuck the system. Go out.
Funny.
So you were at protests all day long. That's what you're doing, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Protests all day long.
Yeah.
That's what
Protesting the government's illegal seizure of all of your bandsaws.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Bull crap.
Exactly.
And those motherfuckers, I mean, why put a legislation just on bandsaws? Why would they do that? Motherfuckers.
I know. And then you got bloody well the other part of the legislation 2.37-51. You know, the legislation on the bandsaw blades.
Oh
too now.
God.
I know.
Dude, this is unbelievable.
I know.
How do you?
I know. What am I going to do, Aaron?
How's a man supposed to live, right? How's a bandsaw supposed to live?
How the hell do I get out of the system, Aaron?
How's a bandsaw supposed to live? How's a bandsaw supposed to live? Just can't do it.
Who'd you guys slaughter today?
Actually, I know how we can do it. We'll just have America buy all the bandsaws and bring them over to America, and then repackage them and sell them back to you, for higher price. So yeah,
I've got an American bandsaw.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Fucking cost me a pretty penny.
Fucking A. It's a good machine though, right?
Sounds like a good deal. That's all it costs.
Yeah. Well, the blade.
Was it super pretty penny? Like
I had to shine it. Up before they accept it. Yeah. Blades cost me a goddamn fortune. The blades are a 3.85 meters in circumference.
It's one of those like diamond ones or something.
It's a stand-up bandsaw, obviously.
A what?
Obviously it's stand-up bandsaw, but you got big old wheels on there.
Big old wheels, man. Yeah. Bloody hell. Yeah, well, like I said, the blades are 12, 13 foot in circumference.
Yeah. Fucking awesome, dude. Listen to this, Bob, dude. People fucking do shit, right? I do shit. Right the Hand does shit. SE does shit. And Bob, what do you do, Bob? So here's the argument.
Mario Kart.
Here's the argument. Bandsaw. Here's the argument. Me and Bob were fucking having an argument because I think Bob is a piece of shit. He kicked.
I don't know if I would call it an
he
argument.
kicked. He kicked SE off the show tonight.
I did no
bullshit. He did not kick SE off.
Yeah, and he laughed about it.
No, I didn't. I didn't kick anybody off. I can't kick anybody off. I don't have that authority.
You run him off, and you laughed about it.
Did SE get his nose out of joint a little bit?
Yes,
Bob ran him off.
He got out of joint or whatever. He was not happy with the discussion. He would not accept that acceleration automatically includes in it the concept of time. I don't know why other than if he accepts that it has the concept of time, then he would have to accept that he's wrong. So I'm guessing that's why he would not accept that it has to include the concept of time. But it's literally in the definition of acceleration for physics. Rate of change velocity per unit of time. Yeah. I mean, it's part of the definition. So
yeah, but we're not talking about definition. That's what Right the Hand started the argument about, was we're not going to talk about these definitions anymore.
No, I told him though that he could just admit that he's not talking about the same acceleration as other people, and that's fine. Then we can move on. But he wouldn't do that, or he didn't do that. He needs to either
Because
say, "I'm not
SE
talking
doesn't
about
believe in
acceleration."
time.
Why do you have to be gratified again, Bob? I'm gonna
Oh,
go
I
here.
don't
Why
have
do
to
you
be.
have to
That's
be
fine.
gratified?
I
Why?
wasn't. He didn't do what I wanted, and then he
You
left.
laughed on the way out. Why?
No, not on the way out. After he was gone, I did laugh. It was humorous.
What was humorous? You tell me.
What?
No, yeah, check this out, Banton. What was humorous?
The absurdity.
Of what? Of your own argument
argument.
or his? Huh?
SE's argument. Or arguments.
But you know that your argument was not the initial argument that Right the Hand proposed, right? So you know that you should be laughed at too.
Right the Hand and I were here for a lot longer than you were, so I'm not going to defer to you on what the argument was or wasn't about.
What was the argument between you and Right the Hand, Bob?
Oh, it wasn't. It was me and him defending against the rest of them, basically.
Oh, okay.
There was like 3 or 4 of them or whatever, and they were all trying to convince us that acceleration was real. And SE would agree that time wasn't real, but he wouldn't accept that time is part of acceleration, and therefore acceleration can't be real.
Well, yeah,
Good question.
time has to be part of acceleration. Well, it's a
Right, and
cycle, isn't it?
he even used the
It's
word
a s-
speed. In fact, we even
Yeah.
got him to say the phrase miles per hour, and he still would not accept that time was part of it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one question, Bob.
It's an increasing of speed over a particular cycle.
No,
Right.
Banton.
Yes.
Let me ask you one question.
Okay.
Both-
Just
both
only
you guys.
one. Only one you get to ask me, Aaron.
Oh, you know better.
What is the initial cause? The initial cause of acceleration. You guys are talking about an effect.
Oh, you want to know?
What-
I know.
The
I know exactly
initial-
what it is.
The initial
cause.
cause.
I know exactly what the initial
starts
cause
with
of
an M.
acceleration, right?
Starts
The
with an
initial cause is the uneven application of pressure.
No.
Yes.
That's not the
No.
answer he wanted, bandsaw.
I
Shame
know.
on
I know.
No. Okay.
Yes.
What
Yes.
what is the source?
You
for
you
the
said the
uneven-
cause. You said the
What
cause.
what is the cause for the uneven application of pressure? What is the cause of that?
I don't know what is the cause of that. You could have different causes.
I mean, does that happen in nature? I mean, nature just
Yes, it
unequally
does.
fucking
Yes, it
disciplines
does.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
it
Tell me
does.
where. Tell me where.
Where? You can see it in clouds. You can see it in water.
No,
you can
no,
see it in
that's
sand.
that's not an unequal disposition of fucking pressure. It's
100%
not.
it is. 100%
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
You don't
It's
know-
an
you don't know what-
equalization. That's an equalization of pressure.
No, it's an uneven application of
is.
pressure. It's not
No.
equally. It's an uneven. Yes.
Well, you did not go
about,
the direction you
about to
wanted,
get your
so
head
sure.
bit off. Banzai. You're about to get your head bit off, just like
Come
I
on.
did Bob.
Bite
Get
it,
his
bite
head
it.
cut off? Really?
Go on. Come on.
I'm gonna bite
Come
your
over
head
here.
off. Okay.
Come over
You're worried
here.
about
What-
and
what
I'll
is the
introduce you
only-
to my.
what is-
and you're saying he's going to have his head cut off or disagree?
Come
or
over
what?
here.
Okay. Think
And
of
I'll
nature.
introduce you to my bandsaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
What gets cut?
Okay. Before you. So okay, you have clouds, you have all the shit, and everything happens at an equilibrium. Remember that?
No.
Oh,
it's the
those
uneven
wild-
application of pressure. That's exactly what acceleration is.
What do you mean? Tell me.
Just that. Just that.
What do you mean application? What do you mean application of pressure?
Do
Well,
you not
okay,
understand English? You told me you read like 700 dictionaries.
This is the argument. This is the argument. You cannot
even
use
okay,
English.
even if it was an
cannot use English.
equalization,
You
even if
cannot
it was
use
an
English.
equalization,
So
it would
Bantam,
still have to be applied
Bantam,
unequally
the only
because
way,
the thing
the
that's being
only way,
equalized is
the
not
only
the
way,
same as the
Bantam,
thing
the
that's
only way,
already
Bantam,
equal or whatever.
the only way, Bantam. Sorry, Bob.
They're
I don't
already
mean to cut you
settled.
off, but you've been talking for
Whatever,
a long
maybe.
time. It's okay. Bantam, the only way. Okay, there is no disequilibrium of nature, right? Okay, of pressures. Okay. There is
didn't
only
say
one way.
disequilibrium.
There is
I
only
think
one
I never
way.
said
There is only
disequilibrium.
one way.
There
There is only one way that acceleration can be caused.
That's right.
Cause.
And that's with the
Not
uneven
effect,
application of pressure.
cause.
100%, I
Okay.
agree.
And that
100%,
is
there's only one way.
man. That is man. It goes back
No.
to Dell and his fucking shed. Push. You have to push it. Somebody has to do it. Nature
No.
doesn't do it. Nature is
That's
in balance.
that
Nature
is
is
called the uneven application of pressure.
Nature is balanced. Nature is
Right.
balanced. You know this.
Right? You can have a constant speed if you only push something, Aaron.
Hold on. So that goes back to my point.
Hold on.
What is the
Right.
cause?
We're talking about
Man.
acceleration.
Man is the only cause. Man
No, it's
is the
not.
only cause.
No, it's not. How does man move clouds and water and sand?
Clouds move by equilibrium.
They move by the
unbalanced.
unequal application of pressure.
Clouds are not unbalanced. The reason we have clouds is because there is an equilibrium, right?
There's an unequal application of pressure. It's so obvious it's not even funny.
So when you say acceleration, like you're going around a corner or something?
No, I was just talking acceleration in general. Not talking about it in cars or
Okay, so
motorbikes
tell me
or
acceleration.
walking or running or anything.
Give me
We're just
one
talking.
example. Give me one example of acceleration in nature, except for rainfall, which you might think that's acceleration, but it's not. It's just
Moving clouds.
disequilibration.
Moving clouds. So it's an unequal application of pressure.
No,
When they
clouds form because they're in equilibrium.
Yes. No.
That's the only reason clouds form. It's because they're stable.
No.
They're stable.
Aaron, you're wrong again. Oh my God, my friend. What?
I'm gonna bite your head off. Well, go ahead. All right, my wife's not here yet. She'll be here in about 10 minutes. So hurry up.
Maybe not.
So you think acceleration is caused by nature?
Right? No, when did I say that?
Well, would you say that acceleration is caused by nature? Would you say
it can be? It's in nature and also by man. Both.
This is your argument. Oh wait, not your argument. Will you make this your argument?
Me? Yes, I'll make this my argument. Yeah.
Can this be your argument, please, so I can argue against it? Thank you.
Go on, Bob.
Sure,
have
Bob,
a
but not right now because Grandpa just joined, so we're gonna fuck with him for a while, right?
You're not fucking with me.
I've nailed
you, Aaron. You
okay,
know
the argument the right hand says that real is nobody knows what's real, right? Except physical, natural, something takes up space, right? You've heard his argument on
Yep.
chat.
Okay,
cool. Is this the real life?
Okay, cool. And then we have these
just fantasy.
then we have these dancers that come on here like Bob Dole,
Oh, dancers.
No escape from reality.
Who all of a sudden agree with Right the Hand and start to attack SC Montreal, right?
We didn't attack SC Montreal
attack,
at all.
Attack is a very strong
Well,
word.
I mean, maybe a tiny bit.
Why
not hear a man's point and say, you know what? Hey.
What's attack? Is that the uneven application of aggression?
He accelerated his fucking point of view.
That's the equalizer of
in time to make SC say, I'm gonna have to back out. That's what SC
and
said.
SC reached a disequilibrium and had to go.
You know what? I think SC's a big boy and he can make those decisions on his own. He didn't
exactly right.
I think you're a fucking prick, Bob.
Them's a fighting word.
Actually, a scabby prick. How about that?
Oh
scabby.
No! Them's are. Oh my God! We've gone from 0 to nasty, like really, really quickly.
I've never
I
been
thought-
fond of Bob. Never been fond.
What's wrong with Bob?
When he argues something, right? He gets on one certain point and he runs it straight home. He'll never just butt in like I do.
Stay on point.
I'm interrupter.
Try to
Listen,
keep things in
I
the
am
same category and not go off into Wonderland.
I am interrupter
Shame on me,
sincere,
right,
right? I will interrupt everybody, but I'll make one little point
Do-
and then I'll back out.
Do I
right?
detect a bit of projection here?
Scabby Bob fucking wants to run his fucking narrative through everybody, right? He's almost like Pete. He's actually worse than Pete.
Now?
He's actually worse than Pete because actually Bob has a point.
He's worse than Pete.
I'm worse
because Bob
because
has a
I'm
point.
making a real point. What is this? I don't.
Where is Pete?
This isn't real, is it? Like, this isn't actually being said out loud as a real thing, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, Bob. I'm angry with you. Just so you know, I'm angry with you.
I'm not worried about you being angry with me.
No
You
worries.
sound
I know.
ridiculous.
I know. Either way, yeah, my life is no big deal either, right? No big deal. Okay. However, I just want to say that when you come on, you have a great fucking point. But you just talk and beat the fucking shit out of us forever, and just say it.
I do
and
no such
just,
thing.
and you actually, but
I
the
really
problem
don't.
is, Bob, see, you can't shut up. The problem is, Bob, you actually
You're
come to a
saying
point.
incorrect statements.
You actually come
I'm
to
not
a
gonna
point
shut up
where
about
all
that.
of us have to shut the fuck up because you actually made a point, right, Bob?
Yeah, no, that's not accurate. That's just
No,
ridiculous.
it's awesome. It's
You're
actually
just being
awesome,
absurd.
but I fucking hate it. Right? I fucking hate it. Okay, because there's no need to do that to us. Okay? I love it when you do it to Globers. That's okay. But don't do it to Montreal. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to fucking Bandsaw.
Montreal's going to make statements that are inaccurate. I am not going to stop myself.
What do you mean? What do you
necessarily.
mean inaccurate? See, here we go, Bandsaw. What do you mean inaccurate?
I mean exactly what I said. Inaccurate, not
Okay,
accurate.
okay.
Accurate.
But I asked you, what do you mean inaccurate?
I
What do
gave you
mean?
like 2 or 3 alternate explanations of what I'm
Well,
saying.
Bandsaw didn't hear him. Bandsaw didn't hear him. So-
I heard exactly what Bob said. Bob said the uneven application of accuracy.
So, okay, well, what I meant was, what do you mean inaccurate examples? Okay, inaccurate examples. Sorry, I thought you said when somebody gives inaccurate examples, and I come back with, what do you mean inaccurate? I thought you were
I
going
didn't say
to
examples.
talk about
You
inaccurate
said
examples.
I didn't say examples.
Jesus. So you just said, if somebody comes in inaccurate, I'm
not necessarily going to stop myself from correcting them. No. I like conversations to be fruitful and useful and logical and things like that. So I'm going to try and make that happen.
What would cause you to stop you? What would cause you to stop you or start you on an example? Like, so it doesn't matter
whether
who
or not
it
it's
is.
accurate, maybe.
Okay, accurate meaning what? So we're right back at point zero.
Having accuracy, not unaccurate.
So gravity in my world, right, starts at ground level. That's it. G
Okay,
equals
I
G. G equals
disagree
G.
with the use of the word gravity.
Okay.
As
So am I
explaining what happened.
inaccurate? Am I inaccurate according to your
If
world?
you are using gravity the way that other people say gravity, then yes, you are inaccurate.
No, not what other people say. What do you say?
I say gravity is
Why
real.
don't you
That's
have your own thoughts, Bob? Have your own thoughts, right? G starts at the ground. That's where it starts and ends, man. Everything happens at the ground, dude. Right, Bandsaw? You've heard me say this before. Here we go.
Well, does it start at ground level? Does it start 6 foot under the ground? 8 miles? Where does
No,
it
actually,
start?
6 foot under the ground is less G, right? That's
It's
what they
less
say.
G.
That's what they say.
That's what they
And
tell
6
us.
foot above the ground is less G also, right?
Well, maybe you should start by describing the mechanics exactly of the unequal application of bandsaws.
Bandsaws what?
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Montreal. Can't believe you guys ran him off.
Yeah,
Bob
ran
did.
him off.
Bob did, not me. Bob did.
Ran him off.
Bob's a bad boy sometimes. You know what I mean? He's a bad boy.
He lost so colossally badly. If you want to
See?
call it a loss.
And he's laughing about it. He's still laughing about it. I love Bob.
It's just
Bob's
awful.
a bad boy. He's a fucking bad boy, dude. Argumenter extraordinaire, whatever you call it, right? You're good, Bob. You're good.
Montreal rocks.
Yeah. SC is fucking pimp.
He never rage quits.
Never. Until
That's
tonight.
sarcasm
See, Bob.
I detect here.
And see, Bob.
Can't believe you made him rage quit, Bob. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's always the calmest and most collected of us, right?
And Bob's laughing
Obviously.
about this. That's why I don't get it, SC. Why is Bob laughing about this? SC is the coolest guy ever, right? Bob's laughing like, yeah.
I'm not sure that Aaron
I got it.
understands
You know,
the
he's giggling.
of the
Bob's
unequal
giggling in
application
his
of
fucking
sarcasm.
pink, in his pink robe. He's like in his pink robe. He's like, I got SC to fucking rage quit, yeah. And he's like, he chalks it up on his chalkboard. He's like, yes.
We all have to get a feather in our cap occasionally. Come on, that's human nature.
Well, I'm
I have
pissed
the
off at Bob
feathers
about
as
doing that.
caps.
I'm pissed off at Bob for doing that.
I have an unequal application of feathers in my
But
cap.
it was not. It was
I've got
not right
quills
when
everywhere.
you did that, Bob. It was not right when you did that, Bob.
Did what? Chased him off? Which I didn't do.
Yes, giggler.
Yeah, I just chased him off. He ran off or whatever.
Still not happy.
He was
And
making
you know what?
absurd
Actually,
arguments.
Montreal is a better part of this show than you are. Actually.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
That's
harsh. Well, we'll let Montreal decide. We'll let Montreal decide.
I disagree because I'm not the one making absurd, ridiculous arguments. So
You're the one clowning though. Montreal doesn't clown around. He gets straight to the
clowning?
point.
What is that supposed to mean? Clowning?
Laughing, joking, clowning, ferrying.
Oh,
like,
do you not like humor? Is that what you're claiming now?
not against
Big
our
anti-humor
friends.
guy, are you?
No, not against our friends. Never.
Okay, I'm not sure where you got the idea that SC Montreal and I were friends. We're not friends. I don't know that person.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can only use humor against our neighbours.
The
Not our friends.
extent of my conversation with SC Montreal is him being upset a lot of the time and also him being wrong. So
why can't you listen to his argument and not clown?
I did,
him on the way
and it
out?
was absurd.
But why do you have to retort to it? Why? What's
Because
your
it was
point?
absurd. I already explained to you. I want things to be accurate, logical, fruitful, not
I love
inaccurate,
Montreal's.
useless.
I love Montreal's explanation.
Okay, and that's
Why?
fine.
So
You can
what
go ahead
was
and
okay then?
Montreal.
Okay
I
then.
don't
All
think
right.
that his arguments are good.
Let's just stop chastising each other for a sec. What was Montreal's argument, Bob? Exactly.
His argument was that acceleration was real, but time wasn't real, and acceleration has nothing to do with time.
Okay. I can kind of see both sides of the fence here, actually.
You cannot have acceleration without time, though. You can't do it.
I can see. I can. Yeah. Well, I can actually kind of see his point of view, but I definitely see your point of view too, because our definition of acceleration, man's definition, right, includes time. 100% agree with that, right? But before man was here, right, and we had rivers and clouds and all that sort of stuff accelerating, right? Stuff was accelerating without the time. Like it was a cycle. It was a period of movement over a particular cycle, speeding up over a cycle. So I actually see both sides of the fence here, I must say. I hate being a fucking fence sitter.
I don't know. Well put. Very well, Benson.
I don't see why you're on the fence. Did you explain the other side?
I explained your side too.
No, I heard you explain one side. It sounded like I didn't hear the other one. Could you say it again?
Man's definition of acceleration includes time.
Okay,
right?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
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 So I offered it to him multiple times. If he was talking about a different definition of acceleration, he could just say that. That's fine. I'd accept it. He did not allow for that or whatever. He would not finish that. He insisted on just continuing. Basically, he would not just accept or admit.
Yeah, but it's not your argument. You asked Bensaw a question, and then you want to continue with your answer.
He answered my question.
Give his answer. How about that?
He already answered my question. He answered it, and I was responding to him.
Okay,
that was
so you already know Bansaw's answer. So, see, Bansaw, he already knows.
I was very clear and succinct with that. And Bob was responding to my answer. Yes.
See what I got to put up with?
I know. This is what I have to put up with. What are you talking about?
Well, hold on. Banshaw never gave the other side of the argument.
I didn't. I gave a very clearly.
Well, one, but then Bob told you to give it again, and before you could even give it again, he fucking started over talking you. That's why I said Bob
he wanted me. No, Bob wanted me to give the other side because he didn't hear the other side, and I gave it again.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Well, I don't have to give both sides
before
again.
you could do that, he started talking over you.
No, he got the other side. He now knows both sides.
What is SC's side? You tell me. What is SC's side?
The first side, without man.
Yeah, where time doesn't exist, but acceleration does exist, right?
Well, yeah. Before man, right? Definition of acceleration. Acceleration was always here, as I explained to you, in clouds, Aaron.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then man came along. Right? And he set up a stick in the ground and made a sundial. And he went, I'm looking at those clouds. All right. Oh, and that cloud is speeding up over that shadow period a lot
Slowing
quicker.
down, moving. That's right.
Right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, right, Mr. Quartz came along and invented the watch, and then we had more accurate time.
Well, I mean, maybe that's the claim.
Yeah, well, it's good enough for the story.
See, yeah,
anyway.
like I was like, it was totally fine if you wanted to.
So SC, that was Ben's
acceleration. That would be okay.
Sorry, Bensaw. That was SC's argument, kind of like time can exist without acceleration. Acceleration can exist without time. Kind of. That's exactly what he was saying. Okay. Well, Bob laughed him off the panel. Okay, just so you know, that's what happened.
Acceleration, man's definition of acceleration.
Can exist without time.
By the way, that's the only definition there is because it's man-made. The concept of acceleration is man-made.
Exactly.
Okay. See, that's the thing, and that's
Bob,
basically part of
maybe it's
the rest of the argument that was being made was that acceleration isn't real. It's a concept to describe something that is real. Okay. So if he wants to use acceleration that's completely different than what we understand to be defined as acceleration, that's fine. But he didn't seem to be doing that. He seemed to be just saying acceleration. And that has to include time because man invented it, including time.
Exactly. 100%. Actually, yes, he can't get around that one.
And that's basically part of the larger point is that you don't get to like it doesn't make good sense for you to pick out acceleration and say, well, that's real, even though I accept that gravity isn't real. Like gravity, obviously gravity, we can make fun of, and he would say that we can make fun of them easily for gravity, but come on, guys, you got to accept acceleration. It's just like, no, they're in the same bucket. They're both words that were made by man that come with baggage that is not necessarily acceptable.
Well, they're all descriptive words, aren't they? That's what they are.
You got to see which part describes reality and which part does not, namely the attraction to the scene of man.
Lemon, how you
Lemon
doing?
Bird coming in hot. Love it. I love Lemon Bird, dude. Everybody talks shit about Lemon Bird. I love Lemon Bird.
Hey.
Why are you guys calling that person Lemon?
No one talks shit about Lemon. No one.
Does. That's right. That's right.
The name says
no bad words about Lemon ever.
Lemon dishes it out. He doesn't accept it.
He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, gotta give people the truth, man.
That's right,
going
Lemon.
out about this road.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lemon Bird. Thank you for all your fucking service to my shows
right.
and everything I listen to, Lemon Bird. When you come on, dude, I fucking love it, dude. Just so you know.
Lemon rules the roost in Gem Server. He rules the roost.
Oh no, that's Leech and what's his name? Gem Panda.
Gem Panda.
Oh yes.
He be putting Lemon Bird. He be putting Lemon Bird to the roost, right? Gem Panda.
Is your profile picture supposed to be Beast from X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Name myself 666 over there. Kind of a running joke.
I love it. I love it when Lemon puts on his angry voice. You very rarely hear it, but when you hear it, oh my god!
And it's so on point, dude. Lemon can be on point for like 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes on point. I can only be on point for about maybe 10 seconds, right?
No, I'm talking about his angry voice, Aaron.
Dude,
you probably have not witnessed it yet. Yes, Lemon.
No.
Well, yes,
I try
you
to
know what?
remain calm. I try.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about, Lemon. You know what I'm talking about.
I try to keep it calm when I can, you know.
You know, you do. Almost definitely. That's what drives people crazy.
Exactly. That's what makes them mad. That's what makes them mad, Lemon.
About having a civil discussion, you know, just exchanging the info in a calm, cool way so everybody can keep thinking.
Yeah.
That's what made me think was hearing Lemon, kind of, right? You know, like, what do you think?